you handle it? Where grandmasters don't just move pieces, they cast spells.
Oh boy, didn't see that one coming.
Victory doesn't come easy.
Wait, queen time?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, but I got no mana.
This isn't your classic chessboard.
The thing about the imposter is that if you swap it like
It's not just a game, it's a battleground of minds.
Let's have some fun, you know? Let's have some fun.
When the greatest minds meet magic, anything can happen. On Chess, cast that spell, play for free.
Whether it's sunglasses outside, blue light glasses inside, or night driving lenses in the dark, Zenni has affordable eyewear for everyone at zenni.com.
Welcome to the Esports World Cup. They are not just fighting for money. They're not just fighting for fame, but something that is far more valuable, and that is legacy.
To become best in the world at anything, to be within that top 1%, you have to show dedication, desire, determination. You've got to be resilient, ruthless, and ready for anything.
16 match of the Speed Chess Championship, like the Flash. क्या साज भाई, वेलकम भाई। आज हम कुछ और क्लीन जोक्स मारने आए हैं मेरी तरफ से एंड कुछ क्रेजी एनालिसिस साज भाई की तरफ। साज भाई, नो इंडियन प्ले टुडे, बट स्टिल भाई किसका किंग आज हिकारू फेंकेंगे वही देखना है।
Oh, it's a nice intro there, but yeah, Hikaru versus Liem, बड़ा मजा आएगा। But लेकिन I think ये वाला match like Magnus की तरह मुझे feeling आ रही है because there is no chance कि Hikaru doesn't qualify. मतलब वो हमेशा मतलब या तो फाइनल्स में जाता है फिर सेमीफाइनल्स में, दैट टू अगेंस्ट अली रेजा एज वी सॉ लास्ट ईयर। बट आई थिंक एससीसी में दो फेवरेट्स है, राइट? देयर इज हिकारू एंड देन देयर इज मैग्नस, एंड yeah, I think there's going to be a big W for Hikaru, but of course Liam will going to give a very tough fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe it will not be as dominant as Magnus against Jospim. Maybe थोड़ा सा difference कम होगा. But I have to agree with you. I think on paper at least Hikaru इतने strong है कि he should be able to get a comfortable lead. In fact, you know what, I'm going to eat my words because मैंने rating difference देखा अभी सा. It's even higher, I think, than what we saw in Magnus versus Jospim. So maybe I think we might see new records being broken, Sahaj. It's like a 300-point difference.
Absolutely, and I think Hikaru has the highest rating on chess.com right now when it comes to Blitz. So also like he's 3094, yeah, 3094 ke बावजूद you still have a 300-point difference. That just shows how dominant and how good Hikaru is. So yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, and chat, welcome. आज गपशप मारते हैं भाई। You know what? आज हम वर्ल्ड कप के बारे में भी गॉसिप कर सकते हैं। आज हम एचसीसी के बारे में, इंडियन प्लेयर्स के बारे में बहुत बातें कर सकते हैं आज भाई लोग। सो स्ट्रीम लाइक करते चलना। हिकारू इजी विन 15-3, 16-6, बहुत सारी प्रेडिक्शंस कमिंग इन। साज भाई, व्हाट्स योर प्रेडिक्शन ऑफ द फाइनल स्कोर?
I'm not sure final score क्या होगा, but I think बहुत बड़ा difference लग रहा है मुझे आज players के बीच में। But also let's not forget कि Hikaru is streaming from I think he's streaming from a hotel, so he's playing a tournament in Canada right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, a very, very strong event, by the way, because Hikaru is playing in it, so it has to be strong, right?
Of course. एक draw भी हुआ ना उसका।
Imagine being that I am, yeah. I mean that's a crazy achievement there. But yes, and there you see his opponent who's just gotten up from his chair. So it will be super interesting to see कि कितना challenge यहाँ पे, कितना fight दे पाएंगे Liam. He has to start off well, I think. That's very important. He has to start off well with a winning start. If he can somehow win the first two games, then it's anybody's match, Sahaj bhai. And for some reason, I think Sahaj is sharing his virtual camera, right? Producer साहब, मुझे ऐसा कुछ लग रहा है.
वर्चुअल कैमरा?
है ना?
अच्छा,
वो
हिकारू।
ओबीएस, हाँ वो ओबीएस कैम को शेयर कर रहा है द एक्चुअल कैम, बट ठीक है, आई थिंक वी आल्सो सी, आई मीन, हाँ, we also see, I mean, Hikaru's camera, so that is amazing. Like we also see his arrows now, so we can commentate on that as well. So that's an extra layer of footage for us. So वो सारे जो है ना बनेंगे takes. Can you draw like 900 arrows सारे board के ऊपर, and maybe we'll match what Hikaru will do.
That's crazy actually. I didn't know we could do this. Like तुम मतलब कैमरे के साथ साथ बोर्ड भी लगा सकते हो. I didn't know you could do this. Maybe he's streaming as well. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can do
For
that with
sure.
OBS. OBS से कुछ भी कर सकते हो भाई, कुछ भी possible है. You can literally teleport yourself to the moon if you want to. But anyways, chat, जितने भी लोग chat में एक बार hi लिख दो. Really want to get you engaged. Chat, come on, कौन है जल्दी से बता दो. And Sahaj भाई, as we wait for the match to begin, World Cup हर दिन टिक पास आता जा रहा है. गोवा में होने वाला है. सहज भाई की स्माइल से दिख रहा है कितनी जोरों जोरों से प्रिपरेशन चल रही है. सहज भाई तो कब फ्लाइट बुक कर रहे हैं आप?
अरे अभी तो बहुत टाइम है भाई. अभी तो यही नहीं पता कि कैसे आना है, क्या करना है, कहाँ जाना है पहले. आई हैव नो क्लू. बट ये पता है कि जाना है. दैट्स इट.
यार, और
भाई
ऊपर
मैं
से
तो
देखो.
मैं तो
हाँ,
मैं मैं तो कल निकल लूँ ऑनेस्टली.
हाँ,
बट
ट्रू
लेकिन
ट्रू.
या
हाँ,
वी हैव टू वेट या.
you have to admire the location. गोवा बढ़िया है. By the way, राउंड ऑफ 16 हमने लिखा हुआ है. आई थिंक आई गॉट कंफ्यूज फॉर अ सेकंड कि कौन सा राउंड है. देयर इज ओके, राउंड ऑफ 16 मतलब टॉप 16. ओके, मेरी
क्वार्टर
अंग्रेजी
फाइनल
थोड़ी
से एक
कमजोर.
पहले.
हाँ, कमजोर है अंग्रेजी थोड़ी. चैट भाई, भोजपुरी काफी स्ट्रांग है लेकिन. सो फिलहाल के लिए चैट, as we wait for the matches to begin, I think Hikaru के white pieces हैं, that is already giving him an edge, Sahaj, because starting off with white, पहली गेम जीत गए अगर एक खतरनाक फैशन में, कुछ चेकमेट लगा दी भाई, 2-3 पीस सैक करके, then it's already, Liem starts feeling the pressure, the rating, and then it could just go south.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The first few rounds, once again, super important to keep things balanced. I mean, I think Dennis Lazovic ने अर्जुन के साथ ये बहुत अच्छे से किया था. He held his own. Also was having an advantage many times. Arjun was never up in the match, yeah. But 5+1 में he just held his own. 3+1 में basically dominated, and 1+1 में also he dominated. So it was I think that's the strategy that Liam can sort of look for. कि शुरुआत में नहीं हारना, because once Hikaru starts feeling like himself, it's over.
Yeah, and Lilium is a strong player. I think बहुत बार ऐसे rapid blitz event खेल के बहुत अच्छा भी खेलते हैं. He's one of those Chinese players. Sorry, not Chinese. He's from Vietnam, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Vietnamese player,
Yeah,
yes.
from players from Asia, I think, who did not, I think, like, he was playing during those COVID days. Like he was much more active than players like Ding Liren. So he never really lost touch there. I think बाकी सारे एशिया के players stuck थे एशिया में. तो he is a very strong player and will offer us, let's say, a challenge to Hikaru, and let's see if Hikaru can just neutralize that. 3380, holy smokes, exactly. So that is, साजा मेरी ब्लिट्स रेटिंग से दैट इज लिटरली ऑलमोस्ट 900 पॉइंट ऊपर. तो मतलब भाई,
Wow.
मतलब व्हाई आर वी प्लेइंग चेस साज भाई? क्यों खेल रहे हैं भाई? 900 पॉइंट ऊपर है भाई. कितनी है मेरी ब्लिट्स? देख रहा ही नहीं है. छोटा है भाई, क्या बेइज्जती करानी है
That
अपनी.
is that is too much. Why? मेरे से भी I think he's around 600 points more, which is also crazy. 600
There is
points
a
ज़्यादा
guy in
भाई.
the there's a guy in the chat, Saha, जिससे वो 3000 पॉइंट आगे है. So I mean, just putting things into perspective. कौन है वो बंदा चैट में? बता दो भाई, कौन है इसकी रेटिंग 380 और से कम है भाई? एक तो पक्का होगा, आई कैन गारंटी.
For sure. Also, let's not forget, Lekwang Liem also did one of the first course LTR of the London system. So, बहुत अच्छा chance है. We might see Liam's London. By the way, this is called D4. I'm just gonna play it out. ये match नहीं है chat. Just gonna show you. This is called Liam's London, and this is what he did for Chessable as his first course. So, hoping we'll get to see some London system also on the board.
भाई लेमन सिस्टम कौन सा है साज भाई? ये होना चाहिए
Slip
वैसे
of the
लेमन
tongue.
सिस्टम. आई लाइक द लेमन सिस्टम एक्चुअली. नाइस नेम. Meanwhile, venue has been decided, chat. I think it is Goa, as we all know. So Goa में आएंगे जो लोग, there'll be, I think, maybe a fan zone of sorts. So you guys can visit, meet the players. That will be amazing. So do visit Goa from 1st November to 26th November, I think, are the dates of the World Cup. And of course, we are hoping कि इंडिया से कोई ना कोई जीतेगा and candidates के लिए qualify करेगा. साज भाई, we also have the total World Chess Championship coming now, जिससे भी apparently those spots, like candidates में जाएंगे from the next cycle. What
Oh.
is your take on, the total chess championship, world championship, whatever it
Oh,
is?
that is very insane. I didn't know that the next candidates will be decided from the total world championship
Yeah,
itself. That's
yeah,
insane.
2
Matlab,
spots.
Magnus will keep a chance to qualify to the candidates at least.
I mean, Max can qualify anyways. He could just decide कि Hikaru का mood खराब करना है and say I'm playing, and then
By the way, we
qual-
have moves coming in. We have
yeah,
liftoff.
yeah. Oh, it
Tronkowski on
is.
the board.
Wow, लंदन के भाई को खेल दिया उन्होंने भाई, लंदन को धोखा देते हुए.
Exactly. Queen b6 attacking the b2 pawn. And what do? Queen b3. By the way, I'll try to make as many arrows as Hikaru. Oh, arrows bana nahi raha abhi wo.
Queen C2 Sajva I thought is the main line. Or maybe I'm misremembering. No, अच्छा वो Bishop G F4 पे होता है. Sorry, my bad. Bishop
हाँ, Bishop
G5 पे है.
f4. तब भी
I don't
Queen
know how.
b3 मतलब होती है. Queen c2 लेकिन is
हाँ, हाँ.
quite nice for white.
Okay, now I think you have to take care of that pin. Bishop D3, there is C4, so Queen B3. But you've kind of played this in two moves, so black should be comfortable. गोवा में किधर बीच पे बिल्कुल बीच पे बोर्ड लगा के बिल्कुल रेत में खेलेंगे सब लोग क्लियरली एंड अभी ही बैठना है कि कहाँ बैठना है भाई इज इट इजी टू गेट पीएचडी देन जीएम टाइटल साज भाई आई थिंक ये सवाल का जवाब आप ही दे सकते हो
Is it easy to get a PhD than gym? भाई depend करता है PhD कौन से discipline में I guess. आप ये चैट जीपीटी से पूछो ना यार. I don't think we are qualified to answer because we don't know what it's like to be a PhD. Maybe you can ask Dr. Amin Basim. He's technically a doctor. You can ask him this question. But yeah. By the way, he goes a3 and b4 black can play after once he goes knight c6. So he would have to move his knight. Now also b4 is a real threat. Yeah. See, he
Yeah.
moves his rook immediately here. Now knight c6
Yeah.
perhaps. Oh, knight d7 is also nice. Look
Yeah.
at this idea of knight b6 and knight f4.
Yeah,
That's
very
dangerous because भाई if I play
yeah.
knight a4, you take this, I take this, and this rook can jump in like this, and इस pawn को कौन बचाएगा फिर?
भाई ले लियम हैज अ ड्रीम पोजीशन अगेंस्ट हिकारू राइट नाउ एंड लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट कई बार यहाँ पे पीस सैक भी होते हैं अगर वो नाइट ए4 पे आ जाए सो यू हैव टू टेक एंड नाउ आई थिंक इट इज इफ अनलेस हिकारू फाइंड्स लाइक अ क्लियर कंसाइज प्लान आई थिंक योर प्लान ऑफ रुक a6 रुक b6 इज बेसिकली गेम ओवर
या आपको रुक a1 रुक a2 जाना पड़ेगा which I don't think is ideal or unless you can have the e4 break. Wait, rook a6?
रुक a6 आई
Isn't
थिंक
that
ही
a
प्लान्स रुक a1 रुक b5 रुक
but
a2
yeah, but that's bad, no?
भाई
Hikaru in
दैट्स
some trouble
टेरेबल
already.
या एंड आई थिंक
अब
कमिंग
लेकिन how
बैक
do you take
हाँ
this? Yeah, you were saying?
No, I was coming to PhD question. I think PhD में ये है कि the benefit is most likely you'll get one. That's the advantage, I think. In terms of effort, it might be similar, but GM there's no guarantee you'll get it. I think there's so many people who are fighting for the GM title after becoming an IM also. Ki it tells me ki data wise, it's much less likely you'll get a GM title, but it's much more likely you'll get a PhD title and PhD. And of course, I think GM में ज़्यादा risk भी है, but ज़्यादा fun भी है. You know, becoming a GM is much more fun maybe for somebody who loves chess than let's say getting a PhD, which is more,
और
bookie stuff, if I can put it.
बहुत ज़्यादा trauma भी है.
And trauma bhi hai. Yeah, exactly. So I think I would say GM is tougher purely because it's not guaranteed you'll get it. I think the uncertainty makes it much more difficult.
That's
But
a fair way to look at it.
Okay,
By the way,
H6.
there's rook c8, rook b8, rook c6, and rook b6. And who is the second defender here?
King by King D1, King
Then
C1.
bishop takes a3. By then bishop takes a3 will lose the game, or rook takes b2 will lose the game if you play king d1, king
Ah,
c1.
so King C1 and then I play knight B1 maybe like and then knight C1.
भाई तब भी bishop b1 मर रहा है. तब भी
हाँ
bishop
तो
b1 bishop
किंग से
a3
मारूंगा ना
मरेगा.
फिर
तब bishop a3 मर जाएगा ना.
अरे बाप
And
रे
then rook
भाई
takes b2 check. That's dangerous.
that's actually
I'm
game
not sure
over
who is
almost.
saving this. Like how does he? Maybe rook h2. Yeah, the rook will defend on b2. पूरा second rank खाली है.
Ah, nice.
That's
But
smart.
then, of course, once you move the knight, you do allow bishop b1. So again, you have to be very careful. How do you unleash this attack? Right now, knight c4. There could be there's not bishop b3 working because there's knight d5 check, but you have to be careful about how you unleash the attack.
No, he goes bishop h7. I think bishop c2 maybe he didn't like so much. Yeah, because of that knight takes c4 idea, and now he has to find a way to route the rook to b6 basically.
Yeah.
एक बार ये b6 पे दोनों rooks आ गए, then this pawn is gone.
Yeah. And also, by the way, time situation neck to neck. That's a great, detail for Liem that he's able to match Hikaru on the clock, which is, I thought that would be impossible, but he's kind of ahead of the clock right now, Sahaj. And on the position, if he gets this win with the black pieces, he gets one in the next game. He could have a 2-0 lead.
Oh, by the way, e4 is a take. Why is it a mistake? Takes. Okay, we can see from the blue arrow d takes c4 is the move. And then you follow it up with knight d6. Oh, wait, knight f6 pe, you're losing a pawn. Wait. So d takes e4, knight takes c4, bishop takes. Should I play it out? I'm just going to play it out.
Yeah,
Knight
yeah.
f6 just, and are you not just losing a pawn here?
Oh, he doesn't find it. I think there was
Ah,
that Hikaru effect working to some extent, and he literally plays f6 and gives up the f6 square to his knight pawn. Yeah, so knight cannot go there anymore. Knight
mhm.
d6, however, putting pressure again.
Yep, on the e4 pawn, if white takes, black can take back, and again the bishop becomes super active on this diagonal. But somehow maybe white can play knight g6 and sort of restrict this bishop. So that's a good sign. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is like even savable for Hikaru. I think it might be objectively lost, this position.
So
Basically,
I will.
you forget about this idea now, yeah? Completely. छोड़ दो इस idea को बिल्कुल. Like you focus on the
Yeah.
king side. Even f5 supposedly is a very strong move here.
Yeah, and I think you can also keep jumping on your rooks. Yeah, कभी rook f8, कभी rook a8, keep teasing the white pieces. King को e1 जाना है कि c1 जाना है.
Hmm.
There's no clarity on that, and the knight on d2 cannot move because there is bishop b1 followed by rook takes b2. So knight on
Hmm.
f4 right now looking active, but again, like what's it really doing? Okay, knight
He goes.
f7.
He doesn't find that killer blow with f5. That is the first sign of, I think, the position becoming equal for me. So knight g6 is the best move here. उसके बाद position
Yeah,
थोड़ी equal हो जाती है. Of course, you shouldn't take on g6. I don't think Liem is going to take on g6, but white can get some activity with f4, f5, and then probably it's anyone's game. Yeah, because एक बार ये king c2 पे आ गया, then मैं इस रुक को खाली कर सकता हूँ. Then
yeah,
I'm feeling good. Then I can think about
yeah.
also putting some pressure on black.
True. There is, by the way, he finds it. कोई कह रहा है there is also a Tikku effect, but the thing is Tikku effect खाली एक ही बंदा दुनिया में feel करता है, सहज भाई. So it's the influence is limited. Magnus effect हर कोई feel करता है. That's the problem. So commentary wise, I think Sahaj Bhai is the only one who feels it, and his rating is the one who feels it. But ठीक है, we have limited the damage to limited number of people, right, Sahaj Bhai?
Absolutely. By the way, he takes on e7 and he goes for the h7 bishop. Now, my question is this knight not technically trapped here? Like if I was just to go rook e8, rook h8. So king को मैंने d8 पे रखा, knight h7 आता है, and then rook e8 and rook h8. Is that not just a free knight?
I think it is, Sahaj. I think it is. And in fact, even King E8 apparently is just game over. Um, at some point, that knight will just get trapped. And yeah, Rook E8 played, and suddenly Hikaru again under pressure.
No, he's again technically lost. Yeah, now rook e8. Rook e8 is a nice move because firstly, this rook is trapped, and anytime you play king d2, then I have rook e1, and then I can gain activity. But he plays rook f8. I think still a decent move. King c2 now. King e2. Okay, so he's happy with keeping his rook on b2.
Okay, I think Lilium is playing it a bit slow. I think he can strike right about now when Hikaru's pieces are misplaced. The thing is, look at the rook on A2 chat. A2 rook को देखो भाई, अकेला बेचारा B2 pawn को बचाने में लगा हुआ है. Like it would love to be on an active square, maybe on G6, maybe G7, but कहाँ बैठा है? And it takes a long while to activate that rook, Sahaj. Like it's a long process.
It's like 1, 2, 3 moves essentially, and on the first move itself, you lose the b2 pawn. So you're
Yeah.
these is in rooks को आप cancel out कर सकते हो. Even though black's rook is technically a lot more active, it can jump to activity in just one move. So I think yeah. Also Hikaru having 55 seconds. So भाई पहला game ही loss हो सकता है.
Yeah, and Lilium की शक्ल पे बिल्कुल भी I think he is looking stone cold, बिल्कुल ऐसे focused, trying to calculate, using Hikaru's time pretty well, by the way, trying to anticipate what Hikaru is thinking. Hikaru, by the way, I think has to create a pass pawn. He has 3 versus 1 on the king side. That's his hope of winning the match. He's an exchange down right now, so let's create a pass pawn, Hikaru, and I think he will do that. Bishop G7.
Yeah, putting pressure on the rook and the pawn. Maybe this is a draw for rook g8 जाओ bishop f6, rook f8 जाओ bishop g7, something along
Yeah,
those lines. Now rook b6 is a good move to get rook e6 and rook e2 check, I'm guessing.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
even white's rook is not in time. Even if you play rook a1, you're losing the b2 pawn, but you're also not going to get access to the e file.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Hikaru is back 94. Wait, isn't the rook
Ooh,
just lost?
ooh, he doesn't find it. Ooh, that's a big miss
Bhai,
by Hikaru there. Golden
bhai,
opportunity. What? What?
I am sorry. What?
Did you just see that?
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Wait, this what?
Wait, because he played rook g to check and white didn't take. I'm not sure
सहज
what
भाई मेरे को
happened there.
मेरे को लगा था मैं फिजिकली बीमार हूँ, लाइक आई हैव अ कोल्ड. मेंटली बीमार था, मुझे पता नहीं था लाइक व्हाट इज हैपनिंग देयर. समझ नहीं आया मुझे.
I Yeah, maybe Hikaru just pre-moved king f4 there or something.
But Lelium, I mean Lelium is the one who. अच्छा, but why did he give Rook to check? Like I'm not sure.
Probably he मतलब वो माउस थोड़ा उस वहां तक पहुंचा नहीं होगा. I'm just guessing. It was a mouse slip.
Okay. And then Lelium won as well. So I don't know exactly what really happened, but oh, by the way, look at this move from Hikaru. Queen c8. भाई सेंटर को तो मतलब पूरा त्याग ही दिया है मतलब इन्होंने.
Yeah, he's planning bishop h3 to get some attack on the king side going. He plays h3, not allowing bishop h3. But इसका downside ये है कि अब Liam he cannot castle properly because black can go bishop takes h3, and this pawn is something that's going to be he has to watch out for the pawn for a long time now. अभी
And
भी
you
मेरे
know,
को
chat.
विश्वास नहीं हो रहा, उसने रुक खाली रुक दिया उसने और उसने मारा नहीं.
I think that maybe there was some mistake. I don't know what really happened because Hikaru के board पे मैंने देखा भाई, we have his board to see and Rook G2 था वहाँ पे. So I'm not really sure what happened. But regardless, I think chat, let's keep in mind कि Hikaru, if he loses a second game in a row, we've not seen him. याद है एक बार एक वो आया था कुछ क्रैमनिक हिकारू ड्रामा चल रहा था कि भाई 60 गेम में 70 गेम में बंदा एक गेम कैसे हार सकता है. That's not possible. Like Hikaru has that level of consistency in online chess. And if he loses two in a row, I think he could go on a tilt, even though it's Hikaru Nakamura.
Yeah, but I think जितना faster time control होगा उतना हिकारू को फायदा है, right? Like 3+1.
Yeah,
3+1
yeah, yeah.
probably is where he plays the best, and 1+1 में तो like he will just. I think he's just simply the faster player. Although, you can already see from this match itself, there's a difference of a minute already after move 12. And if anything, we have learned from the Magnus game and the Arjun versus Dennis Lazovic game is कि अच्छी चालें are important, but खेलना मतलब fast खेलना is also super important.
Yeah, yeah. I think Arjun suffered from it. Jospam suffered from it. They had amazing positions, but they basically were a minute behind in the last part of the game. So yeah, right now Leliem 1.5 minutes behind. So we can see some signs of worry there. Position भी बराबर हो चुकी है. He needs to castle quickly, but he can't do it because h3 पर हैंगे. So takes on b5, plays b4, creating tactical opportunities with the rook on c1 and the queen on the c file.
Yeah, and if white goes bc5, then you can always capture with the d pawn. Nothing to worry about there. Is he losing something? So if I take knight c5 is not possible, na? It is? Yeah, it's not possible.
Oh,
He goes
jeez.
g4. Okay, a bit ambitious there. Short castle का plan, of course, because he doesn't want to lose the h3 pawn. h4 खेलना मुश्किल होता because black can play knight g4. And now the problem is black can play h5 technically. And again say कि you have to move this pawn, and again you cannot castle anymore.
But what do you do after g5 though? Like h5, g5. Where's the knight headed? Because I'm not sure I want to go to e8.
h7, I guess. He doesn't play it, by the way. He goes queen b8. So he lets go of this pawn chain, and now white can castle. But problem is there is c takes b4 hanging. So first you have
Yeah.
to fix that. So bc5, b4, nice. So I move the knight somewhere. Oh, by the way, you can see from the blue arrow, only one move c6 on the board. That's not an easy
Wow.
decision.
Okay, I mean, yeah, he'll find it. Yeah, he'll find it. I think Lilium will find it though. Although the problem is Sahaj, he's taking a lot of time to find these moves, so that's a big problem. ये गॉड, ये आई थिंक इन्होंने नाम चेंज किया है. ये तो अपना वो है ना भाई,
Source
सॉच किंग
king.
है ना, है ना?
हाँ, I think so. I think सबके नाम different आ रहे हैं अब. उनके
ऐसा क्यों?
यूजर नेम्स आ रहे हैं, not like their nicknames. I think that's the difference.
सो भाई लोग अपने वापस यूजर नेम चेंज कर लो भाई, बिकॉज ये गॉड क्या है भाई, जीरो भाई समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
Received by Hikaru is the crucial move. Bishop f4 was also
Oh,
only move.
some queen h4 also feels tempting कि भाई किंग साइड अटैक लूंगा, बट इट्स जस्ट द क्वीन. आई थिंक इकलौता पीस है. ओह, ही गोस फॉर इट.
Wow. आज भाई मैगी बैट नहीं लगानी मैंने आपसे, बहुत हार गया मैं
बट
लास्ट टाइम.
Sahaj, there is rook c4 threatening knight f6 check, winning the queen.
Can I move my king because this rook is no, then knight d6 में आपका knight मर जाएगा अभी someday. Ooh, that's a very nice move. Is he supposed to go queen h5 there? But
Oh,
that's
but
just
that
bad, no?
looks
Because you can just
that
take.
yeah. You can't be worse at least. Oh,
Hikaru is not
e5.
happy with this. Wow, you can
What?
see he's not
He played
happy.
king h8. He played king
What
h8.
he?
What?
So he's sacrificing the piece here for sure.
Bhai, but he can potentially lose 2 games in a row like this. I mean, imagine if Hikaru gets knocked out of the SEC in round 1. That's unprecedented.
Oh, too early to say, I think. But 3382 की rating तो चली गई भाई अब. It's 3304 now. एक गेम के अंदर ही कैसे हो गया है?
I don't know what happened there because Lilium की इतनी बड़ी नहीं तो रेटिंग मिली
हाँ.
किसको साहस भाई असल में समझ नहीं आया.
But he goes rook g4, saving this rook on f1. I think after queen h5, probably that's the only move. Now rook e1. By the way, slight inaccuracy there. Rook takes c5 खेल के आपको just sack करना था बिल्कुल. He goes queen f5 and now rook e1 is a possibility.
Yeah, but rook
Rook
e1
f4
bishop
is also a possibility.
c3, maybe bishop c3 still wins the
I,
rook.
I'm I don't know. I'm much happier giving up the rook for this bishop than it is for this bishop.
हाँ,
Because ये
agreed.
आपका एटलीस्ट किंग साइड थोड़ा वीक रहेगा यहाँ पे.
Agreed. Although I think you can also harass the queen a bit more with rook f4 if you want to really gain some time, just keep moving. But let's
I think
see.
knight
Huh.
c5 is also fine. Like that should also be winning. He goes rook e1 by the way. Bishop c3 only move now.
Yeah.
Do I have rook a2 because I'm threatening queen f2? हाँ, but I have rook f4. f2 पे कोई threat नहीं है a2 मार के. That's important.
हाँ सर आप भी खेलो टीटी मैग्नस से मैच भाई पता क्या है मेरा मैच मैग्नस सिर्फ राउंड 1 में लग सकता है दैट्स द ओनली टाइम आई कैन एंड अप प्लेइंग मैग्नस एंड उसके लिए आई थिंक मेरी रेटिंग एग्जैक्ट मुझे पता नहीं है सो द चांसेस आई एंड अप प्लेइंग मैग्नस इज लाइक if I play every title Tuesday in the year I'll face him once which is like very low ROI. आज भाई
By even I have played Magnus once only in Title Tuesday. This was the only time. And
हाँ
thanks
but you
Search
can
King भाई. I mean,
हाँ
it was nice words and yeah, वो एक move का trap जो लगाया भाई. At some point something has to work, right? कोई nothing worked though. But yeah.
बट क्रेजी गेम थी भाई एंड क्रेजी से याद आया 1 मिनट है सिर्फ ले लियम के पास he needs to play quickly he has a golden opportunity to take a 2-0 lead against the speed monster Hikaru Nakamura but he's playing it too slow Sahaj we saw Josper when Arjun make that mistake he's making the same error.
And also knight cb3 not an easy decision because you also think about knight db3 and I think there you have rook a1 which is a very nice
Yeah.
tactic. Knight cb3 से फर्क ये है कि ये queen a1 पे नहीं देख रही है. This knight does a good job of sort of guarding that space. By the way, 34
Yeah.
seconds for Liem.
अरे बाप रे and he takes on b5 oh but bishop e1 wait what
Hikaru मतलब he's playing too quickly. I think he's trying to play on time, but his position is I think lost again after queen takes a1.
yeah that's a
And you
blunder
rook
chat.
takes a1 and rook b4 basically. You have to rook and 2 knights for a queen.
Yeah this is gone yeah and I think I mean the problem is
Not
pawns
gone, I
है
think.
नहीं like
चांसेस
they
तो
should
हैं
be
अभी भी जीतने के
है
चांसेस
यार
नहीं है लेकिन बट वो मतलब आई थिंक हिकारू जीत मे बी जीतना विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट हियर बट आई थिंक ड्रॉ के चांसेस हैं अभी भी.
सो साज भाई एक मैगी बैठ के लगाओगे मैं कहता हूँ लेलिम जीत जाएगा ये
आई थिंक गुड ऑफ कोर्स +3
I'll give you
पोजीशन है भाई.
I'll give you all the 2 other results.
ऑब्वियसली हिकारू थोड़े ना जीतेगा अब.
तो क्या लगाना है
मतलब
एक मैगी
चेक्स
बैट
ही होंगी ना. मैक्स मैक्स तो चेक्स ही दे पाएगा ना हिकारू. लाइक ही नीड्स
लगाना है क्या
पीसेस टू चेकमेट.
बताओ
नहीं नहीं भाई नहीं नहीं भाई यहाँ पर आई
नहीं
थिंक इट्स टू टू रिस्की.
23 मैगी है भाई पिछली बार एक बढ़ गई थी देख लो.
इसीलिए 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 उसको 24 नहीं करना भाई.
Yeah,
रुकी
I think
7 में भी. ओ
हाँ
भाई
वो
क्वीन
एक
जी5
सेकंड
चेक क्या.
हाँ एक सेकंड इंक्रीमेंट है ना आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाई आई थिंक ही माइट स्टिल एंड अप विनिंग दिस.
ये मिस्टेक. बिशप b4 बिशप d6 इनकमिंग नाउ.
या ओह
एक
हिकारू
सेकंड लगा लेनी
स्पाइकिंग
चाहिए थी यार. लगा लेनी चाहिए थी मुझे
ओ
यार.
d5 गया भाई वेट व्हाट
एग्जैक्टली.
व्हाट
अबे यार लगा लेता. आई शुड हैव डन दिस.
Oh my God, bhai, Hikaru with oh he's winning now. He's winning.
Completely.
E5, E4, and it's over.
Complete collapse, I think, by Liam here.
Oh, Wow.
Okay, now it's about some technique, but कुछ fortress है क्या यहाँ पे?
Nice, Sajid. 3 seconds you lose. Yeah, you always lose this, even if there was a fortress somehow. And the thing is, again, he's making the same mistake. I think he's playing it too slow. I think वो चीज समझनी पड़ेगी यहाँ पे. You might as well lose an odd game here or there with a blunder, but you kind of save time on the clock. That is so crucial. Night भी गया खत्म.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
it's
he
one.
wins. Wow, crazy.
Wow, one each.
Yep, the score is equalized, and now Hikaru with the white pieces again goes for the bishop's opening with bishop c4. Maybe knight c3 and some f4 types of a type of ideas. We'll see what he has in store. He goes d3, okay, keeping the f1 alive. Maybe he wants to throw f4 at the right moment, or he transposes with knight f3. Both of them are possible.
By the way, we have confirmation. Apparently, they did hang the rook and and Liem didn't take it. So that is hilarious actually. कि rook दे दिया तो उसने लिया ही नहीं भाई. मस्त था यार वो.
Easy. Saj, Arjun is so much stronger than Lazovic, yet he lost. Why? I think because it's speed chess, and I think Lazovic was just simply the faster player.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, classical, I think it's different. It's a completely different ballpark. I think at a very high level, you see these two things as completely like separate from one another. आपकी classical
Yeah.
strength doesn't necessarily equate to your blitz strength.
Yeah. Yeah. आज वॉट सुनने को मिल रहा है. अरे भाई, ऐसी गलतियां करेंगे तो वॉट तो सुनने को मिलेगा ही ना. बाय द वे, साज भाई, फाल्कन जी का सवाल है. व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन द टोटल वर्ल्ड चेस चैंपियनशिप?
I think it's a great thing. It's a great initiative. I mean, I don't exactly know the full details of it, but having like all chess formats wrapped into one, I think it's great. And having this, जो आपने मुझे बोला अभी, the दो candidates players will be selected. I mean, that's a great incentive for players also to, you know, play these events as well. So I think it's a great initiative. What do you think?
It's something epic in principle, but I have three questions about the championship. Number one is, I think, something which Hikaru mentioned, ki there are two spots to the candidates, but the time control does not resemble the one in the candidates and classical chess. Like, it's fast classical 45 minutes, then blitz and rapid. So technically, it's not the same format. जो दो spots जा रहे हैं. That's the first question. Number two is, does it diminish the value of the real title? I'm not sure. I think not actually. I think not, but maybe the average viewer who watches, like, he might get confused. So clarity देना बहुत जरूरी है. Um, and final क्या था मेरा कुछ. हाँ, final में लगा था, I have a take on this which I think nobody covered. मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि of course, this is Hikaru and Levy, everybody mentioned कि FIDE wants Magnus to come back, and that way more sponsorship money comes into the game. Fair enough. What I think is, maybe like FIDE is curious about trying this format, like the World Championship combined format, and they want to test it out without stakes. So maybe this is a way जहाँ पे they could potentially just do this. Yeah, like novices does it. They see if the format works or not, and they work out the kinks, and then they could potentially try it in the real one as well. That's my hunch, but I could be completely wrong here.
I think good points, but I mean, considering the whole classical world champion stuff, I think I'm not really sure if it definitely changes the meaning of it, but I don't think if that's necessarily a bad thing. Because I think chess is also changing. Chess has changed a lot in the last 5 years, in the last 10 years. I mean,
Yeah,
it has become a lot faster. It has become a
yeah,
lot more competitive. And I think the world championship title should also show that
yeah,
uh, in that sense. So I
and
don't know.
not just chess,
I don't
right?
think it's a bad thing.
Even the attention span of everybody in general has gotten shorter. So I think everything is gotten
Hmm.
faster. We literally saw cricket announce कि भाई कुछ 20 test match होगा. देखा क्या? Like now
नहीं
they'll
देखा नहीं
have
मैंने.
test matches जहाँ पे it's a T20 test match. So instead of a 50 over straight game or a T20 match or a test match, you have two sections of T20 matches, one after the other. So पहले एक साथ 20 ओवर बैटिंग करेगी, फिर 20 ओवर, फिर 20 ओवर, फिर 20 ओवर. So everybody's
Oh.
innovating, and innovation is great. You want to try out everything. But the only thing is कि there are a few things to work out here कि भाई क्या चक्कर है, क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. ग्रैंड चेस टूर ये ऑलरेडी कर रहा है, तो व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स दे आर फेसिंग, तो वो पूरा वर्कआउट करना पड़ेगा. बट या,
तो
इंटरेस्टिंग आइडिया दो.
कहाँ से जो सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस है ये कहाँ का एलिमिनेट होगा लाइक द फिडे सर्किट वहाँ के दो जाएंगे यहाँ पे बिकॉज राइट नाउ वी हैव अ
नहीं,
फिडे रेटिंग सिस्टम द
हाँ,
फिडे
रेटिंग एक
सर्किट
जाएगा.
ग्रैंड
रेटिंग
स्विस
बेटिंग एक स्पॉट जाएगा यहाँ से, एंड आई थिंक एक स्पॉट शायद वर्ल्ड कप से जाएगा, इज माय गेस.
अच्छा, okay, got it. By the way, a mistake by Liem, a4, and rook bf1 is a nice move to put some pressure on the bishop. You can also just simplify the position with ba4. That's also quite good. And played, attacks the f6
Yeah.
bishop. You can take this pawn right now, but I think there is c3, and I will just completely block this bishop's view of this diagonal over here. He doesn't take it, doesn't take the bait, goes bishop h8.
Sajay, I'll be back in 2 minutes, yeah?
Sure,
जल्दी
sure,
से आता
sure.
हूँ, हाँ.
Yeah, sure, sure. The name is designed in such a way that to dismiss the world champion with total world champion. I don't know dismiss करना है कि नहीं. I think I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I think total का एक और meaning भी ये है कि it's not just classical. I think that means कि सारे formats को consider करके that's the world champion. I think that's maybe the idea here. Winner of the tour will get the title of Golden King. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't look so much into it, but yeah, that's. I mean, it's interesting. It's something new. I think it will also bring more eyes to chess as a whole. I think that's a great thing. Why Gukesh didn't play SCC? I'm not sure. इसका selection process होता है, and I think Gukesh is focusing on classical more. That's my guess. So yeah, that could be the reason. By the way, knight h5. Look at this move, sacrificing, and if you go gh5, then मेरे पास रुक g3 check रहेगा. And if you don't take this, then I have knight f6 check, and आपके dark squares just are so weak here. Yeah, this is, I think, quite difficult for Liam to deal with. Only move here is d5. That's insane. Oh, knight h5. Why आपने knight h5 खेला? How can you compare a Blitz world champion with a classical champion? I'm shocked Fide agreed to it. Um, I मतलब I agreed in what sense? मतलब मैं आपका क्वेश्चन नहीं समझा यहाँ पे. Like agreed in which sense? I mean ये जीत के आप वर्ल्ड चैंपियन थोड़ी ना बन रहे हो. उसके लिए तो फिर भी कैंडिडेट्स के स्पॉट्स हो रहे हैं. वहाँ पे आपको फिर भी like you have to win the candidates and you still have to win the world championship. Okay, bishop g4 played, edge g4, and now I think some problems along the g line. Maybe there's h4 though, just to block it. But Hikaru definitely, I think, in the driver's seat here. Busy in World Cup prep? Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, for sure. Hikaru किससे बात कर रहा है? Hikaru, I think stream कर रहा है. I think he's streaming somewhere. I think he's just talking to the viewers. That's my guess. There's actually a big time difference between these two guys. Yeah, there's like a half a minute difference, and Edg 4 doesn't feel. What else is he considering? Is it Queen F2 or Queen F4? Okay, Edg 4 played. Queen H4, that's a mistake. Oh, that's nice. Attacking mate in 1 and Rook G3. I think game 3 also Hikaru takes this. Nice, nice, nice. Mate in 1, or either you lose the queen or you lose mate in 1. So I think here, this is a good moment to, I think, resign the game. Yep, you can see Hikaru feeling himself. Let's go. He's streaming on Kick? Ah, okay. Got it, got it, got it. I thought he must be. Liam's still thinking, and he resigns. So game 3 also goes to Hikaru. So he now has a 1 point lead over his opponent. And we have 46 minutes remaining in the 5+1 segment. Let's see if Liam can bounce back. How can a tournament with no classical format decide a spot in candidates, which is the most prestigious classical tournament? It's a good point. It's a good point. But again, like I think because chess change हो रही है, like it's become a lot faster. Classical tournaments होते हैं, but लेकिन वो कम होते हैं. I think हमारे पास faster formats के tournaments बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. In fact, elite players में भी maybe faster tournaments, faster online events are just way more popular, and I think it probably shows कि वहाँ पर भी like dominance ज़रूरी है. Not just, I think, in classical. Knight h5, by the way, he goes, trying to take knight f4. Liam shouldn't have won, should have thought in 5-5 and resigned to save like 20 seconds. Yeah, agreed. I think he thought for a bit, but yeah, technically he should resign faster, yeah, because he can have more time in the 5+1 section. He takes ef4, by the way, a3 played. ये पोजीशन देख के ना मुझे थोड़ा सा आई थिंक एक सैड मेमोरी है मेरी. आई वाज प्लेइंग इन एम्स्टरडम फॉर माय थर्ड जीएम नॉर्म with the black pieces, and this exact position happened on the board, and मुझे draw चाहिए था. I was playing with the black pieces and I suffered for like some 5 hours and I ended up losing the match. Exactly, like very very similar. The point here is that like white doesn't need to be fast here. White has all the time in the world to improve the position, and whereas black cannot improve much after a certain point. You can maximum take here, and then uske baad black just has to sit and wait, whereas white can sort of advance on the king side, play king j2, play h5, put the knight on g5. You can make these slower improvements, and जिससे black का खेलना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है यहाँ पे. Player with most tour points before final event will get title of golden rook. The players who will win individual event of tour will get the title of golden knight. Oh, by
हाँ
golden
भाई.
pawns again snubbed by. Golden pawn
Golden
still
Knight,
snubbed.
pawn, rook, सब मिलेगा. But you know, also, there's a very interesting point that Hikaru raised about the Total World Championship, and that is the prize pool. For this event to happen, you have to get the top 24 players in one place. So every event will have like 24 players, apparently, if I'm not mistaken, chat. Do correct me if I'm wrong. And उसने कहा कि भाई वर्ल्ड के 24 प्लेयर को लाने में पता है कितना खर्चा लगता है. लाइक इमेजिन, लाइक मैग्नस, हिकारू, फैबी, गुकेश, पराग, अर्जुन, नोदिरबेक, अनीश, like just to
Vincent.
get these players requires an insane amount of money, which many sponsors, like local sponsors, might not be able to gather, right? Because freestyle में भी यही like India में नहीं हुआ था, because I read some article कि they couldn't find sponsors in India, for example. So it will not be easy, I feel. And yeah, I think if it works, great. Hopefully they work out all the issues there.
Yeah, but I
Will you?
think it's
Huh.
also a new thing in chess, right? I mean, कुछ
Yeah.
भी नया होता है तो that means there's more sponsorship, there's more just eyeballs on
Technically,
the
no,
thing.
Saj bhai. Technically, Grand Chess Tour is the exact same thing. Like the concept wise, it's the same thing. वही हिकारो भी कह रहा है, लेकिन it's the exact same thing, just in a just slightly difference की classical chess के बदले fast classical है.
Hmm. Will it cover also online events या नहीं?
नहीं नहीं, over the board
सारे
only.
OTB, सारे
Yeah.
सारे OTB.
भाई मैं तो एक्साइटेड हूँ भाई, और चेस देखने को मिलेगा. आई एम फुली इन, ऑल इन भाई. इवन दो आई डोंट प्ले पोकर, बट या लेट्स जस्ट होप कि वो बेस्ट. ऐसा ना, कई बार कुछ नया फॉर्मेट आता है ना, इफ इट डजंट वर्क तो नेक्स्ट टाइम एनी स्पॉन्सर कमिंग इन इज लेस लाइकली टू इन्वेस्ट. दैट्स द ओनली इशू. So let's hope they work out as much as they can. जो भी issues है, they solve all those issues before the tour starts next year. So it'll be
बिल्कुल
crazy.
बिल्कुल
मैग्नस को खेलते हुए देखने को मिलेगा साज भाई. इससे बेटर क्या हो सकता है यार.
बिल्कुल भाई, that's exactly what we want. और चैट में मतलब किसी ने बोला ASF शुड बॉयकॉट ये सब, बट लेकिन जस्ट क्वेश्चन से भी मुझे ऐसा समझ आ रहा है कि चैट इस चीज़ से उतना खुश नहीं है. सो व्हाई इज दैट? लाइक व्हाट इज योर कंसर्न अबाउट दिस होल होल फॉर्मेट?
Meenal, will you stream clutch chess? I would say 90% yes. It's just before the World Cup, like ek din pehle. At that point, Rakesh bhai will be traveling, Sahaj bhai will be traveling, and I will not be traveling, but yeah. So we'll try to stream it, chat. 100% नहीं कहते, but 99% yes, we'll try to stream it.
Absolutely. F4, by the way, played keeping the pawn chain alive. Pawn takes is possible. अभी के लिए he goes queen f5, putting an eye here. Equal हो गई position, but still I feel black थोड़ा suffer कर रहा है यहाँ पे.
By the way, कोई कह रहा है कि it's not good for Gukesh because he's the world champion. I'm gonna shuffle it a bit, Sahaj, and let me know if you agree. What if he wins that championship?
I
उसके
mean,
बाद कोई, if he wins the total world championship, Gukesh, उसके बाद कोई नहीं बोल सकता. See, right now, it's pretty obvious if you ask me कि Magnus is the GOAT. Magnus is the stronger player. If Magnus Gukesh played in a world championship, Magnus wins. Like you ask anybody, they will agree. What if Gukesh wins this one as well?
I
Like
mean,
Gukesh,
of course, like why are we assuming कि वो नहीं जीतेगा? Like this is the same thing because he is the world champion after all. I mean, and he should at least have a very realistic shot. Like,
yeah.
come on. And
See,
someone is also
हाँ,
saying that this is a कि कहीं मैंने पढ़ा था कि like गुकेश के लिए it is not like ideal. But
हाँ.
why? Like I don't understand the point here.
I think
Maybe you
the
can
concept is
explain,
कि
Sahil bhai.
हाँ, concept what Chad is trying to say is I get a part of it कि दो वर्ल्ड चैंपियन होंगे तो गुकेश राइट नाउ इज द ओनली वर्ल्ड चैंपियन. अब दो आ जाएंगे तो इट जस्ट डिमिनिशेस व्हाट ही हैज अचीव्ड. And maybe that's partially true for the non hardcore chess fan जो casually देखता है वो थोड़ा confused हो सकता है. And that's why I think जो communication है वो बहुत clear होनी चाहिए. Total मुझे नाम पसंद नहीं आया to be honest. But in general, if Gukesh wins that one, like then his aura even rises. Like there are also pros to this. If he wins that one, then you are staking a claim ki bhai, I am the best chess player, period. There's nobody better than
Hmm.
me in the world right now. And you get to play Magnus and ask Gukesh, would he like to challenge Magnus for this title? I'm not sure he says no. And let's keep in mind
Of
also कि
course.
भाई एक वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप आ रही है अभी अगले साल. Touch
Hmm.
wood, भगवान ऐसा ना करे. But what if Mukesh does not remain world champion? He gets another shot at becoming the world champion. This will this championship will be crowned at the end of 2026 after Gokesh's defense of the world championship, right?
Hmm.
So there are multiple pros and cons to this. You get another chance to become. What if Prag wins this? Then we have two Indian world champions. So यहाँ pros भी हैं basically.
आई थिंक स्टिल यार मतलब वर्ल्ड चैंपियन जो आई मीन वर्ल्ड चैंपियन तो सिर्फ एक ही होता है एंड आई थिंक टोटल वर्ल्ड चैंपियन
हाँ
आप यू कैन नाम से आप बोल सकते हो बट स्टिल वर्ल्ड चैंपियन तो आई मीन एक
हाँ
वो जो टाइटल है वर्ल्ड चैंपियन का वो तो एक ही बंदे के पास रहेगा राइट. ऐसे
हाँ.
तो वर्ल्ड रैपिड चैंपियंस भी हैं वर्ल्ड ब्लिट्ज चैंपियन भी है आई मीन देयर इज वर्ल्ड यूथ चैंपियंस आई मीन कितने डिफरेंट तरह के
ओलंपियाड
आपके
चैंपियन, वर्ल्ड कप
या
चैंपियन, ऐसे बहुत सारे.
ये एग्जैक्टली सो बट वही यू नो वर्ल्ड चैंपियन की जो बात है लाइक वो तो सिर्फ एक ही टाइटल पे होती है आई गेस सो.
He is not the best, but he might be till then. I think there's time. And to be honest, Gukesh, that's his goal. I think he achieved everything else that he could. I think अब उसको रैपिड ब्लिट्ज स्ट्रॉन्ग करके टोटल चैंपियन ही बनना है भाई साज भाई. लेकिन नाम तो थोड़ा सा भाई नामकरण गलत किया भाई. टोटल क्या? वेट व्हाट?
That's a mistake, by the way, by Liem. And now d4 pawn, I think, is kind of hanging. So rook b2, queen f3, and can I just chop this off? What's happening? Free
I
pawn.
was thinking even queen c2 just to checkmate on the h file. But he takes the
Ooh,
pawn.
that's also nice. And he captures with the d pawn. Interesting. Now again, Liam is back. He has to offer a queen trade, though, queen e1. Not an easy decision because c5 ही मर रहा है आपका. He just has to
फरीदाबाद.
route the
हाँ.
queen like somewhere here, like in the opponent's camp. फिर queen और knight अपने आप कोई ना कोई check तो होगी पूरी हर
Yeah.
position में.
Yeah, yeah. And now I think queen has to move. Apparently, rook d3 is also a move here.
Oof.
Very interesting idea. आज मत लगाना मैगी बेड भाई. आज तो मुश्किल है साज भाई. आज
आज
मुश्किल है
नहीं होगा
आपका.
भाई. Right, done, भाई, done. Oh, by the way, that's a mistake.
What?
Queen g1.
Oh, that's curtains, I feel. Practically. With seconds on the clock, I think that's curtains.
No, actually, it's Hikaru who has less time on right now. So Liam's still having that extra half a minute, which might
Yeah.
be useful in this situation. Now, queen d1 only move.
Yeah, this is lost, I think. This is lost.
I
h5
think
से king
he's
को
gonna lose
पूरा.
this by base second.
Yeah,
है.
yeah. Hikaru wins this one. Yeah. I mean, done.
Oh, what?
Over,
Rook takes
khalas.
b3. Rook takes b3 is over. What? He
What?
doesn't take it.
Wait,
Why
you
rook takes
can't.
b3? Queen takes
You
b3.
can't
Queen
take a
h1 is
rook.
mate.
ये
Yeah,
चल क्या रहा
big
है
miss.
भाई?
I think he just likes this queen g1 wala idea, and he's just gonna go with it.
भाई पर रुक b3 तो मारना चाहिए था यार.
Blunder. Why blunder knight f7? That's a draw.
भाई ये चल क्या रहा है भाई आज? What is happening in the Hikaru match? How did he not take on b3?
Wait,
He's
that's a
losing
blunder.
now. What? You can't be serious. You can't be serious.
By knight g5, fg5, fg5 I have, and the queen just goes in. Wait, what?
भाई you have to be kidding, Saj. भाई ये क्या? नहीं, this is not real. I am dreaming. Chat, I am clearly dreaming. I think अभी मैच मैं अभी सो रहा हूँ. दिन के 3 बज रहे हैं साज भाई इंडिया में. And I'm sleeping right now and I'm dreaming because this can't be true. There is no way this is true.
But this is happening, by the way. He's finding the best. Wait, is he just gonna repeat here? Wow, that was
नहीं
winning for
नहीं
Hikaru, yeah? But
नहीं
why
नहीं
2 सेकंड
साज
का?
भाई
2 सेकंड है
नहीं नहीं
भाई, इसलिए.
मैं सपना देख रहा हूँ साज भाई, वो अभी कमेंट्री चालू ही नहीं हुई, अभी इंडिया में 3 ही बजे एक्चुअली, इंडिया में चैट बताओ, इंडिया में 3 बजे ना, तुम सब फेक हो ना भाई चैट, है ना? अभी मैं आई एम जस्ट ड्रीमिंग, लाइक यू आर पार्ट ऑफ माय ड्रीम राइट नाउ, बिकॉज क्लियरली दिस कांट बी हैपनिंग साज भाई, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल।
Crazy,
भाई क्या था
crazy
भाई
भाई.
ये?
And I think now there is a break, much needed भाई, much needed.
भाई
और
इंसेप्शन मूवी में यही रखना चाहिए था उनको, वो अपने आप ही समझ जाता वो बंदा कि मैं ड्रीम में हूँ। लाइक देयर इज देयर इज
चैट
नो
में
वे।
कोई लिख रहा है टिक्कू
Look at
इफेक्ट
Hikaru,
इज रियल.
look at Hikaru, look at Hikaru, he's laughing, he just realized क्या क्या मिस किया उसने, he was winning, losing, winning, losing, he just realized what would happen.
I'm
He
telling you,
can't.
it was this moment. He thought I could have just taken Rook B3 and then he's laughing.
Yeah. Can we go full screen
100%.
again? He cannot believe it. He's laughing, yeah. Wow. Okay, that tells you, chat, कि भाई, don't go so hard on yourself when you lose a game. It happens to everyone. It just happens to you a lot more.
भाई तो थोड़ा डिप्रेशन हो गया. Crazy. Falcon लिख रहे हैं, the one who has most chances of winning this champion after Magnus retires is Alireza, and Alireza would be happy because he gets into candidates without playing classical chess. Um, fair, fair, I think. But the question is, is it wrong to get qualification to candidate? I mean, आपको candidates जीतना is a more difficult task, I think, than getting qualified into candidates. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and also I think at the end, let's just keep in mind, any opportunity, extra opportunity is also an opportunity for us, right? So let's say कि आपके हाथ में, आपके अकाउंट में अभी 10 लाख रुपए पड़े हैं, ठीक है? And now there's a job opportunity which offers like 50 lakhs a year, ठीक है? Now you might think कि oh my god यार, मेरे बड़े भाई को ये नौकरी मिल जाएगी तो पेरेंट्स मुझे ताने मारेंगे, but it's an opportunity for you also. So I think if you are ambitious, if you back yourself, it's just another title to win. So looking at the future of chess, ki Sara Indian hai. I know there's Magnus, who's the strongest player, but if they introduce this title and it stays, then Indians are going to win it. If not in 26, then in 27. So I would not worry too much. Of course, FIDE has to make sure it's not like कि hodgepodge हो गया है, total champion, आधा champion, कल का champion, परसों का champion, सब champion ना हो. But I think in general, it's another opportunity.
Yeah, I think that nicely put, because I think जो stress आ रहा है वो इससे आ रहा है, because I think I read it somewhere in the chat के people are saying कि Indians are not dominating in fast when it comes to speed chess, तो इसमें that can be an issue.
नहीं रहने दो. हाँ सच, continue please.
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि मतलब I think it's also coming from that कि Indians are not dominating, but भाई I think 2-3 साल के अंदर all of this hopefully would translate into speed chess as well.
Yeah,
So I don't think it's a sign of worry
yeah,
at
yeah.
all for me.
And
You
I think
already saw, I mean, Gukesh ka, like, especially when it
rapid.
comes to fast chess, like rapid, he was playing, I think, fantastic. He's already much better than he used to be. I think you need
Yeah.
time to develop your intuition in that sense, and I think it's only a matter of time before it happens.
And let's not forget, clutch chess, Gukesh, Magnus, Hikaru, Fabi, इससे tough competition दुनिया में होगा नहीं. It's just 10+5 time control, 27, 29th of October this month, just before the World Cup. Gukesh versus Magnus देखने को मिलेगा. Bye. That will give you a taste of what it's like, right? So what if Gukesh wins that tournament? That would be insane. And suddenly, suddenly FIDE कहेगा, you know what, यार, total championship का नाम पसंद नहीं आया. I think scrap कर देते हैं इसको. Just kidding, of course. But like,
बिल्कुल भाई.
then things might change.
Also, like किसी ने बोला अलीरेजा का चांस है, but I am also reading in the chat, भाई निहाल का भी तो चांस बढ़ जाता है कैंडिडेट्स में because of this.
हाँ,
Like
बिल्कुल.
I think incrementally it increases because he's the fastest player we have. He's the strongest player we have, I think, when it comes to when it comes to speed chess. And
Yeah.
he's not, he just recently became 2700, but वो peak जो 2750 चाहिए होती है आपको कैंडिडेट्स में क्वालिफाई करने के लिए, you're not, I mean, he's not there classically speaking at least. तो
Yeah.
उसका चांस भी बढ़ जाता है. That's a great thing.
भाई अर्जुन का भी चांस बढ़ता है यार. अर्जुन आई थिंक एट द एंड इज आल्सो वेरी गुड एट द फास्टर कंट्रोल एंड रेटिंग स्पॉट. आई थिंक हिकारू ले गया, अगर शॉर्ट टाइम कंट्रोल होता, आई थिंक ही कुड हैव आल्सो वन दैट. सो आई थिंक वी डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली कि कैसा वो टूर लगेगा. ये गोल्डन किंग तो आई थिंक आर पर्क्स, दे डोंट रियली चेंज मच. एंड ऑफ कोर्स आई थिंक देयर आर मल्टीपल पॉइंट्स यू कैन मेक कि भाई ये चीज सही है, ये चीज गलत है. But देखते हैं भाई, it's a new idea and new ideas usually are not the best in their initial form. And Hikaru देखो कैसे हंस रहा है भाई. He can't believe what happened in the previous game. I can't either, Hikaru भाई.
अरे what test we won teenagers won Olympiad Prague runner up in World Cup. Prague defeats Magnus in Norway 18th at 18. Yeah, of course. And बस अभी मतलब I think it's एक साल के अंदर we might be saying similar things about the total world champion as well. So let's go.
And they were just saying Sahil becoming a millionaire is more likely than Gukesh defeating the three Blitz Titans all at once. While मैं चाहता हूँ कि ये statement भी true हो, but I think second statement भी I think is gonna happen. Yeah, it's just matter of odds. We have three Indians at the absolute top. World Cup के top three seeds तीनों Indian है. Grand Swiss के top three seeds तीनों Indian थे. At some point, one of them, just by pure probability, will become very good at the faster time control. Like it's just impossible to imagine तीनों क्लासिकल में मतलब धो रहे हैं और तीनों रैपिड में ब्लिट्स में नहीं चल रहे. It's just not gonna happen. And at that point उनके chances बढ़ेंगे. But okay, I think we'll see what happens. I think it's too much into the future. उससे पहले तो भाई हमारा वर्ल्ड कप आ रहा है भाई इस साल का. Let's focus on that because ये जो कैंडिडेट्स में क्वालिफाई होंगे वो अगले कैंडिडेट्स में होंगे. अभी तो इसी कैंडिडेट्स के स्पॉट्स का नहीं पता यार सहाज भाई. पहले इसका तो देख लें.
अभी तक ऑफिशियली एटलीस्ट एक भी इंडियन क्वालिफाई नहीं हुआ है विच इज अ साइन ऑफ वरी बट एक तो हो जाएगा आई थिंक बट एज मच एज आई वुड लव प्रग टू विन आई थिंक प्रग के जीतने से फिर एक इंडियन कम हो जाता है आई थिंक बिकॉज इफ यू लुक एट द पॉइंट्स देन तो या प्रग का आई मीन क्वालिफाइंग टू दिस ऑफ कोर्स वुड बी अमेजिंग फॉर हिम एज वेल बट ही इज ऑलरेडी मोर और लेस क्वालिफाइड बट या नाउ इट्स अबाउट अर्जुन निहाल अरविंद all of these guys
Yeah.
hopefully they can do it as well.
Absolutely. And of course, esports World Cup अलग चल रहा है. That was exciting. Totally. More Magnus still won Norway chess. Exactly. I think at the end, Magnus is the GOAT still. And as the matches begin, Sajbhai, I think it's going to be exciting. Can we go full screen on Hikaru for a second? I think, where is Hikaru, by the way? I'm not sure where he is. He's not playing. Oh, Canada में ना? But that
Canada
tournament
में होगा.
ended, no?
I don't know actually. I see some 7 राउंड का था क्या टूर्नामेंट?
हाँ.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 6 rounds have been played so far. Maybe it finished already.
Yeah, it finished because I think वो tournament खत्म हो गया. So maybe there's another one he's playing, yeah. And I remember a tweet by Hans जहाँ पे he was like, जहाँ पे Hikaru जाएगा 10 GM standby पे I will send them there.
Yup,
That is hilarious.
I remember that.
That is hilarious. And Chesscom put out a tweet कि भाई हिकारू का जो टूर्नामेंट है उसका नाम लिस्ट में लिटरली सेकंड मिनट्स पहले ऐड किया गया था like from the tournament like जो actual list आई थी at least that's what Chessdom tweeted so crazy वहां पे मतलब चीजें चल रही है भाई मतलब
Crazy, bhai. Someone is saying Arjun is better rapid chess player than Nihal in esports World Cup. Arjun was semi-finalist and Nihal got knocked out in the quarterfinals. So I think of course, but जो मेरा point था वो ये था कि I think Arjun फिर भी classical route के through भी qualify कर सकता है candidates के लिए because he's been a 2800 player. तो but Nihal के लिए I think this is a very good opportunity because we know what a beast he is when it comes to faster टाइम फॉर्मेट एंड वहाँ पर उसका चांस काफ़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है बट आई थिंक आई एम नॉट गोना डिबेट ऑन हु इज़ द बेटर रैपिड प्लेयर आई थिंक लाइक दे ऑल हैव गुड डेज एंड बैड डेज आई थिंक एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हमें ये पता है कि मैग्नस गोट है भाई अभी के लिए
हाँ पनीर टिक्कू आई डोंट माइंड दैट एट ऑल भाई पनीर इज वन ऑफ माय आई थिंक फेवरेट डिशेस मस्त है पनीर के बिना क्या करते भाई वेज वाले लोग मैं वेज नहीं हूँ बट स्टिल पनीर इज ऑसम भाई रूम देखो क्या लग रहा है किसका रूम हिकारू का तो आई थिंक यार होटल रूम ही है कर्टन्स बढ़िया है भाई टीवी अच्छा फोन चल रहा है पीछे कुछ
some stream deck Sahaj you were much winning against Magnus for quite some moves up until the middle game but good game oh thanks bhai think it was not my best game not my best moment but yeah glad that it's over now but yeah prepared very hard for that 93 bhai दोबारा होगा भाई तो I'm waiting for that हैट्रिक नहीं करने देनी उसको भाई
हाँ वो अगली बार 93 खेलेगा भाई लिख के ले लो
हाँ अगर आई थिंक वो 93 बाय द वे द गेम्स हैव जस्ट बिगन वी हैव अनदर बिशप्स ओपनिंग ऑन द बोर्ड एंड ही प्लेज
डिफरेंस क्या है बिशप c4 पहले खेले या नाइट f3 पहले खेले यूजुअली कहते हैं नाइट्स को पहले खेलना चाहिए but if the chess player who's trying to learn why did Hikaru play the bishop first
because I think he doesn't want to go into some line which Liam has prepared. And in knight को g1 पे रखने का point है कि firstly he can have f4 at some point, and secondly he can develop the knight via e2. And that leads to different positions which Hikaru might feel are better for this specific
Yeah.
match. I think that's basically the point.
Everyone's crushing Carlson these days. Sahaj भाई also. कहना क्या चाहते हो हॉटन्स भाई?
भाई
कहना क्या
11
चाहते हो
में
भाई?
10 भाई 11 में 10 पॉइंट बनाए थे उसने टाइटल ट्यूसडे में, और वो एक मैच जो वो हारा भी सालिम साले के साथ, वो भी कंप्लीटली विनिंग पोजीशन में था। तो 11 में 11 हो रहे थे
हाँ,
उसके। हर सबको आउटप्ले किया उसने, अर्जुन को भी हराया उसने वहाँ पे। तो
yeah.
डोमिनेंस अभी भी है भाई। इट विल रिमेन फॉर अ
Magnus
लॉन्ग टाइम।
is not GOAT, Kasparov is. I think वो debate कर सकते हैं, and that's a fair debate to have. But current players में Kasparov तो GOAT नहीं है ना भाई. Like among players who are active, he's definitely not the best player anymore. So debate तो Magnus और गुकेश या किसी और player में होगी.
I'm actually curious कि if Gary started playing a classical event, like क्या rating रहेगी उसकी? Like I still think, like when you dedicate that much time and energy into chess, I think you don't, like I think आपका level गिरेगा नहीं. I still think he
Do
would
you
be able
think,
to maintain something.
are you is he like just playing, or is he like also training, like मतलब opening theory, tactics, everything? Like is he working also full time?
I don't think he's working, but I think
No,
he's
in
definitely
your
following everything.
scenario, like जहाँ पे he starts playing again.
I don't think he will play a single match without being prepped for sure. Like
Hmm.
ये तो मतलब सब chess player ऐसे ही करते हैं ना,
In that case, I
unless you have
think he
that.
can. I think he'll probably maintain a rating of 2775. That's my guess. Because deflation भी काफी हुआ है, and that's my guess. What do you think?
So he'll be like world number 3, you think, behind Magnus, Hikaru, okay, and Fabi as well. World number 4.
Maybe like world top five, let's say. I think five, six, maybe. I'm again not sure. I think ये बहुत ज़्यादा hypotheticals है इसमें. Because I'm assuming he's working like a full-time chess player, which is very hard to do, considering his commitments, and uh, that's almost impossible to do actually.
Could be. And जो लोग कह रहे हैं कमर टूट जाएगी उसकी, भाई he used to do a 10K run every single day of his life until a certain point है,
I,
जब वो प्रोफेशनल
I
प्लेयर था, तो he's very very
I
in shape.
heard a statement कि Usain Bolt nowadays, like because he's retired, like वो सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ के भी सांस जाती है उनको. Like he's not in shape anymore. Like when he walks the stairs, like he gets tired. Like I was just thinking, man, like कितना जरूरी है regular रहना किसी भी चीज में, right? And that just tells you, लोग कहते हैं कि भाई मैं इतना चेस प्रैक्टिस किया, मेरा रिजल्ट नहीं आ रहा है भाई. अगर तुम 2 दिन नहीं करोगे, एक बहुत बड़ा स्टेटमेंट था, आई रेड दिस समवेयर कि एक गिटारिस्ट था फेमस, आई डोंट नो हु इट वाज, बट ही सेड इफ आई डोंट प्रैक्टिस फॉर अ डे आई कैन नोटिस द डिफरेंस. If I don't practice for a week, then my wife can notice the difference. And if I don't practice for a month, then my audience can notice the difference. So it's basically similar, yeah, and regardless of what you do.
Hmm. Very interesting. Very interesting take here. But yeah, could be. But I think classical chess, at least it's different. Yeah, because I think a lot of it is something you already know, and getting
Yeah.
back to where you were, I think, is easier than increasing your level in the first place. So I think for Gary, it will be very interesting to see how he pairs up there. By the way, he goes c4.
Yeah.
All the pawns are kind of nicely placed for Liem here. And I think we're headed towards a draw unless Hikaru finds a way to flag.
नहीं नहीं, I think ये draw होगा या Liam wins. I like Black's position somehow. ये वाला नहीं छोड़ेगा Liam. I think he has enough time on the clock to not blunder. Although looking at the last game, anything is possible. भाई, इसमें तो इतने upsets थे, मतलब literally वो क्रिस्टोफर नोलन की मूवी हो सकती है.
By the way, he goes b5, breaking on the queen side. If white can take, but I have this rook b8, rook b5 type of ideas, which I think can be a bit concerning. If I go rook c1, perhaps that's also a nice move, but then still I can take. Then rook takes, bishop b5 मेरे पास, never mind. So yeah, this is a nice break, I think, by Liam, trying to play for a win.
Yep, and Hikaru thinking he could play c5 here. I think just sacking that pawn temporarily. Maybe that is the best way to move forward. But Hikaru's still thinking.
c5 takes rook c1. Oh, he plays, by the way, on the board. You but his rook ac1, not the e1. I would have gone rook ec1 here. Acha, c4 ke baad, like once you capture everything, then bishop b5 doesn't attack the knight on e2. That's why he kept the rook on e1. Nice move, I think.
भाई इतना subtleties कैसे notice कर लेते हैं ना blitz में, like it's insane like how strong these top players are. It's crazy
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah, I think ये सब intuition हो जाता है. I think after a certain point, when you've played so much, your hand just plays the right move, and then you understand it later on.
Talve, can you tell me who was that guitarist? But I don't remember the name. मुझे याद है मैंने कई साल पहले पढ़ा था इसके बारे में. सर्च कर लो, आई एम श्योर you'll find it.
रॉकॉन
Boring
का
one
जो
with
वो था ना, रॉकॉन
हाँ.
का जो बंदा था, वो जो पियानिस्ट था, वो था.
कौन का था क्या?
नहीं, मजाक कर रहा हूँ भाई.
कौन? आई नो. है ये वक्त का इशारा. ओके ओके, सिंगिंग नहीं करेंगे भाई, इतना डिप्रेस हो जाएगी ऑडियंस. मीनवाइल आई थिंक now c6 trying to challenge these pawns. I think what Liem is trying to do is exchange as many pawns as possible ताकि he can kind of simplify the position before the time pressure hits, which is going to hit at some point. Hikaru trying to figure out, does he want to play d6? I think that's a risky approach because rook e6 is there. So he should ideally take, whether you take on c5 or c6 first, I'm not so sure though.
If I take on c5, then after cd5, I'm thinking pawn takes because that's the only difference, right? नहीं तो मैं सीधा मार के rook c5 भी मार सकता हूँ. By
Yeah,
the way, he's having less than a minute. He goes rook c5, pawn takes. Yeah, exactly. Pawn takes is what I was expecting here. Now maybe the knight can jump to c3 and e4, and you can pressure on the g5 pawn, target the f6 square.
true,
But उसके लिए
true.
time चाहिए. Okay, finally the knight is here, gearing up for that e4 square.
Yeah, and I think यहाँ पे अगर b4 आएगा, knight e4, and then suddenly वो d pawn, knight f6 check, and the g5 pawn pair attack, the knight will be excellently placed on e4. So how does black create counterplay here is the question.
That's the very good question. A4 is I think a nice move.
एक
Falcon is
बंदा,
saying with, yeah.
sorry, उत्कर्ष कहता Vidit was the guitarist. Nice. नहीं नहीं, we love
Nice.
Vidit, but maybe he's not that good at guitar here, yeah. उसके लिए समय को और टाइम निकालना पड़ेगा.
With so many events in calendar events, where does freestyle events fit in? Like GCT events, Olympiad. Acha, I mean, I think right now we have 4 freestyle events. I think I'm not sure अगले साल कितने होंगे, but इस साल के लिए तो 4 हैं. But I think you can definitely fit all of these events in. Plus, I think अगर आप already qualify कर चुके हो for a certain stage, then you don't have to play all the events, right? That's another thing. So I think it's a good problem to have though, regardless. It's better to just to have too many events to play rather than to have nothing to play and be at home.
Yeah, definitely better. I agree. So it's bhai, it's
Better,
definitely better. And I think it's
better.
definitely better that the F5 Via board came over because now I think you can exchange more
Golden
pawns, and that's
golden
definitely better
pawns.
for I think Lilium.
Better, better. F3, by the way, I think looks like a logical move. He goes D6. That's a better move.
Yeah, yeah,
Again, Hikaru a bit low on time, yeah?
yeah. True, true. And although I mean Rook D6, once I take that pawn, I don't see how like white can win this. You have Rook E5, sure, but I mean it's likely gonna be a draw, right? I mean I don't
मुझे मारना
see.
जरूरी है क्या ये? What if I don't take? I go rook D, yeah, exactly, rook
Ah,
D3. I'll
nice.
take this, I'll take this, I'll take this. I don't know. Maybe rook H3 first. That's the simple. Oh, maybe you have rook E5. I have to be careful.
Maybe King G7.
नहीं,
I
ये
don't
ड्रॉ
know.
है. भाई ड्रॉ है, ये बिल्कुल ड्रॉ है.
हाँ ड्रॉ
rook
होगा.
H3, सब ड्रॉ है इधर. You're spoiled for
Yeah.
choices.
Wow. Interesting at chat because let's not forget कि draw अभी भी हिकारू lead में है. So I don't think he'll mind the draw too much. But एक चीज है सहज भाई, one thing is very clear कि it's not gonna be वो Magnus kind of domination today because scores काफी close है comparatively.
Yeah, for sure. But again, वो 3+1 पे गए नहीं है अभी तक. I think that's what that's where I think Hikaru. यहाँ वहाँ पे I think ज़्यादा difference पता लगेगा. But maybe I'm wrong. This is simple. I think you just push B3, move the rook pawn B2, and then you just take this pawn. Simple. ए फिलेट और आ
True.
जाएगी कुछ टाइम के अंदर, आई थिंक.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice
I
move.
think.
This is also pinned, so f4 possible नहीं है. Just take this now. Simple.
Yeah, I think that is a very smooth draw from both players. Nobody was better. Nobody was better
Better.
actually.
Better.
So yeah, this is gonna be a draw.
Imagine rook h5 कुछ आ जाता तो. because he has more points on the thing, or या फिर he's just playing ऐसे ही? What do you think?
या भाई हिकारू वो बंदा है जब आगे होने के बाद ही यूज्ड टू ड्रिंक कॉफी एंड चिल, याद है? He used to waste as
Hmm.
much time as possible when he's in the lead, so he's gonna take his time. Did he just get up? मस्त है भाई
ये
हिकारू.
सही है भाई. एक सेकंड, ये थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है. हमारा रुक H6 है मेरे पास. या दैट्स गुड. नाउ किंग G8, किंग F8 सॉरी, एंड किंग G6.
नहीं नहीं, easy भाई,
या लॉन्ग साइड, शॉर्ट साइड, सिंपल.
I mean for them I think, yeah, rook f2, king e6, king g7.
अब इधर एक ही है. रुक F8 जब आता है तो किंग E7 का थ्रेट होता है मेरा. तो ब्लैक हैज टू
हाँ,
गो रुक A2 एंड स्टार्ट गिविंग चेक्स फ्रॉम द साइड बेसिकली. दैट्स द ओनली ट्रिक हियर. आई एम
I
नाउ
just
रुक
saw
F2
apparently
वापस.
rook g2 there was also a draw which was interesting to me after rook f8.
Really? That's insane. But that's where you already start to worry a bit क्योंकि
हाँ.
वो sort of fortress टूट गया उधर.
Yeah, this is, I think, Chad, by the way, this endgame highly suggests learning this. This is such an instructive endgame. Happens a lot in real games. So Lucina जैसे है ना, वैसे ये position बहुत आती है. That's the goal White has to create this into a Lucina, but Black allow नहीं करता कभी.
Hmm. King F8, nice move. He goes King G8 again. I think maybe he's trying to play on time, but King E6, King G7. That's why रुक को F2 पे रखा जाता है ताकि F6 ना आए यहाँ पे. Now King F8 back, simple. You can just play Rook F1. कि ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा सोच रहा है यहाँ पे. King F6, okay. Now just wait. Nice. Check आएगा तो King H7 once again. भाई 9 सेकंड पे है लियम. He could technically lose this.
Totally.
मतलब टाइम पे हार सकता है.
Okay. नहीं, I think it's okay. मैं think कहा भी आता. टिक्कू ब्रेन चला जाता, but okay, I think at their level, I think okay, now it should be
भाई
a
6 seconds
draw.
only.
नहीं, he draws this यार. Rook a3, yeah, very simple actually.
ये 3 seconds on the clock though.
भाई चल, rook a7
भाई
में भी, yeah. Oh
that's
what?
lost. King H6.
Oh my god, I can't believe this.
I told you this.
भाई कैसे हो जाता है यार ये? अरे यार भाई, chess is so
Wow.
brutal. Hikaru cannot believe he won. Liem is shaking his head at the top level. You want to draw this 100 out of 100 times.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's just a matter of कि आपके पास 5 seconds से कम है तो you're not thinking straight. I mean, you're just trying to make moves as quickly as possible. And a very nice pattern that he found there.
Yeah, tricked him. Yeah, and ये pattern note कर लेना Saj bhai. I think we who can also use this.
Hmm. Actually, not a bad one. Yeah, I'll
Uh,
definitely think about it.
by the way, super chat by Jadif. It's so I would bet on your Rishi Anand against any grammar including the right now. Magnus Match leader. I think Rishi sir definitely enters the top 5 players of all time list. But I think Magnus probably would still be stronger. I think maybe Rishi sir would beat MVL or Hikaru, but Magnus maybe would still win. Sahaj, what's your take?
I think yes. I think same for Kasparov as well. I think those two are, I think, the goats in that sense. Unka peak was higher than the rest of the people, but yeah, I think a 35-year-old Vishwanathan Anand against any grandmaster like Magnus को छोड़ के,
Yeah,
yes, you have a claim, but Magnus nahi. I think that's difficult.
agree.
Magnus also played him, yeah, when he was basically, let's say, just would you say that that was his peak in 2013?
Not really a 15, a 289 was the peak, I feel.
No. For
But
Vishy sir.
no, not really. I think maybe his peak was a bit. I think Vishy sir mentioned this also. So, I forgot to where. Like, I think it was in one of the videos we did. Like, he mentioned that he could sense already, like during the World Championship, that he was making some mistakes. So, I would say maybe his peak was earlier. Yeah.
To right past his peak, you would say.
Yeah, probably because she did win a few world championships. A few, I mean, a lot of world championships. Yeah,
5, yeah.
5-time world champion is insane. But maybe yeah, I think Magnus का जो momentum था towards his peak, I think coincided with that world championship match.
Think fairly said. By the way, Liam goes for bishop a3. once the bishops are traded, then the dark squares become slightly weak. Maybe that's what he's playing for. And also, he's a pawn down at the moment. Catalan में कभी कभी होता है ऐसा, when you sacrifice this pawn on c4, you don't get it back, but you get a lot of counterplay in return. You can see this knight on e5 is fantastic. The pawn on d4 occupying the center. Bishop is good, queen is good, bishop is good. तो ये काफी अच्छी activity मिल गई I think लियम को. That's a
Ooh,
mistake, big
wait, what?
mistake. Wow. That's a blunder actually. Knight c6 and queen c6. Is that just an oversight by Hikaru or what happened?
I think it is because I mean you have the f3 square for the queen, so I really don't see. I mean there are multiple moves because knight c6 I attack your queen, I threaten knight e7 check, so I really don't get what's the tactic here.
I think Liam also thinking before he makes a decision. I think knight c6 looks very logical to me because you're technically losing a pawn on a6 by force. Because
And
takes,
chat,
takes, queen takes, and ये मर
oh, he
गया ना?
finds it. Yeah,
Bishop
and you know what?
e7.
Thank God he found this because it was so probable that he would just trust Hikaru on his calculation, just play something very quickly. So he backed himself. That's very important. Now Hikaru again trying to trap the queen somehow. But I guess you can just take on e7. I'm not sure if you can take on ace. Wait, what? Okay.
तो d5 मर
Take,
गया है तो free का pawn.
takes another pawn, yeah?
Yeah, I think the only thing is Liam को just थोड़ा fast खेलना है. Like Hikaru से ज़्यादा time रखो हमेशा. That's important.
Yeah, that's a tough one though, Sahaj. Hikaru said time zyada rakhna. That's a very tough one though.
Falcon saying Vishy also won the next candidate. What are you saying? It wasn't his peak. Like I think probably just past his peak. I would say,
Yeah.
just past because I think he was stronger before, and him winning the candidates I think was brilliant and a bit unexpected also. I think he won both the first and the second game. Uske baad, I think everyone started favoring ke Vishy sir is going to win this candidates. But going into the candidates, I'm not sure if he was a favorite there.
And also, like Vichy sir's world championship against Kramnik, against Topolov, like they were so crazy. And वो मेरे को Kramnik के साथ जो दो games सर ने खेली थी with the Semislav, which he won, like that knight e3 tactic, like I mean, it was such a like a treat to watch those games and surprising. Kramnik with 1d4. Topolov Kramnik को supply किया था ना 1d4 के साथ I think साथ भाई.
काम को किया
Like
था.
it was crazy to me. Like I think somewhere around there when he was winning the world championships probably was Vichy sir's peak, and maybe just after that then he ended up playing Magnus.
I think that's fair. More or less, that's fair. But yeah, still, I mean, I think peak की अगर आप बात करो तो Magnus is, I think, definitely the stronger player here.
Peak Sahil Tikki was goat. बिल्कुल भाई, he was a real goat क्योंकि सब गधा ही बोलते थे उसको. Meanwhile, Rook D8 played, so trying to indirectly put pressure on the knight on D5, the pawn on D4. Okay, King F1. I think Liem has a golden opportunity to get some points back. Ooh,
I
but
like
he has
this
to be
knight
careful.
e7, knight
Huh.
c6 idea. I like this a lot. Or you can also play rook d3 and just say, okay, your move.
True, it does simplify matters, but I think knights exchange honge, and then we enter a rook endgame, which is, किसी GM ने कहा था साज भाई, all rook endgames are drawn.
Peak Fabi is not close to Vishy even in chess strength because of match winning attitude. I don't know भाई, ये बहुत strong statement है आपका. ये मतलब Fabi 2850 था. That's also something you have to consider. By the way, knight c6, he goes for that exact same idea. And Hikaru plays rook d6, attacking this rook. But I can just go rook f7 and just take rook f8 here if you take on c6. That's just winning, no?
Ooh, wow.
Oh, played. Nice.
Yeah, this is just gone. This is the same position we thought of, but just an even for one more pawn down. So this is just completely gone. Also, rook on f7, defends f2, so no counterplay whatsoever. Rook behind the pass pawn. Like literally, white is hitting all the endgame principles, right? This is the ideal position to teach rook endgames. Rook on the 7th rank, rook behind the pass pawn, active rooks, pass pawn must be pushed. Sahaj bhai, like this is like this is like a dream position, yeah?
But still, he has to be precise here. If he doesn't find d5 in this position, Hikaru is basically back in the driver's seat. So still, some
Ooh.
tricks that he has.
Oh,
Knight
finds it.
c5, I'm
Wow.
guessing, just to attack these two.
Wow. Wow, very interesting. And time pressure on Hikaru right now, which is very, very, very rare. But we see it in action now. What does black do? Knight c5 maybe is the move, Sahaj. How does white tackle knight c5? Okay, he's played knight g5 already, my bad.
Yeah, and now rook f8 I think incoming. And rook e3, rook
Played.
e7. Not rook e3 actually, ये मर रहा है. Peak of any player are already objectively justified, but rating with Magnus being 2889, Gary 2851 tha by the way, not 2853. And Fabi was 2850, 2851 if I'm not mistaken. And ranking we can get very logical. I not necessarily because rating inflation and deflation also you have to consider. There were more players who were 2700 later on than there were in the past. So for example, Fisher ka 2780 is I think equally impressive in that sense because वहाँ पे 2700 के player होते ही नहीं थे.
Very interesting. And now winning the b4 pawn as well. So now it's all about pushing that pawn. How long can black keep that pawn blockaded? सा जितना लंबा वो pawn हिलेगा नहीं ना, उतना हिकारू के chances बढ़ते जाएंगे clock के ऊपर. But मुश्किल है.
Well, Hikaru the clock maybe I mean he's suffering. No, it's
हाँ.
1.1 minute less, so I think very difficult to bounce back here. Okay, he goes knight
Fabi in
c6, nice move.
Singfield Cup. That was crazy, 7-on-7. But I think let's not forget, I know Fabi's achievement was crazy, but let's not forget Gukesh's performance in both the Olympiads. Like in first, it was like 8-on-8. And second one also, I think he had like 9-on-10 or 8-on-9, like something like that insane score. So I think wo bhi crazy tha. But of course, what Fabi did was insane.
By
Okay,
the way, he
trying to
just sacked
make.
a piece. Rook h2 check पे king g4. If you play h5, then king h4. Super important.
Yeah. And that means Liem striking back 3.5, 2.5. So he's not giving up just yet, not letting Hikaru go loose, with the lead there. Rook f6 played. I think white can just, play multiple moves probably now.
Yeah. h5. Oh, by the way, rook f6. Sorry. Board is not updating. I think should be fine now. King g5 played. I think this is definitely, unless he finds like some repetition here, but impossible. Yeah. Just knight e5 or something. Just to stop rook
Hikaru
g6 as well, or knight
कोशिश तो
e7
कर रहा
whichever.
है भाई कोशिश तो कर रहा है. You can see the white king a bit uncomfortable. Nice move actually.
Hey, इस मोमेंट पे आई थिंक हिकारू से ज्यादा टाइम होना इज सो मच बेटर बिकॉज अगर कम
हाँ.
होता तो ही वुड फाइंड सम वे टू ट्रिक यू.
Yeah. Salva, if all rook end games are drawn, then why I lose every rook end game? यार वो पता नहीं यार. आई थिंक वो तुम्हारी रेटिंग थोड़ी
ये
कम हो
मेरा
गई थी जब जी. हाँ, क्या हुआ?
इंटरनेट है आपका है.
आई अच्छा. थैंक गॉड फॉर वंस इट वाज नॉट माइन. बट बोर्ड
वेट
गायब हो चुका है
सॉरी
साज भाई.
माय
हाँ.
मेरा है.
हाँ.
अ,
आ गया, बोर्ड आ गया.
आ गया वापस.
हाँ.
ओके परफेक्ट. सॉरी चैट. सॉरी आप बोल रहे थे कुछ.
नहीं, मैं
इफ
कह.
ऑल रुक एंड गेम्स आर ड्रॉन.
हाँ, वो कहते हैं कि वो रुक एंड गेम क्यों हारते हैं. बट आई थिंक जिस जीएम ने वो कहा था, तो वो बंदा जीएम के साथ चिल करता होगा ना, उस नॉन जीएम से चिल ही नहीं किया होगा कभी वो. तो मे बी दैट्स व्हाई उनका ओपिनियन थोड़ा बायस्ड है. अपेरेंटली आई डोंट थिंक सो एक्चुअली कि ऑल रुक आर इंडीड ड्रॉन. वो इक्वल प्लेयर्स में बी दैट इज इंडीड ट्रू. नाउ रुक ई4, रुक ई7, रुक डी8 मेट थ्रेटन, नो डिफेंस.
ऑल्सो दिस इज नॉट अ रुक एंड गेम. या आपके पास नाइट भी है. So this is not a pure rook end game. That's what
ट्रू.
the statement says.
या बोर्ड इज ब्लरी. साज भाई, आप इंटरनेशनल ट्रिप पे और कब जाते हो बताते ही नहीं.
Check, I think rook e6 and just push the pawn. Simple, knight c6, easy. Okay,
या
rook e5. Why he's still finding some tricks there. I think I can just queen. Oh, but queen में कुछ risk हो रहा है क्या? The pawns are jumping quite fast here, so he can play d8 queen
एक्चुअली.
and he will sack it. Yeah, winning है, अभी भी winning है. G h3 just rook h8, very important. Rook h8 is super important here.
I think 97 check just, 97, knight d4 check just seals the deal.
Rook h4, just take this. Okay,
Oh.
simple.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's it. And इसके साथ ही Liem 2.5, 3.5. And what will Hikaru do now, Saj? Do you think Hikaru exchanges lead? Do you think Liem equalizes the score. If he does indeed do that, that will be a big statement.
For sure, I think. Also, एक ही point का difference I think is super impressive, and 9.5 minutes remaining in the timer, so we can more or less say this might be the last game in this segment.
Yeah. If Lelium can go with an equal score into the 3+1 section, that would be something which nobody expected. Chesscom always has pre-game odds, and it was definitely not 50-50 before going into the match. So let's see क्या होगा यहाँ पे. फिलहाल time पे भी match करते हुए Lelium, I think that's been something of a strength for him. He's not lagged too much behind. In a couple of games, yes, but I think overall his time management has been just amazing.
Yeah, for sure. सहज भाई, फिर तो मैग्नस वाला भी इम्प्रेसिव होना चाहिए, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे भी बस एक दो बंदे थे 2800 पे, एंड द एरा वेयर द कंपटीशन वाज एट स्पीक, न्यू किड्स बूमिंग. um of course it is impressive, भाई. I think that goes without saying, that it was super impressive. And I think एक दो नहीं थे, I think एक moment के लिए I think तीन थे. There was Mamediaro, went Fabi and Magnus at one point, if I remember correctly. There was also Vishy sir also, जो 2820 पे थे at in 2011. Someone also else mentioned this. So yeah, very very impressive there as well. But chess अब काफी बदल गया I think उस time से.
St. Louis ने stat दिया. Did you cover this comment, Saj bhai? कि inflation adjusted rating of all players. Fabi was top 5 of all time.
Really?
I think that's true. Rating wise, yes. I think I agree, because his rating was what, 2851, 2844 or something like that. I don't know what the 2851, right? That was his peak rating, I think.
Fabi's, yeah, 2851.
Fabi's. So I think you can't. I think top 5 mein now you can stick a claim. Magnus, Kasparov, and Fischer for sure. Then you have a few players. I think Vishy sir, Karpov, Fabi. Maybe these
Kramnik.
three kind of stake their claims for the top. Maybe Kramnik as well. Like you can kind of put them there. But I think Fabi definitely a contender for that list.
You can also put Aronian technically there as well, because he was 2830 at one point.
True. But then फिर वही है ना कि like we will have to include even more people, I think.
Like, he was, Aronian is, for example, the 4th highest rated player in the world ever.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Only behind Magnus, Kasparov and Fabi. That was also in 2014 basically.
And he's
So it's
also like very down to earth, very sweet. तो वो भी extra points तो मिलते हैं साज भाई उसके, है ना. Like, meanwhile, साज भाई अगर टाइम देखे तो हिकारू, हम इतनी तारीफ कर रहे थे कि Lilium time management, but suddenly again he somehow managed to conjure up a time edge. I like
yeah.
the bishop on c5 very very much, controlling a lot of pieces, although pieces are being traded off.
He goes rook d3 and he goes cd3 just to not exchange, I think, another pair of
Wow.
rooks, and he wants to maybe play rook c1, put pressure on c6, or he can also go some h4 h5 ideas.
Rook d8.
But yeah, this
okay.
type of a move is just there just to create an imbalance on the board, yeah, ताकि कुछ हो दोनों के पास.
Yeah. Ooh, f3. That's साज भाई.
Golden pawn.
साज भाई रोना नहीं भाई. साज भाई ठीक हो भाई? भाई ठीक हो ना भाई?
भाई
कोई स्ट्रेस तो नहीं है?
golden
Are you
pawn
okay
यार,
भाई?
ऐसे
Are you okay भाई?
खाली में ही कर देते हैं यार. This is unbelievable. This is bad.
Yeah.
Again f3 भी खराब मूव है, देख लो आप.
True भाई, मानना पड़ेगा भाई, गोल्डन पॉन का
इतने
जादू.
सारे आपको एग्जांपल्स दे रहा हूँ मैं बार बार. देखो साहिल भाई.
True. And
96.
knight f8 is a nice maneuver by Liem, coming to e6, जहां से वो d4 कूद सकता है, which is such a brilliant square for the knight. I think Hikaru under pressure yet again. Liem could equalize this. Accuracy 96 Liem की, Hikaru की 94.
For sure, but still a bit early days, because he's also planning this knight a2 with the idea of knight b4 to put pressure on c6. And let's not forget, black cannot push c5 ever, because you will give up this enormous d5 square. And एक बार ये knight यहाँ पे बैठ गया, तो I think it's a big problem for Liam to handle. So still some problems here and there.
Yeah. And chat by the जितने भी लोग stream देख रहे हैं, कहाँ से are you joining us? Would love to know. And Saj bhai, we saw the candidates in Canada. I think that was a completely opposite time zone. Then we saw the World Championship happen in Singapore, slightly different to India. Now we are having the World Cup, which is happening right in India itself. So, I think games start at 3 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. So, काफी convenient time zone for a change for us, yeah, for a big, big event.
Ooh, of course. Home turf पे भी खेल रहे हैं भाई. That will be insane. I'm super pumped for it. भाई बड़ा मजा आएगा वहाँ
Yeah,
पे. एक महीना भाई. It's 1 month.
yeah. एक इन शो बहरेन से कोई हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. नहीं बताऊंगा. चलो भाई, शाश्वत भाई क्लियरली आई थिंक गोवा से ही हैं, बिकॉज वो सरप्राइज देंगे हमें.
Oh, by the way, he can play 96 and रुकी 5 पे क्वीन डी7 था. F6 अगेन वही
भाई
खेलना था.
देखा, F1
Golden
छू के
pawn.
इवैल्यूएशन गिर जाती है भाई.
Exactly. Second time it has happened in the same game. He takes
Yeah.
on c6, black takes on d3, and Hikaru back in the driver's seat.
I am from Juhu Beach, Ville Parle. Wow, ज़्यादा दूर नहीं हो भाई आप फिर. Queen d7 played. So, oh, but this is now close to equality. Yeah, I take on c6. My rook enters the game. Maybe Hikaru is fine.
Yeah, time देख के, I mean, he looks perfectly fine to me because
Yeah.
looks super comfortable. He defends the pawn, does not simplify the position anymore. King h7. Now again, rook c6 is a good move, but I doubt if Hikaru will take it
I think he'll go
anymore
h4.
because
He'll go
yeah, h4
h4,
looks
maybe
logical.
h5.
कुछ knight e6, knight g5 आ सकता है, so you have to be a bit careful.
A super chat by Jedi Fitzco. Anand, 5-time world champion. Please don't realize England, Spain, Canada, Italy, France, no world champion yet. We are just one Vishy. Yeah, I think that's true. I think Vishy sir, I think without Vishy sir, there would be no Gukesh, no Prag, no Arjun. And then, for example, Magnus now became like being the world champion for so many years. In about 5 years, I would not be shocked. 10 years, if you see like a bunch of GMs rising from Norway who are like very, very strong. So I would say Vishy sir deserves like all of the credit, not all, most of the credit in terms of raising the like inspiring these youngsters. So credit to jata hi hai, इसमें कोई doubt ही नहीं है. Like his contribution is not limited to those 5 world champions, 100%. By the way,
For
F4
sure.
played.
By the way, he goes f4. Pawn takes not possible because I have queen g4 check. So he has to capture with the bishop. The bishop becomes slightly active, but I think this square on g4 it could be a potential problem for Liem, for Hikaru. And he goes queen g4. Yeah, he realizes now knight g6, knight h4 is a real threat.
Yeah, Queen F2 defending the bishop, but knight g6 anyways. Let's threaten knight takes h4. That's a deadly threat.
Knight g6 played and knight h4 check is my threat. How do you defend this? King h2,
Ooh,
okay.
This is scary, Sahaj. I kind of get a feeling the tide is shifting again in the favor of Liem. C5. Oof, pressure.
तब से वही सोच रहा हूँ इंग्लैंड के पास वर्ल्ड चैंपियन नहीं है. मैं तब से वही सोच रहा हूँ कि ऐसा कैसे हुआ. I
I
always
mean,
thought कि England had a world champion.
but England never was. I think Russia was the epicenter of chess, and
ये
maybe Fisher took
शुरुआत में
time
तो
to.
यूरोप था ना भाई. यूरोप
But
में भी तो आया था ना. Like Lasker was
but
there.
again, like I
Steinitz I
think,
think was Dutch, no?
but I think still, like I think Michael Adams is the player that comes to mind. David Howell when you think about England, but उनके अलावा कोई ऐसे दिमाग में आ नहीं रहा है player.
I
Gavin
was thinking
Jones
some
maybe.
older players like from Europe. I was thinking, and yeah. By the way, only move for Hikaru and played d takes c4. And now rook takes would equalize matters, but bc4 kind of keeps the tension on the board. And let's see what Liam goes for. He goes for the sort of the more solid option here. Again, rook c4 is basically forced. If he does not take, then he's in big trouble. Queen c2 attacking both of these
Oof.
pawns, but the problem is he cannot capture them because black will have these
Yeah.
checks on the king side.
I think Queen D7, a practical move. Bishop doesn't have a great square. Okay, he plays. Oh,
Wait, what? Queen d3. That's a blunder. Oh, that's a big blunder by Hikaru.
Because bishop is hanging. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no, knight
gone.
e5. Yeah, and you just promote,
Knight
yeah?
c4. Knight c4, knight takes
Knight
b2
c4,
भी
king
आ रहा है.
f3, king g6. Basically, ये pawn आपके पास extra है, but position winning है black की.
Oh, knight c4, super important. Finds it, and it's gonna be equal, Sahaj. Hikaru Nakamura unable to get a lead against Liem, who's a strong player, but on paper was 300 points behind.
Absolutely. And now he has to find king f7 though. Not an easy decision because you always want to play king f5, but king f5 you're losing this pawn on g7. So you play king f7, push g6, and then you route the king to f5. White cannot basically improve his position at all here. And found. Wow. Okay, g6, bishop c3, king e6, king f5 incoming. And then at some point he has to sack this pawn and bring this king to g4 and just take this up. But he plays knight d6. I think he has a different plan. King to c4, knight to f5 ताकि g3 पे भी थोड़ा pressure आए. Oh, he's completely winning. Knight e4, important move, missed. King d2. Now the position is more or less equal again. 15
नहीं भाई
सेकंड है
जीतेगा.
उसके पास. 15
जीतेगा
सेकंड.
भाई. He'll find a way. He'll find a way, I feel. एक check देनी है बस.
Ooh, that's a
What?
draw.
Ooh,
That's a
what a
Wait, I'm not
blunder,
sure
भाई.
if that's a draw. I think Liam can lose this now because he has to give up the pawn.
अरे यार. That's a heartbreak, yeah?
For sure. Oh, play something. Play fast.
Although it's probably
Okay,
safe because, yeah, there's no way
yeah, the
to
king
improve
cannot
now.
escape. Yeah, the king
Yeah.
cannot escape.
Yeah, he can just repeat moves. I think knight d2 check maybe, and then knight b3. Or that too. Wait, what? How is that a mistake, Saj?
B4 है मेरे पास.
Oh!
Blunder.
Oh!
AB3. Oof.
What a
Oof.
twist!
That's tough, bhai. That's super tough.
And that means chat, Liem, who almost equalized, is now 2 points behind. And Hikaru Nakamura, if we can have him full screen, dominating at the end, at least in terms of scores, the 5+1 section. And that is the end of that section. Chat, Hikaru's cruising right now. Maybe Sahaj bhai, it's time to take a very, very short break. But before we go, kya lag raha hai? Any chances for Liem now?
I think we're heading into 3+1 where I think Hikaru should feel more comfortable. And he already has a 2 point lead. It will be tough, I think, to bounce back, but let's hope for the best. Yeah, we're seeing some pretty exciting just from Liam, though, so far.
Yeah, Hikaru with a smile on his face. So, chat, we'll be back after just a short 2 to 3 minute break, and it'll be 3+1. And let's not forget Bullet as well on the other side. See you soon.
Can you handle it? Where grandmasters don't just move pieces, they cast spells.
Oh boy, didn't see that one coming.
Victory doesn't come easy.
Wait, queen time?
Oh shoot, I just lost the piece. Yeah, but I got no mana.
This isn't your classic chessboard.
The thing about the imposter is that if you swap it like
It's not just a game, it's a battleground of minds.
Let's have some fun, Let's have some fun.
When the greatest minds meet magic, anything can happen. On Chess, cast that spell, play for free.
Whether it's sunglasses outside, blue light glasses inside, or night driving lenses in the dark, Zenni has affordable eyewear for everyone at Zenni.com.
Welcome to the Esports World Cup. They are not just fighting for money. They're not just fighting for fame, but something that is far more valuable, and that is legacy.
To become best in the world at anything, to be within that top 1%, you have to show dedication, desire, determination. You've got to be resilient, ruthless, and ready for anything.
And we are back. It is the 3+1 section that's going to start just about now. Welcome, Saj bhai. I think Hikaru in the lead. But I think अगर ले लियम को strike करना है तो यही करना पड़ेगा because bullet में I think yeah Sahaj bhai it's all gonna be Hikaru.
I think that's a fair assessment, but अभी के लिए 2 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है between these two players. मुझे लग रहा है 3+1 में is where like Hikaru will dominate somehow. Because वो this is the TT time control, yeah, and वहाँ पर Hikaru is the most dangerous player in the world for
Yeah.
me.
Yep, yep. And we saw him, yeah, very, very happy after winning that game. But now we are back to action. The battle is not yet over. Lelium has given him a tough fight. इसमें कोई doubt ही नहीं है. More than what we expected and more than probably what Hikaru expected as well. Lelium की rating बढ़ती जा रही है, Hikaru की कम हो रही है. But now it's gonna be an important match. Can Lelium start off with a draw? I think वो एक point का deficit उतना feel नहीं होता. And that could be a start of something great for Lelium. साज भाई as the games begin क्या लग रहा है भाई आई थिंक चेस में अगले साल कितने टूर्नामेंट्स है जस्ट टू लुक एट द 2026 कैलेंडर ठीक है एक बार नजर मारते हैं चैट कैसा लग रहा है अगला साल हमें इस साल स्टार्ट करते हैं बल्कि ठीक है अभी हमारा एससीसी चल रहा है देन आएगा लिटरली एक हफ्ते बाद हमारा 10 दिन बाद हमारा वो है क्लच चेस
What?
उसके अगले ही एक दिन के गैप पे है वर्ल्ड कप के आई थिंक एक दिन गैप या 2-3 दिन गैप पे आई थिंक वी हैव सम एससीसी गेम्स अगेन एंड देन वी हैव the freestyle match and then we have GCL then we have World Rapid Blitz and then literally पूरा साल packed है after the next week उसके बाद जैन में we have Tata Steel India then उसके instantly बाद Tata Steel main Feb में I don't know if freestyle is happening we heard about some event happening in India also I don't know if that's happening then we also have the candidates in March we have Norway Chess we have Olympiad we have World Championship, we have the world total combined XYZ World Champion, we have the Grand Chess Tour, we have अबे भाई मतलब यार chess play it's a good time to be a chess player Sahaj bhai I feel
Yeah, I think for sure it's good to be an elite chess player. That is for sure, I think. I think it's a good time to be a commentator as well. I
yeah
have to say.
yeah 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 I think it's a good time to be associated with the game of chess it's growing rapidly and the best part is cricket is amazing it's legend in India 11 countries khelti hai mainly and we are one of the best teams in the world but chess sare desh khelte hai bhai every nation plays it and still we are well I would say as a nation we are the best so that's the best feeling let's see kya hoga meanwhile Hikaru Liem waiting for the game to begin yeah, gonna be an
या आई थिंक
exciting.
चेस की फील्ड में ना ये भी एक
हाँ
बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है कि अगर आप मैग्नस को अगर आप हटा देते हो ना तो एवरीथिंग बिकम्स कंप्लीटली बैलेंस्ड लाइक हर बंदे के लिए बिकॉज इट इज सो कंपेरेटिव एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल देर इज नॉट अ सिंगल प्लेयर हु यू कैन से जो जैसे 50 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस हो बिटवीन देयर रेटिंग्स यू कैन नॉट सेफली से दिस पर्सन इज गोइंग टू बीट दिस पर्सन ऐसा
but
मतलब बहुत रेयर है
but I would argue Magnus is the one who keeps the balance if you look at a country in general. अगर Magnus को हटा दे then everything is Indian only. तो फिर तो
नहीं
मतलब
नहीं
कोई
ऑफ कोर्स नॉट भाई देर इज
हाँ
आई थिंक फॉर फर्स्टली देर इज यूएस लाइक
but then I
द
mean you
जूनियर्स एज वेल
yeah but still like I mean if you look at the Olympiad average rating last time I think we had already crossed the US and this time we're going to be way ahead of the US I think in the average ratings अगले Olympiad में मुझे लग रहा है
हाँ बट वहाँ पे फाबी नहीं था राइट नहीं फाबी था बट
अभी
हिकारू
था
नहीं था हिकारू नहीं था
हिकारू नहीं था या
तो like that's also
हाँ
another I
true
think a
true
factor here plus also if you look at the junior like Abhimanyu Mishra in specific भाई 71 games हो गए हैं उसके he hasn't lost a single match 71 games
वो भी टेक्निकली
and
इन आधा इंडिया
true, but still, it's super impressive. Plus, also, let's not forget about Erdogmus and all of these
या
Turkish youngsters as well. So I think it's becoming a global game in this sense overall.
या ट्रू बट regardless I think it's glad to see कि I think it's a chess में इतना growth है and it's a great time to be part of this ecosystem and both these players thinking कि भाई क्या मैं अगले राउंड में इस टूर्नामेंट का इकोसिस्टम का पार्ट हूंगा कि नहीं very interesting there's no losers bracket now so you go home or go big I am used to going home Sahaj by usually so I don't know how do the players win
Mhm.
here but it must require insane nerves
फॉर श्योर। एंड कोई बोल रहा है भाई एक बात है, व्हाई इज इट दैट देयर इज ओनली वन प्लेयर्स डोमिनेटिंग इन चेस ऑलवेज? गैरी नाउ मैगी विशी क्रामनिक। आई मीन भाई मतलब आई थिंक you cannot just say by the way the games have just begun d4 on the board. But yeah, coming back to the point, I think अब ऐसा नहीं होगा कि एक बंदा लीड कर रहा है. आई थिंक दैट्स वन थिंग दैट आई थिंक इज गोइंग टू बी डिफरेंट. ऐसा कोई प्लेयर नहीं दिखता मुझे who might just completely dominate everyone. I think वो era चला गया in that sense.
ऑल्सो
What
आई
do you
थिंक
think
होता क्या
about
था
that?
कि या आई थिंक ऑल्सो पहले क्या था, इंफॉर्मेशन जो नॉलेज थी, एक्सेस वाज लिमिटेड. इट वाज नॉट इजी टू गेन एक्सेस टू नॉलेज. नाउअडेज, जैसे अनीश मेंशन दिस आई थिंक इन एन इंटरव्यू टू टिक टिक टिक, कि पहले आई थिंक इट यूज्ड टू टेक टाइम फॉर द टॉप प्लेयर्स टू कम इन. नाउअडेज लाइक एक जनरेशन का टाइम होता ही नहीं है. लाइक यू हैव पीपल at the age of 30 who are world top 10 players. You have people at the age of 25 who are world top 10 players. You have people at the age of 35 who are world top 10 players, 20 who are world top 10 players, and literally people at the age of 14 or 15 who could be world top 10 players in a year. So it's like
Hmm.
बहुत knowledge का access खुल गया है, and that just opens it up for everyone.
Someone saying Faustino maybe. I doubt it. या classical chess में ऐसा कोई बंदा होगा. I think very very unlikely. Simply because वो level I think अब completely balance हो गया. Like there is, as Sahil bhai pointed out, कि वो knowledge वाला जो factor है, like now it's readily available, at least until a certain point. So एक वो आपके लिए path is paved for you. I kind of agree. Nowadays कोई भी किसी को हरा सकता है, and that's what makes this game better. Yeah, exactly, exactly. तो बहुत बहुत unpredictable है. You can be the best on paper, but I mean जैसे आपने गुकेश का भी देखा, like FIDE Grand Shows, but he's a world champion, yeah. But losing to, I think what was his name? That Turkish guy, that kid?
Dogmas.
नहीं नहीं दूसरा था, the other one.
I know what you. I know his face. I forgot his name. Yeah.
Yeah, me too actually. But yeah, that player. I mean, it just that game was fantastic. I think from his opponent's side. He said कोई भी किसी को भी हरा सकता है. Like if you have just have a good game, that's I think what makes the game even more beautiful.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I think as we can see, of time pressure बहुत जल्दी hit करने लगा है. Already down to 2 minutes each. Queen d5, queen a8. A very interesting switch for the queen's position, but I think मेरा मेरा माइक, हाँ मैं फिक्स करता हूँ, रुको रुको.
Edis Gurel, yes, exactly. Edis Gurel. Chat ने
Is it
निकाल
better
दिया.
now? हाँ बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया. Yeah. Kurel, exactly. Why no Nehal Sareen? God knows, Ankit Bhai. Actually, very hard to know. Why no Nehal Sareen? I think 18 invited spots hote hain, and I think among those, I think one went to Prague. So I don't know why it didn't go to Nehal. But yeah. Do you think Arjun will
Maybe.
qualify the World Cup? Doesn't seem to be in great form. What do you think, Sahaj Bhai, by the way? And chat you as well. Ki, we as of now, I think अभी 8 spots में से I think एक ही Indian लग रहा है हमें, that is Prague. How many others do you think will qualify? Number क्या है साज भाई? I think we've discussed this earlier, but now we have more context.
I think दो मैक्स लग रहा है मुझे. तो वर्ल्ड कप में से एक इंडियन लगता है मुझे क्वालिफाई करेगा. आई एम होपिंग
And
कि अर्जुन हो, because I think Prague will enter through the
हाँ,
the ratings. But yeah, just based on that, अगर प्रग ही यहीं से क्वालिफाई, जिसके बहुत अच्छे चांसेस है प्रग के भी क्वालिफाई करने के, then I think it's going to be sad for Arjun.
also it's very interesting कि वर्ल्ड कप के टॉप 4 सीड्स में से we have Gukesh, who's literally the world champion, doesn't need to qualify. Then we have Parag, who's going to qualify via the circuit. Then we have Arjun, of course, but then Anish, who's already qualified. So top 4 में से 3 players को जरूरत ही नहीं है spot की. That's very interesting to me. World Cup में कौन कैसे खेलेगा, only fun to watch.
Yeah, but whether he can qualify or not, I think very very good chance. But like आप इसको कुछ भी कंफर्म नहीं ले सकते, because as we said, चेस बहुत बदल गई है. पहले
Yeah.
से वो so on a good day anyone can beat anyone.
एंड लोग कह रहे हैं दिल बी टोटल बी टू. आई ऑल्सो अग्री. आई थिंक एक और बंदा क्वालिफाई करेगा. यू वुड लव इट टू बी टू मोर, बट एज वी सॉ इवन इन द ग्रैंड स्विस, क्वालिफाई कौन किया? अनीश एंड मैथ्यूस ब्लूबाम. अनीश यू माइट स्टिल एक्सपेक्ट, बट ब्लूबाम तो कंप्लीट सरप्राइज था फॉर मेजॉरिटी ऑफ अस. तो आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं पे वर्ल्ड कप में भी आई थिंक जस्ट लाइक we saw Abbasov qualified, right? Last time,
Mhm.
Sahaj. So I think maybe we'll
Yes.
have one surprise package in the World Cup, two known names, and then we can hope कि उन दोनों में से एक Indian होगा.
Think that's fair. By the way, he goes rook b7, not going rook c8 to trade off the rooks. And एक rook 7th rank पे, maybe the plan can be knight c6, knight e5 to attack this pawn on f7.
एक काफी weird comment. I thought Sahaj bhai was Liem for a second. Sahaj bhai, are you Liem? Have you been masquerading as
भाई
a
कुछ भी
25
लिखते हो यार
grandmaster?
तुम चैट में, कुछ भी लिखते हो भाई तुम चैट में.
क्या मैं लियम से बात कर रहा हूँ भाई? That's the confusion.
By the way,
अभी
he
अगर मैं
goes
लियम
rook
से
bc1.
हाँ.
Ooh, rook b8.
Ooh.
That's a great chance. Rook b2.
Oh wow.
And taken. Yeah, I think Hikaru will win this.
अरे अरे अरे
यही
रुक
तो
बी
होते यही तो 3+1 में ही कैन डू दिस बेटर क्योंकि वो टाइम के
या
वजह से हरा देगा.
very very tough here now. 17 seconds for Liam. I think time pressure will make it so much more harder for him to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's not forget back rank can be a very big problem for the white king because as long as the rook remains on d2, then the king cannot escape to h3 anymore. So ये rook के हटते ही it will be a huge problem.
So आज मैं question I think कारू के background से दिमाग में आया. When you stay in a hotel, do you get it cleaned every single day? The room? Because
Yes,
if
of
if you're
course.
streaming, like I say, then you have to do it. Like I would do it alternate days, like if it's a long trip. Headache होता है रे वहाँ में बाहर जाओ 15 मिनट के लिए. But if you're streaming, then you do it every day. Very interesting. Just a random thought. Useless random
I
thought.
I think I would for sure.
Nice,
Of
nice.
course, अच्छा भी लगता है ना. Knight
हाँ
right
मतलब
रुके for pawn मर गया, but he's not able to capture it back. Okay, but he does have counterplay with e5 though.
ooh
Oh,
F4. Like that move actually.
and now rook e4 में rook a5 मर रहा है. But see, the position is drawn, but he just doesn't have enough time to defend essentially.
Yeah, I think yeah, Hikaru is taking this one. I feel going to be very difficult. This one. Pawns are broken.
Oh,
Yeah,
three
this is so
seconds.
much harder.
3 seconds. Oof.
Wait, what?
Or rook
Achha, he wants
g4.
d4. Okay. Fair enough.
He cannot save this, I think, with 4 seconds on the clock. That's the problem. Up, impossible.
Yeah.
Ooh, and he loses on time.
Oof. Hikaru is more Hikaru is more mad than Liam. ये क्या हो गया भाई? Okay, interesting. 3-point lead now, Chad. I think Hikaru is slowly moving towards a potential victory here. I think Liam needs to strike right about now. Otherwise, it will be too little too late. Have you ever had a useful thought, Salman? नहीं यार, I think useful काम मैं ही कर लूंगा तो फिर यार क्या मतलब? जिंदगी में थोड़ा carefree रहना चाहिए भाई. Useless thoughts make interesting stories.
Do you think VD has chances to qualify for candidates? आपके लिए question.
Oof. That's a tough one, Sahaya. That's a very tough one, actually.
It's like पता नहीं अभी कुछ भी हो सकता है.
हाँ मतलब जो हमने like VD is that sort of guy ना who could just like win 7 in a row. Like I would not be shocked. But then he could just lose 3 in a row and I would not be shocked. So I genuinely don't know. Like I would say कि I think VD के chances कम ही है purely because of I think how strong the tournament is. But I would not be shocked if he qualifies. Like it would not even be like slightly surprising. Like he can do it. He can pull it off. Because
So
last
like
year
out
याद है?
of 100 कितने प्रतिशत चांस दोगे उसको?
I think that's a hard percentage, right? क्योंकि इतने player खेल रहे हैं भाई. I think
But I
probably
think
like a
like
5% maybe. 5% will
5% chance.
yeah. Because last year he won the Grand Swiss and just missed the World Cup spot by one game, right? That Abbasov game. So he was close on both fronts. So I think chance तो रहेगा.
I think I agree. मतलब because it's classical also, it's VD's I think right in his wheelhouse. I think he will feel very comfortable. And yeah, वो flow में एक बार आ गया, then he's unstoppable.
Yeah, video streaming a lot these days. You know, sometimes that can work in your favor, भाई. Look at in front of you. I mean, Hikaru के इस मैच में तुम कैसे बोल सकते हो भाई? He streaming a lot तो शायद qualify ना कर पाए. अगर हम current player का से देखें, streaming should increase your chances, Raj bhai. What do you think?
नहीं, एक ही बंदा है भाई जो स्ट्रीमिंग करके भी यू कैन मेंटेन हिज टॉप लेवल. एक्चुअली दो हैं अभी. मैग्नस इज आल्सो स्ट्रीमिंग अ लॉट दीस डेज, बट ओके,
Yeah,
ही इज
yeah,
नॉट अ
yeah.
प्रॉपर स्ट्रीमर, बट
Yeah.
यू नो व्हाट आई मीन.
I am only here to bully साहिल भाई. अरे भाई यार, क्या भाई, क्यों रुला रहे हो मुझे? वैसी तबीयत खराब है, कितने जगह से पानी टपकेगा. By the way, rook a4 played, and now rook c8. Okay, black is trying to exchange that final pair of
ओह,
pawns.
समझ सिंह सहज भाई सेइंग अ कोर हिंदी वर्ड प्रतिशत वाज अ सरप्राइज फॉर मी. भाई अगर गूगल मत करना, मेरे को काउंटर अटैक की हिंदी बताओ.
भाई
अगर
देखो
पता होगी
साज
किसी को बिना गूगल करे तो मैं मान जाऊंगा भाई.
देखो देखो साज भाई, आई
डू यू
थिंक
नो दिस,
को
साहिल भाई?
मैं आपने पूछा हुआ, आई थिंक, आई डोंट
नहीं
रिमेम्बर.
नहीं, आई नेवर आस्क्ड दिस. नो
You've asked, I think, this before.
नो नो नो, नेवर. नो, नेवर.
But I think regardless, I think
जस्ट से द
Sahaj
आंसर,
भाई,
से द आंसर. व्हाट इज
I
इट?
don't remember actually. I don't remember actually. भूला था, मुझे याद है, पूछा था, मुझे याद नहीं है.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, डिफिकल्ट है लेकिन थोड़ा. इट इज कॉल्ड प्रति आक्रमण. आई थिंक, आई एम नॉट श्योर.
I
बट हाँ.
I think Prati Akraman is definitely better than counterplay, Sahaj भाई.
ओह, यस सर.
Counter हमला.
काउंटर.
I love that, भाई. I love that. I think counter हमला is gonna be my term for the foreseeable future. क्या काउंटर हमला किया है भाई यहाँ पे Hikaru
किसी ने काउंटर अटैक ही हिंदी में लिख दिया बस.
ने. काउंटर हमला, love it.
और टेकिंग ऑन
By the way,
c4 एंड पुशिंग c5 इजी.
yeah. Okay, still slight pressure maybe from the white side. हल्का सा बुल्का सा.
Yeah, I mean, you have a weak pawn on c6. That could be a reason. c5 now? Possible
C5.
है?
If takes, then what?
I'm taking this, so you have to capture with the pawn. Could
हाँ.
check, rook b2, annoying this. He doesn't go for it. Knight e5 is planning knight d6, knight f5, denied. Now I think Hikaru can grind this, h4, h5.
Yeah, rook a7 भी आ रहा है actually. That's also uncomfortable.
Rook a7 is nice as well, 7th rank. Saj by taking Hindi lessons, भाई क्या समझते हो आप? f6 only move here, yeah? If you don't play f6,
Yeah.
you're in trouble. Oh, rook a8 पे there's rook takes c6. Beautiful tactic.
भाई ये F pawn push कर दिया है. सहज भाई फेंड नहीं होना भाई. It's okay भाई. Relax bro,
गलत है
relax.
भाई.
Breathe सहज भाई, breathe.
इट्स ओके भाई, यहाँ तो समझ आ रहा था. इट्स ओके. पोजीशन बहुत खराब है अभी तो. 7th रैंक पे जब तक रुक गया तब तक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. g3 h4
Arvind,
h5 इनकमिंग.
knight
अरे यार,
h8. Wow,
d7.
looking dangerous. भाई कैंडिडेट्स 26 के प्लेयर लिस्ट बता दो. आई थिंक अब तक जो कंफर्म्ड है दैट इज फैबियानो कारुआना, अनीश गिरी एंड मैथ्यूज ब्लूबम. एक भी इंडियन नहीं उनमें से. दो प्लेयर्स जो ऑलमोस्ट कंफर्म्ड है, दे आर हिकारू एंड पराग. सो 5 में से एक इंडियन एंड 3 स्पॉट अब पेंडिंग है. उन 3 में से आई एम होपिंग कि एटलीस्ट एक और इंडियन तो जाएगा.
वर्ल्ड कप में ही पता लगेगा वो तो. बेसिकली जो
हाँ.
भी वर्ल्ड कप के फाइनलिस्ट होंगे दे आर इमीडिएटली इन. एंड
एंड
जो 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 सेमीज में जो हारेगा उनका फिर वो एक लूजर्स वाला मैच होगा. एंड आई एम गेसिंग एंड दैट्स वेयर यू डिसाइड द थर्ड प्लेयर.
या एंड आल्सो सहज, if let's say कि टॉप 3 में कोई एक बंदा है, then the fourth guy also gets in. And also अगर बाय चांस हम वहां हुए and we are commentating on the World Cup, then like imagine an Indian not being in the last 4. It will be like
ओह,
yeah, and then
रो पड़ोगे आप, मुझे लग
beautiful,
रहा है.
beautiful
18
game.
सेकंड्स फॉर हिकारू भाई. अब मेरे को इस थॉट के बारे में सोचना ही नहीं है भाई.
Ooh. अच्छा ठीक है, पिन हो गया. Silence Raj bhai, your predictions for finals and winner of SEC. So I mean, I'm going to go with the winner, Saj bhai. You can take the finals. So Magnus Carlsen, Saj bhai, what's your prediction for the final then?
um डिफिकल्ट टू से. मुझे हांस का काफी अच्छा चांस लगता है फाइनल्स में पहुंचने का, बट आई डोंट नो कि वो जीतेगा कि नहीं. But
So
Hans, I
hands
think, is
against
a.
Magnus final, yeah.
But that cannot happen, no?
So hands will beat
I think
Magnus
they
then.
are. पता नहीं भाई. We'll see. मजा आएगा लेकिन.
भाई हो गया तो ट्वीट बहुत होंगे उस दिन. Crazy day
No.
for chess, but yeah.
पर उस ब्रैकेट से अलीरेजा दिखता है मुझे. वो द वन who's gonna qualify, I think.
Hmm. Okay, I think pretty even game. Although you never know. I think ऐसी गेम में भी रिजल्ट आ सकता है. Both sides trying.
Okay, king somewhere, d7 again. भाई थोड़ा fast. Oh, knight d. Wait. Okay, that's fine.
हाँ F4 मार
Knight
रहा
that is.
है.
Yeah, that's fine. King e6 again. f5 check पे king f5 simple. Knight e2 he plays. Okay. Oh, he defends this, yeah? Some tips and tricks again. Bhai, this is not easy. You can miss something here for
क्या
sure. King
ट्रिकी
g4
है
is
यार
incoming.
हिकारू. क्या ट्रिकी है यार हिकारू, मानना पड़ेगा. कैसे पॉन मार लिया यार इस एंड गेम में.
Knight h5 is hanging. Knight h5 is hanging. Wait, knight c5
What?
trick. I missed. I went for the same trick. I fell for the same trick. Wow. Unbelievable.
Wow, I mean that's.
कितने लोग एक 2700 के प्लेयर को इस पोजीशन में वाइट वाइट से हरा सकते हैं? दैट्स द आंसर इज जस्ट वन, आई थिंक जस्ट वन.
Wow. Okay. बड़ा लंडन सिस्टम ऑन द बोर्ड. C5. Okay.
No, it's just
Ooh.
QGD, yeah. Like a better version of the London because your pawn is on c5 instead of c3.
Yeah.
You're controlling more space. I think Liam will be happy with this. Hikaru also not changing his lines. I think he's happy with how this game has gone so far.
Chad, by the way, do you think anybody who thinks Lely was gonna strike back? Because अब तो बहुत मुश्किल लग रहा है मुझे. I think 6.5, 2.5 is that territory जहाँ पे Hikaru now suddenly takes over Sahaj. Like he goes like 10.5, 3.5, something like that.
You think so? 4 पॉइंट का फर्क तो ऑलरेडी है.
Yeah, I think by the end this might go up to 10 because bullet बाकी है मेरे दोस्त. Bullet में तो I don't know क्या होगा Sahaj भाई. I don't know how strong Liam's bullet is actually.
Um, I mean, he's still, I think, let's check actually. What is his rating? I'm just taking a look.
Hikaru below 3300 is unreal. Bro, by the time he's now off 3300, by the way. He has reached that rating.
Wow.
Okay.
Bullet में
Liam,
he's 3121, yeah? I think pretty much
but
similar level
Hikaru
to
was
Blitz.
3500 at some point. No?
No, that was in Blitz, I think.
नहीं, I think it was Bullet.
That was Blitz. Bullet में था क्या?
Really? I think it was Bullet. Blitz में 3300 करना बहुत मुश्किल रहेगा ना because it takes more time.
भाई 3300 तो क्या अभी है Blitz में? Do you think Bullet में ज़्यादा
हाँ,
मुश्किल है?
I think Bullet में
हाँ,
easy है
could
ना
be.
3500 करना because you can win a bunch of games very quickly like somehow.
Hmm. Hikaru
It
is
looks
3348 in Bullet, yeah.
हाँ, so I think उसका वही 3500 I think is his peak. It looks like
Hmm.
both players don't deserve to win. I disagree यार. Hikaru clearly the stronger player so far. I mean ऐसे ऐसे trick किया है मतलब it's insane.
हाँ बुलेट था 3348. बुलेट रेटिंग was 3570 and Bullet and Blitz rating was 34 something. So a bit less. So you are right actually. This could be a problem. कितना ज़्यादा time था. By the way, look at this d takes e5. Beautiful move by Liem because even though he has double pawns, he's opening up the square for his knight with knight e2, knight d4 to keep pressure on the c6 pawn. I think a very nice move.
Yeah. Although I think rook takes a2, queen takes, knight takes. There's one weakness on c6. Possibly
But
still a
would you go
comfortable.
into the end game though? Like because black has basically no chance to win this.
Yeah, I mean with the 4 point lead, I think I'm happy. I'm happy. Also g5 I actually like because if I win e5, then we are actually again playing for 3 results, to be honest.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, that's true.
By the way, आबरा का ये क्या है भाई?
क्या ऑल्सो दिस
Oof.
नाइट c1 पे भी नाइट b8 नाइट a6 पहले अटैक कर रहा है इसको तो नाइट d4 पे उतना इजीली पहुंचेगा नहीं.
True, true,
Like if
true.
I played knight c1 to go knight d4, then मेरे पास knight b3 knight d4 दो चाल है, right? Like
हाँ.
तीन चाल है in total. So 1, 2, 3, and black can reach 1, 2, 3, and hit the b4 pawn. So could be a problem there as well.
हाँ. हिकारो किससे बात कर रहा है? अपने इमेजिनरी फ्रेंड मैग्नस कार्लसन से. Wait, you thought Magnus is real? Really, chat?
Okay, I think we're going towards a draw now.
Are we, Sahaj
Unless
bhai? I am not sure.
नहीं, यहाँ पे ड्रॉ है भाई, लिलियम का टाइम बहुत ज़्यादा है ना. नाइट
That
a5
way.
कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं है ब्लैक के पास इधर. This knight is also stuck defending this. You have to go king d7 and now f4, I guess. e4 का maybe थोड़ा थोड़ा threat है.
But isn't knight a6 पे b4 hanging?
Yeah, but you'll start pushing g5.
Okay.
f4 पे actually e4 looks a bit interesting for black. I'm not sure वहाँ पे क्या result रहेगा.
या सुन रहा है ना तू, स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूं मैं. That is what Hikaru is wants to say. g5 directly played. Ooh, king comes back. Okay, this has to be a
Now
draw.
you have to be super careful though. Super careful you need to be as white here. If you lose this pawn, then it can be a problem. क्योंकि king d4 king f5 के बाद it's almost a zugzwang, yeah, because the moment you move this knight I can play knight a6 to take this, and you cannot
True.
move the king as well because e5 pawn will be hanging. Like his best bet is maybe take and just knight c6 or something. Is that possible or is that a blunder?
I think that might be possible. It's a feeling aa raha hai, but
Maybe that's what he's calculating. And is this possible? No, actually it's losing, yeah. Takes knight b4 king d6 knight a6 is winning for black.
yeah. Actually, doesn't it?
So not so simple.
But it's not that the crystal clear. So calculate karna padega. So that's what he's doing, and he does it. Knight
Yeah, knight
b7.
a6 pe maybe you have knight d8, I guess. Yeah, knight b4 pe on a king c3, and then you win the c6 pawn, and maybe then the position is equal.
Yeah, because I think c6 pawn was the anchor pawn, right? So now both the remaining pawns become weak. So it's easy to kind of simplify for white as well. Also, knight almost trapped, by the way, only one square.
And now knight e2, knight c6. Pawns are equal once again. Knight d4 check and knight takes b5. Simple. Knight e6 aa raha hai, by the way. And then knight d4 check. It's a weird endgame, yeah? Takes, b4 and c6. Very weird endgame. Just take on d4.
Yeah. 96, very comfortable. And that is a draw. So no changes in the relative score. 4-point lead for Hikaru. He'll have the white pieces now. Saj bhai, I think we are kind of almost halfway through. I think this is the Trumposki again. I think the last game before the break in this section, the middle break. I think Liem needs to catch up right about now. Otherwise, Hikaru is going to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I think. Also, he hasn't lost a single game, I think, in 3+1. So he is so far, I think, cruising. I think 2 point ka lead tha going into the match, and now he has a 4 point lead. So it's looking a bit dangerous.
By the way,
Bishop e6.
question to Sahaj bhai. Yeah, imagine being a player like Lilian or any other player, right? So a very, very strong player, world top 20, 30, 40 player. But you know you're facing Magnus or Hikaru, like or Firuzja for that matter. Like they never lose. So before the game, what sort of preparation are you doing really? Are you trying to say कि मैं opening कुछ निकालूंगा जो confuse करूंगा? Are you trying to solve tactics like a madman? Are you trying to prepare? What are you trying to do like in that preparation zone?
They do lose, I think. I think, of course, everybody loses from time to time, but they are more consistent, that is for sure. But I think as far as preparation goes, they are looking mainly on openings, on what type of structure that they can go into that would make the most problem for their opponent, and that's it. Like, I don't think वो psychological prep का उतना time यहाँ पे है भी. And also another thing is कि to try and not tilt. That's another, I think, very important point here. By the way, now Hikaru looks like he's already close to winning.
Wow. And Chad, let's not forget, we have the Speed Chess Championship, huge prizes up for grabs, and not just the prizes, also qualification to the Esports World Cup, which was arguably one of the best events I've ever seen in the chess ecosystem. So everybody wants to be there. Sajbhai, would you ever play qualifiers for the Esports World Cup now? Because many people actually did qualify.
For sure. Why not? इसीलिए I'm trying to keep up with the fast chess. इसलिए I played the Comet Open so much.
I thought you'd
Title
say,
Tuesday also.
I'm trying to keep up with the Kardashians. I'm like, what? Yeah, sorry. Continue, bhai.
But yeah, Queen F6 के बाद I think he's completely winning. +2. Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
over. I think यहाँ पर tilt होना शुरू हो रहा है. I think black थोड़ा सा.
Yeah, you can see Liem, yeah? His head on his hand on his head. He cannot believe he cannot castle anymore. Oh, Rook G8 has to be painful.
Now Knight G2, very logical move. So not really anything crazy. And played. Bishop C3 पे Knight C3 आपके पास. It defends the B5 bishop as well. Otherwise, you're losing the D4 bishop yourself. So, and if you take on F2, then Knight E4, Knight D6 looks super scary. And played, by the way. Knight E4, let's go. The computer likes Knight D5 here, which is also another super, I think, interesting move as well.
Also likes Rook D6 apparently, which is also quite dangerous.
Knight D5 played, Bishop D5, Rook D5, and I think this is GG. भाई 2 मिनट है हिकारू के पास अभी भी. ये ऐसी, I think ये ऐसी पोजीशन है जो I think Stockfish भी नहीं हरा पाएगा हिकारू को. I feel the same time difference, yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously would doubt
true,
it.
True. By the way, if the queen moves, the bishop on F2 is also hanging. Queen D7 mate ka threat hai. Let's not forget the knight on C6 is pinned. I mean,
Oh, free. Let's go.
Yeah.
Free bishop.
think
You can play bishop D5, but you are gonna lose something here for sure. There's knight C3. You have queen G5 check. That's an interesting move. But yeah, this pin is a big problem. You can also just play king B1 or something to avoid these checks on G5 and then play knight C3.
Yeah.
तेज भाई दिवाली पर घर और इन हंगरी भाई आई थिंक थोड़ा बाद में आऊंगा मैं आई थिंक राइट बिफोर
वहाँ
गोवा
मनाते
मोस्ट लाइकली
दिवाली साज भाई हंगरी में.
हाँ एक्चुअली एक इवेंट होगा यहाँ पे with कुछ जो इंडियंस यहाँ पर रहते हैं they do things like that. By the way, king b1 played, yeah, the same move. Oof,
Nice.
game over. You can resign now. Rook d5.
Yeah. Time to resign. Wow. 8-3. Sahaj, I think we kind of guessed it correctly. I think the lead is going to extend even further. And जो हमने original score सोचा था, maybe it will be close to that one at the end.
For sure. And also, like, Liem losing this in 17 moves is, I think, an indicator, yeah, that things are not going his way.
Yeah, true. So chat, I think we have a 2 to 3 minute break. Very, very short break. We'll be back on the other side with the second half of 3+1 section. What happens when a 5-time world champion is challenged by a 500 ELO player?
The Chesscom staff tournament, I came in second last.
Okay.
Who was last? There was somebody. Let's not go. I'll make some content like this, how grandmasters do, no?
हाँ ये कर लो पहले.
10 minutes, 2 minutes. You want to do it, sir? Black design. I'm like your subway ad right now. Can't see the sweat, but it is.
The game begins. Pawn to e4, the best move by white.
You have to.
Okay.
And now white plays pawn to d3, blocking the bishop.
इतना चुभने लगा हूँ सबको, बुरा तो नहीं हूँ.
Knight to c6, and after a long think, knight to c3 development. So far, so good. Vishy is playing quickly because he only has 2 minutes.
Nihal my pre-moves.
There we go.
And there's the first major mistake. Vishy gives a subtle stare.
Oh, I have a lot of time. Guys, I'm good. Too late for that.
I think it's already gone. It's really hard to hide a 500 yellow for so long. And there goes a piece.
Guys, I'm under pressure.
This will be a short form video now. Well, at least you get the pawn back, but there goes another one. White develops, but Vishy is now a piece up. All he has to do is exchange pieces.
Will I lose in? Then sir will have 1 minute or 1 minute 30 seconds is what I'm thinking.
1 minute 30 seconds.
White is already nervous, has no idea how to continue the game. And Vishy calmly castles.
Why are you castling, sir? I'm not even thinking.
Just force of habit.
If you give a check, that's a win.
Please don't show this game to Nihal. He'll feel so sorry for me that I castled and doing all this stuff.
You guys were impressed, huh?
White is pushing pawns while his king is still in the center. Another pawn? Vishy is not gonna let this go.
Doesn't matter. It's all guns blazing here.
So we'll get extra time on the clock because it's illegal. Awadh removes the deadly knight, but the bishop will join in, and it's a deadly check. The king has to move.
Are we done?
Almost there.
Make my yellow 100 on those.
He's trying to castle his king on Vishy's husband.
GG.
Am I ready?
Half a minute. So, 1 minute 30 seconds.
So you have these two flags, one is green, one is red. So we're gonna ask you like certain practices people could do, and would that make them a good chess player or a bad chess player? Playing bullet chess at 2 a.m.
It's a red flag that I like.
Chanting the name of Magnus 3 times a day. Playing the London system. Why do you think that division? Hello, Chad. We are back after the short break and हम आते हैं second section of the 3+1 section. हमें दिख रहा है हिकारू जी पूरे सिग्मा मोड में बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ पे, बस जीतते ही जा रहे हैं एंड ले लिए अपना सर पकड़ के बैठे हैं. क्या वो कमबैक कर सकते हैं? उसका जवाब लेने के लिए हम बुलाएंगे एक एक्सपर्ट को. क्या हाल है समय भाई?
समय भाई आपको बुला रहे हो. अब ना अब कर ही लो. अब तो कमेंट्री भाई आ जाओ.
साज भाई क्या लग रहा है भाई? क्या कमबैक हो सकता है?
नहीं भाई, मुश्किल है भाई, बहुत मुश्किल है, बहुत मुश्किल है. इनफैक्ट आई थिंक ये लीड अब और बढ़ेगी मेरे हिसाब से, बिकॉज इट लुक्स लाइक, आई मीन, अब लियम की अगर आप शक्ल ही देखें यहाँ पे तो ही डजंट लुक हैप्पी. एंड डेफिनेटली विद द लास्ट गेम दैट ही लॉस्ट इन 17 मूव्स, उसके बाद ब्रेक होना इज वेरी ब्रूटल. या देखो उसके बाद ब्रेक, देन यू हैव टू लिव विद दैट गेम फॉर सम मोमेंट्स, व्हिच इज नॉट एन इजी टास्क. तो मुझे चांसेस बहुत कम दिख रहे हैं यहाँ पे. I think Hikaru on the brink of qualification. Let's go.
Yeah, and he's eating a burger, I think. A burger or something, chilling now. He knows, the ball is in my court. कोई stress नहीं है अब. आराम से बस, if he knows the bullet section is incoming, that also favors him. Yeah.
मुझे ऐसे मतलब I think Hikaru in this sense is very similar to like, lower rated players, जैसे Magnus रहता है. बस सिर्फ हिकारू सिर्फ मैग्नस के साथ ही, मतलब दैट्स द ओनली प्लेयर आई थिंक जो हु कैन से दैट ही इज कंफर्टेबली दैट ही इज बेटर इन दिस सेंस. तो मुझे आई थिंक हिकारू से कभी पूछना चाहिए, आई एम ऑलवेज वंडरिंग व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन यू एंड मैग्नस. लाइक वो कैसे ऐसा क्या करता है?
आई थिंक ही शेयर्ड दिस बिफोर. उसने कहा था लाइक मैग्नस इज जस्ट स्लाइटली बेटर एट एवरीथिंग. Like his different is minuscule, but he's better at everything. So when you add all those differences up, I think it amounts to becoming the greatest player of all time. And I think tennis में Roger Federer ने कहा था कि and I saw this analysis which is fascinating कि okay, question to you, chat. Let's say कि कोई tennis का world top 1000 player है and एक टेनिस का वर्ल्ड टॉप 10 प्लेयर है. So what is the difference in percentage number of shots they win? मतलब कि let's say कि 100% shots है, 50-50 would be like equal. तो कितने percentage of shots in a game do they win? Saj, by any guesses?
No idea
World
actually.
number,
No, I don't
world
know.
number 1000, world top 10.
No idea actually. What is it? By the way,
Chat को
games
guess
have
करने दो.
begun.
Guess करने दो
Catalan.
chat को. Yeah. Okay.
Queen
Queen
c2, by
takes
the way.
c4.
A6 probably is
Yeah.
what Hikaru will play. A4, we saw this opening before as well in this match. मतलब white से मतलब draw हो रहे हैं I think, and black से Hikaru is winning essentially. Sorry,
Yeah.
white, when Hikaru has white, he's always scoring most of the time. So
Yeah, true, true. And actually, you're not far away, chat. Basically, I think it was, I don't know the exact numbers, but roughly a player who is world top 1000 will win like 52% of the shots. So, in general, जो match खेल रहे हैं against their opponents, they're winning only 2% extra number of shots, yeah, 4%, whatever. And जो world top 10 है, they're winning like 54. Like the difference is like 2%. Like the 2% difference pushes the player from, let's say, amateur to literally top professional who makes millions of dollars a year. So in chess terms, like the difference between, let's say, somebody who's at 250 and somebody who's, let's say, 2650 is like 1% maybe, like in terms of skill. Like it would not be more than 1 or 2%. So I think वो हल्का सा difference ही होता है. And I think that's the difference in Magnus and everybody else as well. वो हल्का सा difference.
I think probably that intuitive feel, yeah, something you can't
हाँ.
quantify in words, I guess. That makes a lot of sense. Chess समझ में आ नहीं रही, tennis कहाँ से समझूं?
भाई टेनिस
Good
समझना
point,
इजी
right?
है फिर. टेनिस समझना चेस से आसान है आई थिंक.
Yeah, but the question I think is something you have to do a lot of research on before you can have a
Yeah.
grasp of what they're saying. By the way, f3 and e4, golden pawn फिर से touched, and that was not a good call by the way by Liem this time
साथ
around
में
as usual.
ऐसा क्यों है कि लोग रेजिस्ट नहीं कर पाते ऐसे अपने गोल्डन पॉकेट टच करने के लिए. लाइक व्हाई डू दे कीप पुशिंग द एफ पॉन. लाइक आई थिंक यूजुअली वी नो इट्स अ बैक थिंग. यू ओपन अप योर सेकंड फाइल, यू ओपन अप द डायगोनल टुवर्ड्स योर किंग. सो ये ऐसा क्यों, लाइक इज इट लाइक कि है
मजबूरी
चोरी के
भाई.
मजबूरी.
Like most of the times when the f pawn is much is the majburi way, you have to play it. And secondly, I think in this case scenario, I think Liam has looked at this position deeply जहाँ पे e4 f3 खेला जाता है. And I think he's just going to go into that end game again and again because he knows he can play faster because he has a good grasp of that position.
Bro, you saw how to achieve your ambitious goals. नहीं नहीं भाई, I think the only TED talk I have seen is the Vidit one. uh, I don't know what that means, but I guess that's Anisha, जिसका username अलग है अब. Fisher
Je ne sais
random
quoi.
2.
It's
मतलब क्या
French.
उसका?
Not sure actually, but ये
तो
सुना हुआ है
फिर
कहीं
क्या?
पे for sure.
साथ में ऐसे कॉन्फिडेंस, अरे इसका जेने से quoi भाई,
Je
जेने
ne
से
sais
quoi.
quoi. It's a phrase. I think they use it at suits sometimes, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. Anyway, coming back to the games, we have Bishop d6 just being played, stopping knight e5, and he goes b3. Nice move. Black's problem is that you cannot play c5 to break open the position. तो थोड़ा suffer यहाँ पे करना जरूरी है.
Yeah. I think black is ready though. Like he's preparing for any white pawn break, d5, whatever he wants to play. e5 would be bad because of knight d5. So both sides is keeping, staying ready for anything the committal that the opponent might do. Although clearly white with more space. Oh, what?
Mistake. He wants knight e4, but black can play c5 earlier. I think f4, f5 seems more accurate to the engine. He doesn't play c5 and now knight e4 incoming, knight f6. But ये bishop बढ़िया से दोनों को बचा के बैठा हुआ. You can play bishop e7 or bishop g7 and stop. Oh, that's a mistake by the way. Big mistake by
Wow.
Hikaru. And now g4. I doubt if he will go for g4. You don't have to play g4. So, you can just, yeah, exactly. f4 seems a lot more solid. आराम से plan करो g4.
Yeah, plan karo. And meanwhile, h3, g4 in the air coming up. I don't think black has a liberating move just yet. c5 not possible. b5 also not looking that great yet.
Okay,
On the board,
g4
g4.
played. Absolutely. H g4 पे H g4, Queen h4 आया. Oh, g5 and the Queen is trapped basically. That's a big blunder by Hikaru.
Wow.
Played.
Wow.
Knight d2, Knight f3, Queen trap.
Wow. Hikaru की queen trap करने का I think Liam definitely I think that's gonna give him a lot of confidence, yeah?
For sure, for sure. And he is back. Let's go. And resignation on the board. 4-point lead for Hikaru.
Wow.
It's like saying someone has a certain X factor, like you don't know how to describe it, but you know it when you see it. Yes. Yes. Now it makes sense. You're right. You're right. You're
And
right.
also sometimes some people have a minus X factor, yeah, and you can see them in the chat with a different username, but you can't explain it in words. What do you think, Saj bhai?
आप चैट में कब आए?
मैं chat में नहीं हूँ भाई. हमें एक टीम रहना पड़ेगा साज भाई.
Sorry, bhai. Sorry.
That's better.
It.
Okay.
Oh, wow. 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 जो कह रहा है easy win for Hikaru भाई, position तो खराब है उसकी.
Actually, and
He cannot castle. Don't forget, he played king d1, king e1, so he cannot castle here. That's gonna be a huge problem here.
also a2 pawn b is gonna be a problem, yeah. If you play a3, then the b3 square is kind of weak, and if you don't play a3, then you can't move the rook ever.
For sure, bishop c4 check is incoming apparently here. That's a good move, and he shouldn't play bishop d3. Like that's bad. Oh, अच्छा f2 मर रहा है. Simple. Bishop
Yeah,
c4 check is simple, no? Just take the pawn.
yeah. टिको भाई, एक एनिमल्स अपनी टाई कैसे बांधते हैं? अरे बुद्धू, एनिमल्स थोड़ी ऑफिस जाते हैं यार, चिल करते हैं वो. उनको टाई की जरूरत नहीं है भाई, हमको जरूरत है. तुम्हें भी जल्दी जरूरत पड़ेगी जब तुम बड़े हो जाओगे. अभी तो 6 साल के लग रहे हो. मीनवाइल नाइट एफ प्लेड साज भाई, सो बिशप पेयर एक्सचेंज होने वाला है. रूक d1 इनकमिंग. आई थिंक व्हाइट हैज स्टेबलाइज्ड जस्ट अ लिटिल बिट मे बी.
No, I still think a good pressure from Liam's side. I think takes and knight c5. Yeah, position थोड़ी balanced है, but Hikaru has to be super careful है. Like Hikaru black से खेल रहा होता तो हम कहते हैं बहुत अच्छा advantage है उसके पास.
What's in a name? Clearly something. Okay, now almost bonk cloud. Kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. And brilliant, Sahaj bhai. You were always sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bhai. Oh, Kinchu says, can Liam make up a comeback? Good chances, actually. He has a 4-point deficit right now, but this position is completely winning for him. And in the last game, he trapped Hikaru's queen. So if he wins this, that's going to be 2 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is कि time कितना बचा है? 14 मिनट बचे हैं. So I'm gonna guess we're gonna have 2 more games after this. And I'm assuming Liam is not gonna win all 3. Let's say he wins like a 1 game, he covers a 1 point there or 2 points. Still difficult, yeah. Bullet में I think how does he overtake Hikaru? Like it's gonna be impossible.
Yeah, that's the hardest challenge here. But तब तक यार 4 point का difference नहीं चाहिए. थोड़ा कम होना चाहिए उधर. But so far, I think he's doing well. I think good pressure there. Also, he has a good bishop. The bad one is getting traded off. The white is left with this bad bishop. Knight c5 पे आ सकता है, b6 पे आ सकता है. You'll also double up on the d file, push these pawns, and I think some problems for Hikaru there. He's thinking for a long time here, more than half a minute. A minute actually, he thought about.
I'm saying comeback is a myth. बिल्कुल भाई, अगर free will ही नहीं है तो भाई काहे का comeback क्या? तो comeback क्या ही है? It was always supposed to go that way.
Bishop takes c3, knight takes c3, knight c5. Easy. Let's go.
That's a good question. Kensho, how did you like visiting India? अनीशा पूछ रही है. Still rooting for the underdog.
हाँ, उसको अनीशा की पूछ रही है, क्यों बोल रहे हो? उसको हिंदी थोड़ी ना समझ आएगी भाई. अनीशा पूछ रहे, देख रहे हो चैट? He has met Kincho in person, yeah.
That was
He
for the
knows
chat,
this.
Sajbhai. That was for the chat.
Oh, right. कुछ और कुछ क्रेजी सा बोलो ना हिंदी में.
Okay, now bishop
c4 check.
Ooh, that's a nice check.
Yes, because bishop d3 में कुछ है उसके पास. I don't know क्या है, but कुछ है for sure. Like takes and knight b6, I'm guessing. Oh, missed the blunder. F pawn again touched unnecessarily. Bishop g5 check, and now Hikaru is better. What is happening?
Oh, knight g3 आ रहा है. And you can't save the f pawn, I think.
Ooh, knight g3. Oh, that's a big mess up.
भाई हो गया कमबैक अब तो हो गया कमबैक साज भाई, अब तो मुश्किल है.
Yeah, gf5. Oh, bishop f5 is a blunder.
Oh,
And now he's
but
fighting for
okay.
equality.
I think he wants bishop f5, gf, and knight g3, king e6.
Mm-hmm.
But
Takes and knight h5 check मारा मैंने, बहुत सारे arrows बना दिए. But still, king e6. He doesn't play it. King e6. He wants to play knight g3 and he wants black to take on c2 ताकि ये pawn e5 पे isolated का isolated ही रहे.
11 मिनट अब बचे हैं सेक्शन में. Chat, remember there's 25 minutes of bullet after this. So in total, around 35 minutes of chess left. Hikaru still leading by 4 points. Things not looking great for Liem, who has spoiled his advantage in this position. Now I think White looks very solid.
Solid क्या भाई, white ही push करेगा यहाँ पे. He's gonna
हाँ,
wait for him to get less than 10 seconds and then he's gonna push g4 or c4 or something. This is
yeah.
not looking great. और ये वीडी डेवी आप ना मतलब जोक पे, एक तो पहली बात तो ये थोड़ा रिसाइकल्ड जोक है. एंड सेकेंडली ये मतलब थोड़ा और करना चाहिए कि कहाँ से है जीएम, कहाँ से एससीएम, वो भी डालना चाहिए आपको पहले, ताकि वो थोड़े सोचे हम उससे पहले. ये तो बहुत ईजी है स्पॉट करना भाई.
ये वीडी जी मतलब जो भी है फाइन एंड वरना ये मतलब अब 2001 से टाइम ट्रैवल करके आ रहे हैं. दैट इज द ओनली एक्सप्लेनेशन एज टू व्हाई ही
साहिल भाई
थिंक्स
ने
दैट
तो
विल
इस चीज़
वर्क.
की एक वीडियो भी दिखा रखी है, जो उनकी
लिटरली.
फेवरेट वीडियो है, जो वहाँ पे सेम
हाँ,
जोक मेंशन्ड है भाई.
पता है क्या हुआ? वो वीडियो जो निकलेश जैन समय वाली, इट हैड 400 व्यूज. आई शेयर इट ऑन स्ट्रीम दैट डे. आई शेयर इट एज अ स्टोरी वन डे रैंडमली, ठीक है. वो लोगों ने इतनी देखी होगी. नाउ इट हैज मोर देन 1 लाख व्यूज. यूट्यूब एल्गोरिथम स्टार्टेड फिगरिंग आउट पीपल लाइक दिस. नाउ इट वेंट फ्रॉम 400 व्यूज टू मोर देन 1 लाख व्यूज.
वाओ, इनसेन. टिक्कू इफेक्ट.
टिक्कू. आई डोंट थिंक मेरे चैनल पे क्यों
टिक्कू
नहीं काम
इफेक्ट
कर रहा
भाई.
है, मुझे समझ नहीं आया. बट
बिशप
या.
c1. भाई चांसेस तो हैं यहाँ पे ड्रॉ के, बट ओ ब्लंडर 92.
Oh no. And that's it, yeah?
ओए नाइट c1. ही जस्ट
अरे
ब्लंडर्ड द
यार.
बिशप. आई थिंक मे बी वो माउस स्लिप होगा ये. मे बी इट वाज अ माउस स्लिप.
यार कैसा भी
Hikaru
स्लिप हो
takes it
साज
away.
भाई.
5 point lead now for Hikaru.
I think this is basically gone unless Liam can conjure up 2 wins in a row. Only 2 games remaining in this section. I think he needs to win both. He needs to catch up. Otherwise, अगर एक भी game यहाँ miss करेंगे win से, I don't think he can strike back. 5 point is too much to cover up in the bullet.
भाई विन से अगर आप गेम मिस कर सकते हो वो तो समझ आता है, पर विंसेंट से गेम मिस किया तो.
Hmm.
तो
अच्छा मैं मारूं मैं क्या? अच्छा मैं
ये है
मारूं.
असली टिक्को इफेक्ट है. ये है असली टिक्को इफेक्ट बाय द वे
अच्छा मैं
चैट.
मारूं. मेरे नाक से जुकाम हो रहा है. मेरे कान से भी जुकाम हो रहा है. अच्छी बात है यार, मैं बहुत बीमार हूँ. कान से भी निकल रहा है, तो आई कांट हियर यू साज भाई. सॉरी.
Wow. Tough with 5 point difference, 100%. Yeah. And also, we are moving towards bullet, where I think Hikaru that lead is only going to go higher. He's also streaming this match, which is crazy.
नेक्स्ट टाइम आई होप टू कैच यू ऑल इन पर्सन. कम टू गोवा. अनीशा, ओ माय गॉड, ऐसा काला जादू क्या कर रही है भाई? कम टू गोवा. द वर्ल्ड शुड कम टू गोवा आई थिंक. साज भाई, वुड यू रिकमेंड द वर्ल्ड कमिंग टू गोवा?
Absolutely, bhai. Absolutely. अनीशा जी ने कुछ पूछा है अभी आपको?
ईयर्स बाय ईयर्स बोला ना. By the way, d5 played. Ooh, that's a nice move by Liem, trying to create a weakness on c6 because you can't take with the pawn.
Right. And also look at this. Liam not touching the golden pawn anymore. He's going a different approach. यार वो काम नहीं कर रहा. देर से आए पर दुरुस्त आए. You can still play
But
dc6 or knight
बट
e5 even.
कब तक रेस करेंगे ले लियम अपने गोल में पुश करने के लिए? बिकॉज इन दिस मैच सहाज, आई कांट थिंक ऑफ अ गेम जहां पे किसी ने वो पुश ना किया हो. आई डोंट नो व्हाई वी हैव सीन लाइक द एफ पॉन बीइंग पुश टू मच. पिछली गेम में ही वाइट से ले लियम f4 f5 खेले थे, याद है? हिकारू भी. लाइक इट्स
Hmm.
बीन हैपनिंग इन ऑलमोस्ट एवरी गेम. आई डोंट नो व्हाई.
मुश्किल है भाई, but rook d1 may be possible. Takes, I mean, you're kind of headed towards that end game जहाँ पे black के pawn थोड़े broken से रहेंगे. He goes bc6. That's a mistake, by the way. This, I think, Liam has good chances.
Okay, c5. Oh, that's a nice square for the knight on c4. I'm planning a Goa trip for 3 years now. This is the perfect time. जिसका भी Goa trip काफी time से delay हो रहा है. I think this is the moment. इससे better opportunity मिल नहीं सकती. You're coming to chair the Indian players ताकि वो world champion बन पाए, qualify कर पाए candidates के लिए. So do visit Goa from 1st to 26th November.
भाई अगर आप ये बोल रहे हो कि जिन जिन का गोवा का ट्रिप पोस्टपोन हो रहा है तो आप पूरे आधे इंडिया को बुला रहे हो गोवा में दैट एग्जैक्ट
भाई मैं
टाइम.
तो कह रहा हूँ पूरा इंडिया आ जाए यार. आधा क्यों?
It would be amazing. And queen e4, by the way, he plays. This bishop, I think, is doing a good job of defending these two pawns, but I think overall, not the best, not the most useful piece for now.
Yeah. Cause he's
ये लोग
lying to
ड्रॉ
be
लिख रहे हैं
honest.
भाई, ऐसे मत लिखो यार. ड्रॉ अभी हुआ नहीं. हिकारू वाइट से खेल रहा होता तो ये ड्रॉ ना होती अभी.
Ooh. I don't know if Hikaru takes the queens. Like he will love to drag this as long as possible. Come on.
उन्होंने अपना नाम चेंज कर लिया.
किसने?
Queen d7, no exchange. It's now black magic, something like that. Queen
I
d3
think वो
maybe.
G5 G4 आ रहा है साज भाई.
Oof.
Oh no.
g5
I
तो
would.
मुश्किल है ना यार. Takes. I will push g4 myself.
Yeah. Knight F4.
Queen f5 भी रहेगा मेरे पास.
Yeah. But where
तो
in the world
हिकारू
in Goa? ये मुझे भी याद नहीं है यार.
Kyle by being very careful to not reveal something that is not revealed to the public already. बट हम ये रिवील कर सकते हैं कि साहिल भाई रिवील नहीं कर रहे हैं.
नहीं भाई मुझे कुछ एक्चुअल में याद नहीं है भाई. I just said कि मुझे
Oh,
याद
अच्छा
नहीं है,
अच्छा
which is
अच्छा.
actually true.
I-
Which is मुझे genuinely
Crazy,
याद नहीं.
crazy, crazy, crazy.
पता है
Very
मेरी
crazy.
मेमोरी पे मुझे जीरो भरोसा है भाई. टच वुड यार प्लीज कोई मुझे बताओ बादाम खाने से बढ़ती है क्या?
You need your memory to be better.
Yeah, it has to be better. I think that's why I do. My rating is not better, and it's just better.
Okay, he goes queen f3. I think the problems on the king side is more or less fixed. Knight d3 is a good move to take on b4, at least to attempt to take on b4. Because if black a pawn से मारेगा, that's a dream position. C से भी मारते तो a5 pawn हमेशा मरता रहेगा.
Yeah.
Mistake, by the way, knight d3. Oh, knight d6 was possible. That is insane. What a move.
Oh.
Knight b4. भाई तो वही position आ गई. Knight b4, a b4, a5. This, I think, Liam has good chances, no?
भाई मारा क्यों नहीं?
I think he should have taken, but maybe he wasn't sure about the end game. But that's the long-term plan. He has to take this, otherwise the position is not good.
Yeah, I think knight c4 is just a dream piece in this position. It's just a beautiful piece. Cannot be attacked. Attacks the a5 pawn. Can jump to the king side. In a single move. अब तो मार दो
Well,
लियम
let's
भाई.
take this. Like, you have to take this.
Saj bhai, if I was sitting with the black pieces, Liam bhai ने ये 2 microsecond में मार दिया होता. ये सिर्फ strong players के against, like somehow you just miss these moves.
Hikaru effect.
Yeah.
Oh, queen c6. Beautiful move incoming.
Wow.
And he's
Come
once
on.
again winning.
अरे यार.
साहिल भाई इज डेट. भाई आपका नाम भी साहिल ही है.
Actually.
ये याद रखना भाई.
Actually.
आपका नाम साहिल है भाई. क्या लिख रहे हो अपने बारे में?
Actually,
थोड़ा
nice.
सोच समझ
Nice.
के भाई. Oh, blunder. Knight f4 check. Oof. Tough. Very tough.
Oh. Wow. I think that's the match. I think that's basically the match. Sahaj. Wow.
Oof, bishop f2, bhai. Beautiful,
Wow.
beautiful. 2 brilliancies in a row. Yeah. Knight f4
Wow.
and then bishop f2 check to finish off the game. And 6-point
Yeah.
lead now for Hikaru.
Yeah, I don't think you're catching up to a 6-point lead. I think that's just over. That's the match. अब आई थिंक लेलियम को लगातार 4-5 गेम जीतने पड़ेंगे, which is just going to happen against Hikaru. Like even Magnus can't pull that off. So I think Hikaru, I think, is like 99% through now.
तो आप कह रहे हो क्या मैग्नस अगर स्टार्ट करता है ये स्पीड चेस चैंपियनशिप्स कुछ लेट्स से 1 घंटे का रखते हैं, ठीक है, और उसमें 5 पॉइंट का एडवांटेज दिया किसी
हाँ
2750 के प्लेयर को, डू यू थिंक मैग्नस इज नॉट विनिंग दैट?
नहीं, Magnus is winning that against Hikaru नहीं, not against Hikaru.
यू डोंट थिंक सो हिकारू के साथ नहीं जीतेगा वो?
नहीं,
फाइव
if
पॉइंट
Magnus is,
एडवांटेज?
no, no chance. I mean he can cover up 2 points maybe 3 if he's lucky, but I mean 6 points is insane. Why?
ये मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ चैट में भाई?
क्या लिखा है?
बुलाना पड़ेगा उसको भी। ये मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ चैट में भाई?
Damn, damn,
भाई
damn.
आंखें खोल दी आपने मेरी, मेटाफोरिकली।
साज भाई, अगर हम इसको बोलेंगे एक शेल्फ, अगर इसमें दरवाजा तो हम क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
I don't know. I'm not going to say a single word here because I know
नहीं,
this is a trap.
अगर इसमें दरवाजा लगा होता है इस शेल्फ पे तो उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं?
Door?
नहीं, लाइक जिसमें सामान रखते हैं उसको क्या बोलते हैं?
Cupboard?
एक और ऑल्टरनेटिव नेम?
I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at here.
ठीक बताएगी बाद में। रुक नहीं प्लेट। ओके लेट्स गो रुकबीवान, कम ऑन, लेट्स प्रेशर द B7 पॉन। चैट को पता लग जाएगा मेरे ख्याल से।
Says, why don't you play Title Tuesday on live anymore? भाई क्योंकि honestly क्योंकि Title Tuesday का ना टाइम कंट्रोल चेंज हुआ है, like instead of 3+1 they have 5+0 and I'm just not comfortable playing that myself right now. तो स्ट्रीम करके खेलना would be like a huge disadvantage to me. तो इसलिए I chose not to do it last time.
या डेविल भाई, आपके सर के ऊपर से जोक गया भाई। दैट इट वाज अ वेरी वेरी हाई IQ जोक भाई। समझ नहीं पाया आप। एनीवेज
मैं तो अभी भी नहीं समझा भाई।
भाई, साहिल भाई के कमेंट को लिंक करो टू वन ऑफ द कमेंट्स, आई थिंक यू विल गेट इट। बट ओके, रिगार्डलेस, आई थिंक 95।
ओह अच्छा, आप समझ आया मुझे, किसी ने लिखा है चैट में। ये
94।
काम करने वाला जोक है, लेकिन यू हैव टू लाइक
हाँ हाँ, मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी भाई, मेहनत करना
मेहनत
जरूरी होता
करनी
है।
है आपको।
बाय द वे, still don't see how Lelium is going to win this one. I love White Knights. I think Knight
Hey,
coming
you
to
know,
F5.
आप पहले इंसानों जो who is calling him with this by the way, either people say Li Kuang Liem or people say Liam. ले लियम कभी नहीं सुना मैंने। पहली बार सुन रहा
अच्छा,
हूँ। बड़ा
लियम ले
यूनिक
आए।
चीज है।
Oh, by the way, he's losing again.
Knight F5,
Oh,
yeah, I
Knight
think,
F5
but
was winning.
yeah, do you think this is a sign of him tilting?
Oh, this is harsh. The best movie
H5,
H5 है भाई।
Queen
That's not
H5
gonna
Bishop
happen.
H2 check,
Yeah,
6
not
पॉइंट की
gonna
लीड हो
happen.
जाएगी फिर, सॉरी
Not
5
gonna
पॉइंट की हो
happen.
जाएगी फिर।
एक रिक्वेस्ट है, प्लीज डैनी डुबोव को लाओ भाई। डुबोव खेलते हुए देखा ही नहीं उसको यार, उतना आजकल खेलता कहाँ है वो? Like he very rarely plays events. I think he plays the GCL. He plays like like the World Rapid Blitz, but I don't see him playing that much, right? Oh,
I'll tell you a story.
हाँ
Oh, by beautiful move. By the way, it's a miss, but it's still a beautiful move. But actually, कुछ 3-4 महीने पहले मैं लीचेस पे खेल रहा था एंड आई सॉ समवन जहाँ पर कोई एक प्लेयर 3200 का प्लेयर मेरे साथ खेल रहा है एंड वो मैच मैं कुछ तो 10-0 हारा।
हाँ।
एंड मैंने उस प्लेयर को बाद में चेक किया कि कौन है एंड देन मुझे पता लगा कि ये प्लेयर एक्चुअली इज दुबोफ। मतलब मैंने एक्चुअली
Oh,
सर्च किया उसको भाई, कुछ तो
oh.
10-0 से कुछ तो अडॉप्ट किया उसने मुझे, तो खेल रहा है भाई, बट आई थिंक वो उसमें है थोड़ा
अच्छा अच्छा,
नॉट एज
खतरनाक प्लेयर है भाई।
एग्जैक्टली, आई थिंक फॉर श्योर।
बाय द वे, H5
H5 है,
खेल दिया लेलियम ने, ही फाउंड इट या।
या फॉर श्योर क्वीन H5 पे बिशप H2 चेक इज इनकमिंग, तो क्वीन E2 इज फोर्स्ड।
ओके, क्वीन E2 अटैकिंग द नाइट नाउ। दोनों नाइट हैंगिंग है हवा में।
ए आप
लेट्स
कुछ भी लिखते हो। कुछ भी लिखते हो आप। रहने दो, कुछ भी लिखते हो।
ओके।
Knight A3, oh by the way, Knight A3, is he winning this now?
Oh, knight G5. That's a but tough. Oh, finds it. I Hikaru, yaar, he's insane.
That is
He's
beautiful.
insane.
F takes C6, Queen H5 is just GG. And G6 खेला तो Queen F3. And then this is hanging as oh.
Rook D7 तो जरूरत भी नहीं है, I guess.
नहीं, Rook D7 में तो ये मर रहा है ना. तो Queen
हाँ,
H7
right.
अच्छा ये पहले अच्छा थोड़ा टाइम वेस्ट करेगा ये पहले.
Queen H7 and
एक
Rook
बार
D7
और
is winning, no?
एक बार और चेक दे दो ना.
Rook D7 now. Yes. Let's go. Let's
That's checkmate.
go. Wow. Hikaru is just really just cruising through now. I think is 7 point की lead होने वाली है. And this is the final game of this section, chat. So bullet remaining. Sahaj and chat, question to you. क्या लगता है? You know, Hikaru likely to win. And if he does win, what is going to be the score difference between both the players? Sahaj bhai, what's your guess?
बुलेट में लेकिन आई थिंक अगर आपका 10-11 का भी डिफरेंस रहता है तो आई थिंक एट द एंड यू स्टिल बाउंस बैक क्योंकि प्लेयर या तो थक जाता है या फिर उतना एम्बिशियसली नहीं खेलता. वी सॉ दिस विद मैग्नस, वी सॉ दिस विद आई थिंक डेनिस टू सम एक्सटेंट एज वेल. तो आई विल से 6-7 पॉइंट समथिंग लाइक दैट.
I'm gonna say अभी 7 point है ना? I'm gonna say 10 point is my guess. नहीं 11. 3 points कह रहे हैं देव.
3 पॉइंट तो बहुत कम है. आई थिंक 3 पॉइंट बहुत कम है बट आई थिंक 7-8 पॉइंट जितना है अभी आई थिंक उतना ही रहेगा.
Yeah. So एक काम करते हैं chat. I think we're gonna take a very short break and we'll be back on the other side with bullet chess. You cannot miss that at any cost. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Bye bye. Fam, FAM.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family. So family is a short for family.
I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat.
We'll be kind of asking you some, meaning of Gen Z slangs. If you would like to kind of try to make a sentence out of those. I personally Googled some of them for this, so it's kind of fun. And sir, the first one would be, sir, yapping. Y-A-P-P-I-N-G. If you know the meaning of it, sir.
Y-A-P-P?
I-N-G.
But this is not even new slang. I mean, yapping is just talking pointlessly, right? They were just yapping around. I mean.
The next one is salty.
I mean, someone who's a bit provocative.
Very close, like somebody who's a bit
sarcastic,
annoyed,
something like that, yeah.
The next one is W, just the letter W.
I have no idea what that means. Two of you, double.
So it means like a big win, yeah? So a big W. So.
Is it a romantic? It's not a romantic thing, I hope. I love W, twice as much.
So it's like a big win, yeah? So let's say, Mukesh wins the World Championship, like it's a big W, a big win for him, something like that.
Well, W is, I just learnt OP, so now W I have to learn.
The next one is cap, C-A-P, cap.
C-A-P?
Yes.
Cap is the new crown.
So cap would mean something which is a lie or something which is fake.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't invent this. This is the new generation. So answer similarly would be no cap.
Honest.
Yes. Correct. Answer next would be
Slay!
S-L-A-Y.
S-L-A-Y. I mean, demolish it, kill it, ace it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we do something amazingly well. This is, I think, this you would definitely know. Next would be drip.
Yeah, drip is something cool, yeah?
Yeah. Answer ghosting.
Trying to be mysteriously inaccessible.
So if you had to use it in a sentence, how would you use it?
I don't know. We used to speak a lot and then the guy is ghosting me.
Correct, sir. Absolutely. So next would be sus. S-U-S.
Suspect?
Yes, correct.
It is, wow.
Next would be, it is like suspicious or, like
suspect,
like
suspicious. Okay, cool.
Next would be some mid, M-I-D.
Incomplete, halfway there.
Yeah, kind of. So it's like average, mediocre, something like that.
Okay,
So
incomplete,
almost,
I think that is close.
Next would be some fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family. So family is a short for family.
I thought it's for famished. Okay, good. I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat. They will discover it. The next gen will discover the correct location.
And so the final one, glow up.
Something goes disastrously wrong.
Actually, it's like a big improvement in appearance or style over time. So, for example, like you can ask somebody like, did he have a glow up or not? And then they show like, this is trend where they show somebody a picture of their childhood and then the person appears and then they kind of say whether it's a glow up or not. Something like that. Thank you, sir, for that. I think that was amazing.
So you have these two flags, one is green, one is red. So we're going to ask you like certain practices people could do, and would that make them a good chess player or a bad chess player? Playing bullet chess at 2 a.m.
It's a red flag that I like.
Chanting the name of Magnus 3 times a day. Playing the London system. Why do you think that more division elsewhere?
I think if you know what you're doing, you're good. But if you're randomly playing it, it's not good.
Meditating before a chess game. Solving puzzle rush. Consistently falling in time pressure.
Red flag.
Being a good dancer.
Green flag.
So there is some connection with it. Is a great dancer. Do you know any good dancers in the chess ecosystem?
I haven't seen many people.
Waking up daily at 1 p.m., which is true for night owls.
Red flag because I've tried it and I think you just end up being tired.
Drinking water during a chess game.
Green flag.
So being superstitious.
I think having your faith is good, but too much of superstition not good.
Analyzing your own games. Sleeping during a chess game.
Sleeping.
During a chess game.
Okay, don't sleep, but it's fine. You know, I actually slept during a game when I was around 7. So I had a lot of fever, huge medication. So I slept and I had a winning position. And my opponent woke me up. It was so nice.
And did you win or lose?
I won. Okay. I think she regretted waking
You
me
want
up.
to name that opponent?
I think, yeah, I still remember. I think it was Aditi Mohan.
Did you win the tournament?
I won the tournament. It
Wow.
was my first national. Yeah, Pondicherry.
So clearly a green flag, yeah?
Sleeping, always a green flag.
Playing video games.
Not regularly. I think if it's once in a while, then sure.
Dating a chess player. Dating a chess player.
Look!
And we are back. It's time for the bullet section. Hikaru clearly, closing ceremony ki speech de rahe hai. He's excited to play this bullet section. Liem not looking as happy. I think he started off so well, with that victory Sahaj in the first game and even fought in the 5+1 section. But I think 3+1 mein Hikaru just took over. And now I think bullet mein, yeah, it's a battle of choice. Does Hikaru extend his lead or does Liem catch up a bit?
Well, I think you can see the difference in the 3+1, and this is exactly what we were sort of, predicting here as well. Like, there's a difference of 6.5, 1.5. My question is, has he lost a game in 3+1? He has lost one game, yeah, in that when jab wo queen trap hui thi. Besides that, like Hikaru, I think he has just completely dominated in this format. मतलब जितना I think आप bullet की तरफ जा रहे हो, because Hikaru is a faster player, it's going to favor him. And yeah, going into this with like 7-point lead is too much.
Yeah. Very interesting. And
chat भी थोड़ी interesting हो रही है भाई.
Chat में कुछ अलग ही चल रहा है. मतलब
I'm not even sure किस चीज की मतलब अभी argument चल रहा है.
I think chess से कोई दूर तक उसका रिश्ता नहीं है. Red flag, green flag चल रहा है. I think Divya की वो red flag, green flag video देख के that's great. We are inspiring you, chat. But bullet section hopefully will also be inspiring. Meanwhile, Hikaru bhai, I don't know, Hikaru bhai sounds funny for some reason, Sahaj. Hikaru bhai.
Amazing. Start streaming Title Tuesday live again, Sahaj, if you don't want me to find you. भाई जरूर करूँगा जल्दी. As soon as I become comfortable with the 5+0 time control. Just मेरे को उसकी बिल्कुल आदत नहीं है. And just the fact that there's no increment and also Zara कहाँ it's a bit strange right now. So I'm trying to get used to it and then I will stream. And then तो normal stream ही कर लेंगे कुछ. But yeah, that's the update there.
Where is Hikaru making live? I don't think he's making anything live. कुछ खाना तो नहीं बना रहे. He's streaming live on his, I guess, Kick or I don't know कौन से platform पे stream कर रहे हैं अभी.
Kick, I think.
Yeah. And meanwhile, as we wait for the games, as you can see, 6 point क्यों 7 point का difference है ना? I think the scores have not refreshed maybe. अगली गेम चालू होते ही हो जाएंगे आई थिंक.
Yeah, 7 point का difference है, that is true. हाँ, अभी वो गेम चालू नहीं क्योंकि हिकारू अभी भी एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है अपने व्यूअर्स को कि अभी आगे क्या होने वाला है.
नहीं आई थिंक लग रहा वो होता ना मैच से पहले बोले था हाँ 15 पॉइंट डिफरेंस हाँ 20 15 15 जो बॉक्सिंग मैचेस में वो कलेक्ट करते ना ऐसे पैसे पहले. एनी लिप रीडिंग एक्सपर्ट्स? आई डाउट फायर भाई यहाँ पे कोई लिप रीडिंग एक्सपर्ट्स है.
नहीं, आपकी आवाज़ तो समझ आ रही है मुझे अच्छे से।
तालवे कैन यू प्ले अ गेम ऑफ ब्लिट्स विद मी? बस अभी अभी आई थिंक हिकारू भाई को बोलते हैं थोड़ा वेट करे, हम लोग पहले ब्लिट्स खेलते हैं साज भाई विद चैट।
इट्स अ गुड आइडिया। करते हैं एक दिन ऐसा स्ट्रीम में भी, वर्ल्ड कप में करेंगे। अगर ऐसा कुछ मौका मिला तो एक दिन स्ट्रीम करेंगे तक ऐसे ही,
भाई
जस्ट
गोवा
जस्ट टू प्ले
जाके भी
विद।
हम ऑनलाइन ब्लिट्स खेलेंगे क्या भाई? गोवा जाके तो
आई मीन
बीच पे जाके
रात
ब्लिट्स
को तो
खेलेंगे ना
खेल
भाई।
सकते हो यार, रात को
बीच
तो
पे जाके
ऑलमोस्ट।
ब्लिट्स खेलेंगे भाई, बीच ब्लिट्स।
अरे अपन तीनों साथ में रहेंगे ना, तो वहाँ पे कुछ क्रेजी कर सकते हैं ऐसा।
आई थिंक वील
कितनी
प्ले
बार
बीच।
होता है सब तीनों साथ में होते हैं?
वो तो है भाई, बट आई विल लव टू सी बीच ब्लिट्स चेस। आई थिंक दैट्स द परफेक्ट फॉर्मेट। आई लव दैट फॉर्मेट साज भाई। आई थिंक खेलना है ऐसे बीच पे जाके, ब्लिट्स चेस। हिकारू नहीं नहीं भाई, नॉट यापिंग। आई थिंक इज शेयरिंग सम नॉलेज। आई थिंक कुछ ना कुछ तो उनके थॉट्स होंगे जो गेम के बारे में। एंड द गेम्स हैव
नहीं
बिगन,
ना
लेट्स गो।
भाई, आज अभी तक लंदन देखने को नहीं मिली मुझे, तो आई एम अ बिट कंसर्न फॉर लियम भाई। लियम का कोई मैच जहाँ पे लंदन नाउ इज अ बिट वियर्ड।
अब तो खेलेंगे। ओह अभी भी नहीं खेला।
Keeps going for that Catalan opening and Hikaru again finding that rhythm extremely fast. Oh, that's a mistake by the way. A4 खेला ही नहीं उसने, and he still played bishop d7. Okay, b5, maybe planning b4. Maybe you can stop it with a3. e4
आई
he
फील लाइक
goes, e4.
साथ में आज मैं कुछ
Oh,
ज्यादा
wait.
इंटेलेक्चुअल जोक्स मार रहा हूँ, किसी के समझ नहीं आया। आज ज्यादा इंटेलेक्चुअल, कुछ ज्यादा आईक्यू जोक्स आ रहे हैं। ओके 95। ओह दैट्स अ मिस्टेक।
सुनाओ सुनाओ भाई, हम अपना लेवल इंक्रीज करेंगे।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, आई थिंक वो चला भी गया किसी को। ओके एनीवेज, ओह व्हाट, आई एम सॉरी, व्हाट वाज
No,
c5?
he's basically lost, but I think he's just trying to break through. Yeah, but this he's not getting the pawn back in return. That's the problem. Bishop
Yeah.
f4 e5 provoke कराओ, फिर bishop e3. But play fast, play fast.
I mean, direct
Okay,
bishop
e4.
e3 also should do the job. Rook c1, and your
Yeah, but this is
c5 pawn.
better, na? This is better
Yeah.
because there is the knight doesn't go to e5.
Yeah, yeah, true, true, true. Come on.
Rook
Ooh.
c1,
भाई
knight
हिकारू लग रहा है
c5,
एक
not hanging.
एक साल से सोच रहा है, तब भी 10 सेकंड आगे है। लग नहीं रहा, साल हो गए सोचते हुए।
Bye, bilkul. Bishop h3, nice move by the way, but you have f5, which you have to be careful about because remember this diagonal is a bit open. Bishop h3 played by the way, f5 is what I would expect because bishop f5 पे rook f5 है मेरे पास, and then you cannot capture with the pawn because there is a mate in one. Oh, he doesn't play. Wow, he sacks the rook. यहाँ पे लेवी चाहिए था भाई.
हाँ ये तो है भाई। ओके दिस इज
Oh,
गॉन।
bishop d7. अभी पता नहीं भाई, बिश नाइट g5 करके कुछ कोई अच्छा इधर चेक आ रही है सीधी.
ओके बिशप g2, या भाई ओके।
या अगर ये भी हिकारू जीत गया ना तो दैट विल बी प्रॉपर टिल्ट, क्योंकि टाइम अभी
फिर तो
16 सेकंड है उसके पास.
फिर तो 15 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस हो जाएगा साज भाई। आई थिंक दैट विल बी जस्ट द एंड ऑफ द गेम,
हम्म.
लाइक अ न्यू रिकॉर्ड मे बी।
खेल तो रहा है वो, क्लियरली ही सीज समथिंग.
नहीं नहीं, जस्ट ड्रैगिंग द क्लॉक। या आई मीन ही नोज इट्स ओवर आई थिंक।
यू नेवर नो.
बिशप जी बिशप g5 एक्सचेंज कर लो यार, बिशप नाइट के बदले। जस्ट पुश द पॉन।
रुक भी 8 आ रहा है भाई. b8 was simple. Knight, oh, he's guarding all of this. Not so easy. How do you break through?
अगर ये
10
बचा लिया तो फिर
seconds.
तो हद ही है।
10 seconds भाई, चांसेस तो लग रहे हैं मुझे. मतलब पोजीशन में नहीं, लेकिन टाइम पे जीत सकता है, टाइम पे बचा सकता है.
अरे बाप रे
See how
भाई।
fast he's playing.
या they have repeated in two positions already, by the way.
14 seconds. Rupee 6 now. Oh, Rukji
Oh,
to check it
Rukji,
coming.
why? Is this getting serious? What?
Oh, what?
Hi, what? I can't
told
believe
you.
this. I
I
can't believe
said
this.
अरे बोला ना आपको इजी नहीं है भाई, वो कि वो बचा लेगा.
भाई ये हार जाएगा अब ले लिया, I think. I think he's going to lose
नहीं.
this one because he has to push and he'll end up losing.
हाँ एक्चुअली एक पॉन मर गया भाई.
अरे यार भाई कैसे यार? How can he save that game?
रुके
Hikaru.
Go rook a7. Bishop c7. Okay. Oh, bishop e5. He's lost. That is
Bhai,
lost. Wow.
that's insane. I mean, you really have to feel for Lelium here, but you also have to admire what a trickster, yeah. What crazy tricking skills by shown by Hikaru Nakamura here. H pawn queen kar raha hai. There's no stopping it.
He's too quick. He's too fast.
Wow. Resigns, yeah. There's no defense.
Wow, 18 seconds. इतना fast भी खेल रहा है and he still manages to win the game. Insane.
Wow.
Now the
Wow.
tilt is real.
Saj bhai.
How do you
Saj
not tilt
bhai.
after this?
I think 15 गेम का डिफरेंस आने वाला है भाई. Very very much possible.
नहीं, ये तो theoretically possible नहीं है अभी तो. ना, अभी ये मैच बहुत बहुत चुभेगा भाई.
Yeah. Oh, knight
He's also
f5.
choosing the same opening again and again and again, which I think is great. By the brilliancy, yeah, attacking this,
गलत
attacking this.
वो सेंटेंस कंप्लीट करते करते गलत टाइम पे पॉज दे दिया था आपने. मैक्सिकल घबरा गया था, बट नाउ इट्स ऑल गुड.
ये भी बड़ा हाई इंटेलेक्ट वाला जोक था फिर से साहिल भाई, समझ नहीं
हो सकता है.
आया.
बाय द वे, अगेन लूजिंग फॉर लेलियम.
Yeah, queen d6. By the way, he had a beautiful move here. So I'm just gonna show it. c5, dc5, rook d7, then queen f6, queen g7 mate.
Oh, nice. Wow. Hikaru now, in typical Hikaru fashion, just cruising in the Speed Chess Championship, showing why he's one of the front runners to win this. And I'm total World Chess Championship की बात कर रहे हैं Saj bhai. I know it's over the board, but yeah, I mean Hikaru would be one of the favorites there as well.
For sure. And someone saying, what if in the in the finals, it will be Magnus versus Hans? I don't think that's possible because both Magnus and Hans are playing from the same group. So I think they will probably meet in semifinals or like right before the final. उनके bracket same है, तो finals में नहीं लगेगा उनका.
Yeah. I'm checking something actually, Saj bhai. Do read the chat. I'm checking something. I'll let you know. क्या पढ़
No,
रहा
by
हूँ.
the way, he's repeating moves, yeah, Hikaru. He can think as much as he wants and just try to run his clock down because black cannot do anything else besides this. Oh, he's calculating. Rook d3 is a possible move. Bishop e3 के बाद. He plays rook d3 straight away, taking on g3, I guess. Just
By the
continuing the
way,
game for as long as possible. Yeah, कर
I
लिया check.
just saw an interesting fact. Players may resign the match any time in the last 10 minutes of the 1+1 segment.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good
yeah.
thing, but I'm not sure if anyone would go for it though, because still you're playing against a pretty
Yeah,
strong
yeah,
player.
yeah,
I think that has to count for something. Plus, you want to also even out the score as well.
yeah, yeah. Okay, c2 gaya. Knight f4 check. Ooh, g4. Bishop e4 only move for Lelium. Finds it. Okay, Saj, question. Does he win this one finally?
Yes. For sure, yes. Come on. We can't not win this. Okay, Bishop
Yeah,
versus...
true,
Okay, he
true.
just resigns. Doesn't waste any
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Come on, London system. एक तो यार. एक भी नहीं. I want to say at least one London system from him because Liam was the one who started this whole LTR stuff and
Yeah, yeah. And now I think you want to play Rook D1, jaldi se bhai. Ooh, I love that move.
Knight C6 plans. Knight C6 played anyways क्योंकि ये बिशप हटाना बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि इससे Catalan bishop becomes super powerful.
I
Knight
mean,
C3
Lelium,
E3.
like it's when ये position देख के लगता ही नहीं है कि Lelium has any problems. But I can guarantee you in the next 5-6 minutes somehow black will be better. अपने आप ही पता नहीं कैसे. Magic. Being a
Up 16
1500,
minutes left. Go
I
ahead.
defeated an American GM yesterday. भाई कौन सा American GM था? You know, we know a few American GMs. नाम भी तो होगा. I think usually GMs do play from their public accounts, so you would know the name likely. Okay, takes.
Against the top player, you're 2-0 up, Saj Grover. Who is that? I forgot. Is he Firoja? Bhai tha wo, but ab now the score I think is 3-3 for both of us if we include speed chess as well. Because I lost to him 3 times in Comet Open and I beat him once. So अब बराबर हो गया वो score. Oh, Queen F8. नहीं मर रहा.
Oh, बच गए.
I got so excited with Queen F8 for a second. I thought मर नहीं आ रहा.
Oh, भाई, look at the clock. Just look at the clock. 26 or 53 seconds. Double the time. It's not
ये
even.
Queen F8 दो ना यार. Queen F8 चाहिए मुझे board पे. So Queen
it's not
E5.
even.
No, come on.
भाई
भाई
कैसे
टाइम
हो
डिफरेंस
सकता?
देखो आप.
Oh,
टाइम
exactly.
डिफरेंस
How
देखो.
how can you have double the time?
Queen F6.
Crazy. Oh, fifth, 1/3 the time now. Chad, look at the.
Oh.
What?
So that does not work. Apparently that's a draw. And Hikaru यहाँ पे थोड़ा वो भी कर सकता है ना, King H8 पे लेके जाए, then King E8 पे लेके जाए.
Because you can't play Rook D7 because there's Queen F2 and you lose the game. So what's the point of sacrifice? He was completely winning. He was completely winning in that position. Completely spoils the winning advantage. Now it's a draw.
I think he was just tilting, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. The tilt is
46
real.
seconds. 46 seconds left for Hikaru when the game finishes. Wait, what? That's a mouse slip. Look at this. He played F3.
I don't think that's a mouse slip. I think that's his move. I think he played it on
No.
purpose.
That's a mouse. Why he was playing knight F3 every single time.
Ah. Bhai, this is the London, but without the bishop on F4, pawn on F3, you have to say this is terrible and should be resigns. But अभी भी हिकारू टाइम पे आगे है. Wow.
Crazy. 2-0 classicals. Yes, भाई, classical. But वो तब वो फेरुजा नहीं था. मतलब वो he wasn't like as strong.
Hoping Ding wins against Hans, Red Tail is saying. Yeah, I think that's a tough one actually. I think Hans will be the clear favorite in my opinion. एक तो online chess है. Second, Ding doesn't play as much. Hans is in great form. What's your take, Saj? Like for the Ding versus Hans match?
I mean, I would love to see Ding back at the top. I think he's an amazing human and an amazing player. But yeah, I think Hans is a clear favorite for me here, just simply based on his current strength.
GM John Burke. Oh, that's nice. Actually, nice. Yeah. By the way, from that completely lost position, suddenly white is again equal.
Yeah, I feel like जो John Burke बोल रहा है, I think वो troll कर रहा था. I'm not sure. Because John
Really?
Burke, I'm not sure if he's
I think
as
he
active
is.
these days.
But online तो खेल सकता ना?
Okay, maybe. गेम दिखाओ ना भाई, लिंक डालो चैट में, तब पता लगेगा. Oh, 93. This is lost again.
Wow.
So 7-point difference could go into 6, but theoretically जीतना basically impossible है.
Yeah. Rook C2, by the way, in the air. The queen has to stay. Oh, I have Queen F7 only move. That's not.
But still very tricky. 43 seconds again for Hikaru. Just look at this difference.
Knight F3. Oh, wow, finds it. And now Rook C2 is the move. Rook C2 is possible. Queen C2 91.
Ooh, beautiful find there.
Wow.
Of course, he sees it. The trickster strikes again. Queen G4 नहीं मर रहा भाई. Queen D6 खेलना है, which is impossible to find. Yeah.
Oh,
he doesn't find it.
Hikaru saves it again. How on earth is he saving these games?
Just by keeping more time on the again. Wow, found Queen A6.
Nice find. That's a nice
Beautiful
move, Queen A6 actually.
You have to be proud of this, yeah, for sure. B8 Queen में I think you have Knight H4 check and you just take this. You don't even take the Queen there.
Magnus has a kid. Yep. I think he recently became a father.
He plays it. Queen E2 check. Only move.
King H3.
Wow.
Queen F1. Oh,
91
91 check. Khatam.
Then you just take this.
Okay.
Some checks on the board.
Yeah. That's it. So Liem getting some points back. Still not close.
6-point lead. And we have 11 minutes to go.
So
looking a bit difficult.
3 to 4 games, yeah? I think, including this one.
To think Alireza defeated Hikaru in SEC semi-final with like 8+ point lead is just insane. Yeah, we were covering that. I remember it, and it was a huge surprise. But I mean, Firuza, it's when he plays that well, it's not a surprise. I think in the bigger scheme of things, you expect these things from Firuza. Yeah. उससे बड़ी what the crazier thing was कि Magnus still won with like some 10 point lead in the finals itself. वो मुझे बहुत crazy लगा था.
Ooh, is it working? Hikaru, I think he's enjoying himself. I think at this point, he's just enjoying himself. He's not even trying to play the best moves. I think like he wouldn't have sacked that piece. I feel if the match was
Yeah,
closer.
ऐसा I think हर game में हो रहा है because in every
Yeah.
match you see the stronger, sort of the faster player taking a big lead and then they are just
Yeah. Chilling.
sort of having fun with it. Then they are chilling basically.
Sujit, you are new here. No, I think Sujit is not new actually.
He's just a piece down but he's still playing. E6 probably. Hikaru ये भी ना जीत जाए यार.
नहीं 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 यार ये तो नहीं जीतता यार. There's no chance.
33 seconds भाई लास्ट टाइम भी कहा था आपने. Let's not forget.
नहीं नहीं ये वाला नहीं. I can do a Maggie bet.
नहीं या भाई पीस अप होके भी नहीं जीतेगा यहाँ
I
पे
can
कौन
give
सी
you 2:1 odds.
अभी भी 2:1 के दे रहे हो कितने कंजूस हो
So
आप.
3:1 odds I'll give you.
मैं 10 के लगा दो तो चलेगा.
नहीं नहीं
देखो.
एक बेट पे नहीं करना यार सब मुझे. I don't want to risk it all.
The pawn is
You
on
know what I'm
F3.
talking?
The pawn is on
Nah,
F3. Be careful.
nah. देखो अभी भी चांस है. उसके बाद में जब बाहर नीचे जाएगा फिर मैं मानूंगा नहीं. तो अभी भी चांस है. बेट लगा 3:1 odds. One Maggie
एक
is 3
एक में
Maggies.
थोड़ी ना लगानी है भाई. नहीं 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 इट्स ओके. मेरा आज दिन ही खराब है भाई. जहाँ पे लग भी रहा था करना चाहिए फिर उसके बाद भी नहीं करा. अभी भी मुझे लग रहा है कि देयर इज अ गुड चांस कि ही कैन लूज दिस. इट्स पॉसिबल भाई.
Ooh, Liem being a
G5.
bit passive here.
But he's actually being fast, which is a very good sign here.
C5 is a good move apparently, but he doesn't find it. Also a good move, Queen E3 by the way. Rook is now has limited squares actually.
Oh, Knight G7 he has to find. Difficult move to play. Hikaru under time pressure for once.
Saj bhai, I'll give you 4:1 odds now.
Resign ही कर दिया भाई.
Chalo, I think Hikaru loses one more. So catch up from Liem, but yeah, I don't think there's enough time to equalize now.
8 minutes left and 5 point ka difference. So it's not as bad for him anymore.
Yeah.
Like I mean, yeah, but the point is he has to win 4 games in a row.
Actually, he does have 3. Like he technically, I think, has enough time for 3 games. So if he wins all 3, like it would actually be very close.
But 3 के बाद भी तो नहीं होगा ना भाई. 12.5 का स्कोर है उसका. तो he needs 4 wins.
If he somehow wins one game very quickly now, for example, like we could squeeze in 4 games somehow. It's bullet chess after all.
Yeah, true. So we just Hikaru is playing like exceptionally fast. So that could work in Liam's favor.
Hikaru again worse.
Yeah, but ये उतना clear नहीं I think. Okay, it's heading closer to equality now. Bishop F5 is a nice move for black. Putting the bishop on E4, rook on E6. Played. By the way, rook E5 you have to take here. Wow. Insane this move.
Bishop B6 आ रहा है क्या? Because F2 is hanging. Oh, he doesn't
Crazy.
find it, yeah?
Oh, G4 भाई. तो white ही जीत रहा है. Big blunder by Liem.
Hikaru needs a sense to be nice. Nice.
Oh, he takes on F6, sacrifices the bishop. Let's go. Gf5, rook F5 incoming and some problems.
I think Liem understands कि there's this outside chance कि कुछ हो सकता है. So let's just. Ooh, tricky. Oh, blunder! What?
Thief. Bhai.
Oh my God! Liem winning again, 3 in a row. Hikaru cannot believe it.
Wow. He doesn't let his time run out. Yeah? This could be that game that he needed. Okay, 4 point difference now. Let's go. Liam making a comeback of all comebacks. Why? 3 wins. He scored 4.5 out of 5 in the last 5 matches.
Yeah, and let's not forget कि 3 point अगर उसने score कर लिए, we will go into tie break. So Hikaru should have ideally used that time till the end.
कितना टाइम बचा अभी? 6 मिनट.
And he's already winning,
Ag-
Lilium. Much better already. Oh my god, this could be like the comeback of the year, Saj, if somehow Lilium pulls this off.
If he pulls this off, so B4, he's winning, completely winning. Takes knight c4. It's completely winning for him.
Oh my god, चल क्या रहा है भाई?
Okay, he doesn't play queen knight c4. Queen d3 खेलता है वो. Hikaru is playing, I think, too fast. That's my take on this. He takes, okay, b5. Not an easy move though. Right, basically you will resign this in a classical match, but wow, what a comeback. b5 is what you have to find here. Not an easy move though. Okay, he goes a3. Black doesn't really have any useful moves. But by the way, Hikaru's still keeping more than a minute on his clock, and he's 2 pawns down now. Insane. AB pawns are just cruising through. Just push the pawns. Just don't think about anything and just keep
Wow.
pushing them.
Wow. That is crazy. And I think Hikaru must be feeling the pressure here, Lilium, with a sudden burst of victories. And I think 5.5 out of 6 in the last few games. I think that's I mean, Lilium confidence अलग ही high पे होगा अभी यार.
Of course. Now you're starting to feel it, yeah? b5, a6. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, come on, come on. Hikaru shaking his rook c6. Great move. Tying down the knight. d6 bhi gaya. 3 pass pawns for white now.
Wow, pawn on d6 incoming. Some back rank issues as well. But the only thing is queen c1, queen f4 करके repetition हो सकता है. So you have to just not allow that.
ले लिया हमने एक और विन ले लिया सुनील पाल ये क्या था भाई सुनील पाल कहां से आ गया यहाँ पे नो ब्रो आई एम अ थंडरबर्ड फैन oh d6 Saj it's completely gone yeah
He can just resign here, I think, Hikaru. But
Knight
maybe he
c8
will
rook
let his
d8
time run out.
oh
Yeah,
it's over
he's gonna let his time run out, I think. I think he should, for sure. Otherwise, he's in trouble. 4 minutes to go.
and 2 games to go Saj I think we will make 2 more games we will make 2 more games likely if this game ends quickly
Is Hikaru going to
wow
let his time
Hikaru
run out?
letting
That's
his time run down he's letting his time run down oh no he resigns
Wow.
Bhai,
Okay, okay. That's close. That's very close.
Wow, chat. Clearly, एक गेम में 3.5 मिनट से ऊपर नहीं लगने वाले. Very unlikely. So we will get 2 games in. And if Lilium wins both, I think we are going to tie breaks. What a comeback!
Insane. Okay, he has a slightly better position. He has to play a5 quickly, otherwise he's in trouble. Ooh, Hikaru. Oh, blunder. He loses a pawn. Yeah, that's the break I think that Hikaru needed, yeah? To put things back
भाई
into perspective.
I don't know. I think Lilium अब अलग ही फॉर्म में होगा भाई. वो तो मोमेंटम है ना. Like वो तो जब फुल गाड़ी में चल रहे होते हैं ना, स्पीड 100 किलोमीटर की स्पीड से हवा बालों में उड़ रही होती है. Even if you hit the brakes, you still keep going for a while. Saj, I think maybe Lilium could still. I still back him to at least put some pressure. I don't know why.
भाई एक एक मैगी लगा लो ये गेम नहीं जीतने वाला वो. No chance. It's lost or completely lost. Momentum
I'm
टूट
not
चुका है
sure.
भाई.
नहीं, I think अभी भी उम्मीद है भाई.
Rook e5.
Come on,
Rook e5 is
Lilium.
just hanging.
Take it down to the wire. I want to see like ऐसे close final match उसमें जो हो सो हो. But I want to see like a close match. Come on, Lilium, you can win this.
He's a pawn down, no counterplay. I don't think he's winning this. Takes.
Oh, that was a bad move actually. अब C file मिल गई ना मुश्किल है.
भाई पहले भी तो सीधा पूरा सूखा pawn है. No counterplay.
सूखा pawn क्या होता है भाई? What is
It's
सूखा
something
pawn?
that
What is गीला
like
pawn?
it's like straight pawn. Like
कुछ
straight
गीला pawn
pawn.
भी होता
Like
होगा
you
ना
have no counterplay. That's a सूखा pawn. You never heard this before, really?
Chad यार तुम बताओ क्या होता है सूखा pawn. Anyways, oh B6 played. Oof, this is over I think. Yeah. Hikaru wins and he seals the victory for himself. One more game to go. There is no coming back for Lilian to cover up those 4 points in this game. So Hikaru will go through, but I think he, had a scare there at the end, Sahaj.
King f8. Look at this mouse slip by Hikaru.
अरे यार अच्छा है भाई फिर पिछली गेम हारा नहीं हिकारू देन ये तो गया था फिर
हाँ
क्वीन C2 तक आई थी हमारे घर पे दर्शन देने के लिए हमने उसको भगा दिया बताओ
ये तो जीत जाएगा I think. Yeah. This one I think is a nice consolation. h4. You have pressure on the f7 pawn, so I think he definitely will win this one.
Yeah.
Who made it सूखा? मतलब the lack of प्रति आक्रमण. अगर आप देख रहे होते पहले फायर आर्म तो आपको भी समझ आता है. I think he's
I
winning
am
now,
wait.
yeah?
Oh wow. Time बराबर है यार. That's impressive from Liem, but you know, unfortunately he loses the match. King E8.
Knight h5. Oh, nice. Knight h6 check. Now the e5 square is up for grabs. Even the bishop. Let's not forget queen a3, queen a7 is just checkmate.
Yeah, bishop b4, bishop f4, knight e5, rook c controlling the c file. This is just over. I think Hikaru is going to take some time. Make sure we hit the 0 mark ताकि एक और game ना खेलनी पड़े. Oh, it's over. King d7 खेल. And then you have queen c6, by the way. Can we show that?
He resigned.
He resigned to play one more game in time, I think. He wanted to play one more game, Saj.
So he wants to finish with a win, yeah?
Nice.
Okay, knight b3. We have some close Sicilian on the board.
Ending the day on a high, as we all like it. d4. Central break by white. मारेंगे यहाँ पे d4 में. c4 भी खेल सकते हैं. Okay, no, he takes. It takes. Interesting.
Takes. And now b4 is a good move, I think. But there is e5, knight c6 also. That looks quite kind of interesting. Basically, it's a battle of who's going to play e5 first.
Yeah, true. I agree. And rook c8, black gearing up for some sort of, that b4 move at the right moment if possible. Bishop pair hai black ke paas, so he wants to open up the center or open up the queen side.
Yeah, but I think Liem looking kind of comfortable. I'm not sure if Hikaru is winning this though.
Yeah. क्या हो गया?
किसी ने कोई काउंटर हमला बोल रहा था, किसी ने हाशिम हमला लिख दिया.
हाशिम साउथ अफ्रीका का प्लेयर है भाई ये.
कहाँ bowler, I think.
A country Saj bhai lived in. Saj bhai, you lived in South Africa, you lived in Hungary, you lived in India. और कहाँ रहे हो आप? और US में भी रहे हो, I think.
Yes, these are the 4 places. South Africa में 2 different cities. And
So
US
one
में भी 2
in each
different
continent,
cities.
yeah. So one in Africa, one in America, one in Europe, and one in Asia.
Basically. अब
So
एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया करना है, फिर उसके बाद साउथ अमेरिका करना
अंटार्कटिका
है.
कब जा रहे हो भाई?
वो तो रिटायरमेंट के बाद के प्लान्स, That's the goal. By the way, Liam looks like he's winning this one as well. Completely winning. And he has like so much time on the clock too. तो सिर्फ 2 पॉइंट का फर्क रहेगा भाई.
लेजेंडरी बैटर है. अच्छा
बैट्समैन भाई. मेरे को याद है वो जिसकी दाढ़ी है, राइट? I know him. I just didn't know if he's a bowler or a batsman. Sorry भाई, इतना क्रिकेट देखता नहीं हूँ.
साउथ अफ्रीका क्रिकेट देखने नहीं गए थे भाई. Just saying. So C takes D6, he takes D6, queen D6, and yeah, B pawn को कोई रोक नहीं सकता. And that is a win. At the end, Sahaj missing by just a point, yeah. And otherwise, tiebreak होते.
Very, very close. But I think towards like his last, how many rounds was it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically, last 7 rounds, he scored 6 out of 7, which is I think insane.
Yeah, मेरा कैमरा भी ऑफ हो गया भाई at the perfect moment. अपने आप ही बैटरी खत्म हो गया. Look at the 1+1 section. 7.5, 2.5 हराया हिकारू को. I have never seen that before, by the way. That's impressive.
For sure, super impressive by Lekwang Liem here. I think great performance. But yeah, 2 points से ही basically हारे, which I think is a minimum that you need in this event. So much closer than anticipated, for sure.
Yeah, I think Hikaru will be happy he went through, but of course, I think a lot of positives for Liem to look forward to as he potentially even plays. I don't know if he's playing the World Cup. I think he might be. Such a great performance from Liem. But Hikaru goes to the top 8 chat. And can we have that bracket once? So I would love to check कि किनसे उनका अगला match होगा. And there you see it, Hikaru Nakamura. Where is he? Oh, he will join Wesley So in the quarterfinals. So that's going to be an interesting match to watch. That I think will happen after the World Cup. That's my guess, because I think अभी इस महीने में at least सिर्फ round of 16 के matches है. पूरा game still pending. That's on 30th. We'll try to stream that as well. So chat, that's it for today. Hikaru Nakamura goes to the next round. And next, I think chat हमारी तरफ से आएगा Clutch Chess. We're going to be streaming it from 27th, 29th. Most likely we'll stream it. अभी कुछ पता नहीं है. And of course, then we'll have the World Cup itself, right? Right in Goa, Sahaj. That's super exciting.
मैं
Wow,
just आपकी
Sahaj.
शक्ल नहीं दिख रही
हाँ.
ना, आपकी शक्ल नहीं दिख रही तो you just say something and I'll just like mimic you.
Yeah. So क्या crazy है भाई, मतलब World Cup in Goa chat. It's insane. Oh my God. Like मतलब मैं बेवकूफ हूँ एक नंबर का जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ.
crazy. But yeah, I think we'll try to do I think Prag's match as well. But तब तक के लिए I think we'll know closer to the time.
हाँ. So chat, I really want to thank you for joining us today. And stay tuned because अगला I think October से लेके this month से लेके अगले December तक the chess calendar is so packed. They're going to be new world champions. They're going to be fights. They're going to be Olympiad medals. They're going to be Norway chess. I mean इतने events है कि भाई सांस लेने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा. So subscribe करो, like करो, and we're going to see you pretty soon in just about 10 days. एंड उसके बाद हमारा आपका रिश्ता बढ़ता रहेगा भाई, फिर इसको हम लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशनशिप बनाएंगे. सो सी यू चैट. थैंक यू सहज भाई, थैंक यू सोहे भाई. सी यू चैट. बाय बाय एंड गुड नाइट. Fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family, sir. Family is a short for family.
I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat.
We'll be kind of asking you some, meaning of Gen Z slangs. If you would like to kind of try to make a sentence out of those. I personally Googled some of them for this, so it's kind of fun. And sir, the first one would be, sir, yapping. Y-A-P-P-I-N-G. If you know the meaning of it, sir.
Y-A-P-P.
I-N-G.
But this is not even new slang. I mean, yapping is just talking pointlessly, right? They were just yapping around. I mean.
The next one is salty.
I mean, someone who's a bit provocative.
Very close, sir. Like somebody who's a bit
sarcastic,
annoyed, like
something like that, yeah.
The next one is W, just the letter W.
I have no idea what that means. Two of you, double.
So it means like a big win, yeah? So a big W. So.
Is it a romantic? It's not a romantic thing, I hope. I love W, twice as much.
So it's like a big win, yeah? So let's say, Mukesh wins the world championship, like it's a big W, a big win for him, something like that.
Well, W is, I just learnt OP, so now W I have to learn.
So next one is cap, C-A-P, cap.
C-A-P?
Yes.
Cap is the new crown.
So cap would mean something which is a lie or something which is fake.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't invent this. This is the new generation. So, and so similarly would be no cap.